Yeah, okay, I will do that. No issue. Okay. So this is actually the number system. So you remember in the binary, like if I am declaring a number, okay, in the Python, how do I declare it? I think so. I will not remember in that way. But a journal, suppose you actually have a number actually
Good
as
morning. I was just
six
actually
in the
trying to go
decimal
to my
system.
file
So
first,
what would be the
and
binary
actually it
for
would be
this?
good.
Okay. What would be the
If you
binary
actually
for
have
this?
gone
In the
through
Python, I
the
can directly
yesterday
print
or
it. I
day
think
before
so. Just give
yesterday
me
any
1 minute.
document, did you actually have
As
any
I
question
remember
to ask
correctly, I could
before
be
I
printing
start my
this way.
session?
Binary of the number.
Did
Just
you
give
actually
me 1 minute.
open these notebooks in your system? Did you actually able to run it or any devise it, anything at your
Just
home?
checking this if this works. Yeah, it works. So what exactly
Yeah,
happens?
I
In the
opened
Python, any
I opened the
decimal
two of
numbers
them and I
can be
noticed
converted into
some
the three
Okay.
number system. What are the number system I told
so
you?
Any
I just
questions
told
for
you
you
right now
from
only
me?
decimal number
Like
system.
if you actually have any
And
doubt or anything you
I
wanted to
told
ask?
you binary number
yes, is
system,
this
right?
first one? I was
There are
just wondering
multiple
why
number
the
system.
first one, the
There are
number one.
multiple number system. I just told you two
What were
of
we
them.
trying to
So this
achieve
is
in the
actually the
first
third
one?
one, and
This
this is
is my
actually the
first
fourth
This
one.
is
This
your
is
first
called the
question. Okay,
octal.
let me just actually show you.
Octal number
Recently, I
system.
got a task
Octal
from one
is
of my client.
what is actually
Okay,
octal?
his
Octal
name
actually
was
has a
Advait.
8 digit,
Okay,
and
he
this
is
is actually
actually a graduate
hexadecimal.
student in
Okay,
some university,
hexadecimal,
and it
which is
was a
actually
task
having the
about.
16
You
digit
can just see this
total
is a
number of
simple
16
Python task.
digits. Okay,
Very
how what
simple
is the
Python
octal
task.
allow?
He actually has
One,
given me to
two,
code it for
two,
him.
three,
To
four,
eight
Okay,
digits.
five till
so
7.
I was just
Okay,
trying to
To
show you
seven.
what kind
total
of
8
problem
digit.
statement
And
people
here
get it.
a total
Okay,
number of
so this is a
3, 4,
problem
5,
statement he
6,
gave me to
7,
code it for
8,
Python.
9.
Okay,
Okay,
the
after that
problem
10
statement
is
was this. This is
represented
actually the
actually
problem
as
statement.
A.
Write a program
A is
that
nothing
allow
but actually 10.
company to
B
sell
is nothing
10
but actually
tickets. Okay,
11.
only 10 tickets
C
are
is
there.
nothing but
Just 1 minute,
12.
I am getting some
D
chat.
is nothing but
Hello, I am not able
13.
to pen these
E is
notes,
nothing but
notebooks. I
14.
have
14.
been swapped
14.
to
And
the
F
these
is nothing
batches.
but 15.
Note that there are
Okay,
lessons
only
for the
these
Friday,
numbers are
Saturday.
actually
Are these
there
two lessons
in the
per week?
language. Okay, so
Okay,
wait a minute. This is
Favid,
another number
there is actually
system.
only two
This is another
lessons per
number
week,
system. Okay, wait a
but
minute.
Sunday class will be repeated on the Friday again.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so these are
every
the
week there
just
is only
number
two
systems.
classes. So
But the
how
people
we
who
will
are not able
represent
to
it? I
attend
save
for
the number
Friday,
6.
so they were
I'm
actually
printing
they
this
can
actually as a
attend on the Sunday class.
binary
Okay, that is
value
the funda.
of
The same like
number.
previous Sunday
What is the
class will be
number?
repeated
Your
on this
number
Friday. That is
is
actually
right
the
now. This was
fundamental
your
key
number. Okay,
about the
what was your
classes.
number?
So
6.
this is the
Okay,
problem
6, yeah.
statement.
so
There
is
they were
actually
saying
this
it
way.
you actually have
So you
10
can just
tickets
see right now.
available which you
Binary
actually
value
have
of
to
6
sold
is
it to the
110. Okay,
customers.
you can
But
type it
customers
B also
cannot
in the
buy
front.
more than
So
5
to
tickets
show
at
it,
a
it's a
time.
binary value. Okay,
And program should track
so
total
this is
number
actually
of
the
ticket
same way we
left
can
every
represent it.
time,
I think
and the
so.
program
I'm
will
just
only
looking at it if
terminate
I
when
can
all the
represent it.
tickets are sold.
Octal
Okay,
and
at the end you
hexadecimal.
will
Okay,
print it how many
hexadecimal.
transactions actually took it to
So it
sell
should be
10
O
tickets.
and it should
So
be
they actually have
H,
given the output
HX
also.
actually.
So this
We
is my
used to
first
write
input,
it
which in which I
hexadecimal
am
with the
asking
0x
user
actually.
input. Okay,
I'm just
we
looking at
have
it
10
if I'm
ticket. How
able
many
to
tickets do
represent
you
it. I'm
want?
not sure,
This is
but
user
checking this.
input
Okay.
here. 6 he entered it,
Can you
and
explain to
then
me
your
about
program says,
the
sorry,
binary
I
value of
you
number
can
6?
only
Why
buy
is it being
5 at a
110,
time. You
please?
cannot go
Thank
beyond
you.
5.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, that I can
Wonderful.
he again
I can tell you,
this is
but
called the
this is
warning
beyond
message.
my
Period.
language
After
thing,
that,
but
again
actually I
user
can
Okay.
tell you
entered 5.
one
So
example
he
I
is
can
able
show
to
you.
buy
Any
the
number
5
you can
ticket.
tell me.
This is the one
Any small
transaction.
number,
One.
not
Okay,
6, little bit
and
bigger.
after that we
Like
have
you
only
can just say
5 ticket
32.
left. How many
Okay.
ticket do
My
you
number
want?
is
3.
32. How I
After
will
that
get
he
the
said
binary of
again
32.
32. It is
So
in the
what exactly
looping. It is
happens?
keep on doing it
You know
until
how many
unless you will sell
digits are
all
there
the
in
10
the
tickets.
binary?
Okay,
2 digits, right?
once actually you
Right.
print
Yeah.
So
3,
we will
it will
actually
say
keep on dividing
you,
2
you
with
we
the
have given you the
32.
maximum
Okay.
number of
So how
tickets, so
many times
0
it will be
ticket left,
divided?
goodbye,
So
program
to you
ended.
can say
And you
260.
this is showing it
You
all the
can just
ticket was
directly
sold on
tell
3
it directly
transaction.
like this 30.
One
You divided
one
multiply
here,
by 16. You
2
will get
here,
it by default
3
zero
here.
actually
Total
as a
number of
remainder,
3
right?
transactions, all the
What
ticket
you
was
get it?
sold.
You
So this
get
is a
zero
just
actually
actually a
as a
very
remainder when
simple
you
program
divide
which they actually ask us to write it
32
from our
out of
side.
16 times,
Okay,
right?
so see this here, why actually
What
you
I'm
were
Mm-hmm.
writing
asking me
it, just
why
telling
people
you.
write
Just
that
wait a
comment.
minute, wait a
I
minute.
have
This
written
is
the
actually
code
the
for them.
you
Okay,
can
this is
say
the code I
divisor.
written it for them.
Okay, and this
So you
is
can
called
just see this is
dividend.
actually the way I write it in the editor called PyCharm or something. I am just
Dividend,
doing it. So you can
and this
see
is every time if I am declaring a variable, I am writing the comment.
quotient.
So anyone who reads my code, they can understand
is
it,
called
what is this particular
remainder.
variable does. Ticket total, how many tickets are available? 10.
When you divide
Declaring
the
a variable
any
ticket total
value
to count the number of
division, what
ticket
exactly
total.
happen? You will
Okay,
say
total number of
2 16s
tickets
are
available
32.
given
So what exactly
for
happen? Remainder
selling
became
it
0,
only 10.
right?
So I wrote its
declaring
quotient
tickets
here
sold
16, and
to
this
the
is a
count the
remainder.
number of tickets
Next time
sold,
what exactly
0.
happened? You actually have to divide
Number
it
of
16
transactions
because
also
your
in the
quotient
starting
was
declaring
was
it. So how
16.
many transactions
So
it
again,
take
you
it
actually have to divide
to
that
sell total
16 to
10
2.
number of tickets.
So this
So these
quotient,
are the three variables I
you will get
declared
it.
it.
Wait a
I
minute.
use the hash symbol
Can I just do it in
to
the
write
terminal?
the
It would be
comment so
easy
that
for me to type.
whoever
Wait a
reads
minute.
my code, they will be able to
It
understand
would be
what I
easy
am
actually
trying
to
to code
type
it
it.
over
Okay.
here.
So
So you can just see simple code. I will
printing,
actually
yes.
tell you after
So
two
this will be
classes
again
this full
16
code.
value.
Okay.
Okay.
You can
I
just
want
see.
to divide
I
it
was
16
actually
here,
able
so
to
it
write
would, you will
everywhere
get it
the
8.
comment.
Remainder again
But
0.
I also
Right?
use the 3-line comment
Now
also. You can just see
now
in the
again you are
starting.
going
This
to
is called the
divide the 8
problem
value.
statement.
Quotient was 8.
This is my
You
problem
actually have to
statement
divide
which they
it,
actually have
and you
given
will,
it. I
you will
have
keep
written
on
it in the
dividing until
before
you
the
became
my code
quotient became
starts.
0
Why?
or 1. Okay.
Because I am
So
sharing
you
this
will
code.
actually
Suppose
again got
anyone
the
in my
0.
class.
Now
Okay.
again you are
So
going to
they should
divide
know what is this program
4.
does. What
You
was
will
the
get
purpose
it
I wrote
quotient
this
value
program.
2,
So this
0.
was actually the
Right?
purpose.
Yeah.
Again 0.
Okay.
Again
And this is
going
actually
to
my
2, you will be actually
coding, and
dividing
after that
it. You are
once we
getting
run
it
this
quotient
code
value actually
and
as
One.
running
1.
it in the
Okay.
terminal.
So I told you, you
PyCharm
actually keep on
directly run it.
dividing
Okay, I will
until
just
you
show you
get
with
it
the
here
PyCharm
quotient
also.
either
This is
0 or
asking
1.
Zero.
1. You actually
Or
have
1.
10 tickets. How
Or
many
one.
tickets do you
You are
want?
getting
If
it
I will
1.
enter more
So what
than
exactly
6
happened? This
anything,
1
it
would
will
be
not
by
allow me.
default.
Sorry, you
When
can
you try
only
to
buy
divide
5
1
tickets at a
by the
time.
2,
Okay,
what
Okay.
exactly
so
There's
that's
an
happened?
exception
You will
code
get
there.
it 0
Exception block.
quotient.
There's
Okay.
an exception
And you
block
will
there.
get it 1 actually as a remainder.
this is
Because
actually
1
the
cannot
accession.
be
Yes, you can
divisible.
say this is
Okay.
actually just actually
1
the
actually
warning
becomes a
message to
remainder.
them. You
So
cannot enter
when
beyond
you
5.
actually get this way
So
of
this is what they are
division,
printing it. Sorry, you
you
cannot
got
do
this
that.
value reminders. You
So
actually
if I will
always have
write
to
5,
concentrate
it will
about the
by default
remainder what you
process
got
without
here.
any
0
warning.
0 0
5
0
is
0 1.
processed right now.
So
How
you
many
got
tickets
it the
was
value
left?
actually.
Only
If I
5
will
ticket
write the
was left.
value actually
Okay.
as 0
If you will
0
write
0
it 1
0
also,
5
it will
zeros
say 4
and
ticket
1.
is left.
Right?
Again 1,
Yeah.
again 4 ticket is
So
left.
when you
Again
got
I
the
will write
result
it.
like
I
this,
need 5
you
ticket
always
now
try
again.
to remember
So how many is
how we will
available? 3.
compute the
So it will
binary. You
display
will be
that
always
message.
going
We
from the
have given you
bottom
the
to top.
maximum whatever is
So what is
available.
my
3.
binary of the 32
Okay. So
is
we have
1
actually 0
0
fracket
0
left.
0 0
By.
0.
So how many
This is my
transactions you took
binary
it?
of
Total 4.
number
So that is
32.
what they
This is
actually
the binary
expecting
value.
it.
So by default, they
Okay.
offer the remaining
1 0 0 0 0 0.
3
This is actually
instead
the
of
binary.
5
The
by
same way I will
default.
show you one more for your
I
understanding
did
as
not
you are
understand
Right,
saying.
it.
I'm
Can you
getting.
repeat, please?
Okay.
You
No, it
asked
is.
for
I will
5
be
and
just
the
going for
ticket was
6 actually.
remaining
You were asking for 6.
3,
So
but
this is
they
my
gave
6
him
value,
they gave him the
and you will be getting the
3.
quotient 3.
That's
They
what
gave
it
me
is.
3,
Right.
but
And
they are
remainder
actually
actually
no,
as
they are
0.
not talking about it. How many they gave it? They are
Okay.
talking about
And
it
you
in
are
how
going for
many
3.
transactions.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
this is one
And
That's
transaction.
true.
This is
quotient
second
was
transaction.
1,
This is
remainder
third
was
transaction.
1.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is a
And you
fourth
are getting
transaction.
it directly
So how
1
many
value here.
transactions you are able to sold
Quotient value
all the
was
10
0
tickets?
and
That
by
is what they are
default
actually
1 1.
expecting it.
So
Ask,
you will read
yeah.
it from bottom to
That's their
top.
goal. That's
1 1 0
what
is
to
actually
achieve.
your binary.
Yes. Prakash,
1
you are
1 0
asking me
is your
something.
binary
Is
of
this
6.
by default? What exactly do you mean by that?
Sorry, you know the
Let me just
guys, like
actually give you the
obviously
talking permit. 1 minute. I
the
am giving
where you
everyone
wrote
the talking
the
permit. If you
3
actually
and the
have any
quotient
question,
is
you can
1.
ask. I gave it. Tell me, Prakash.
Obviously what you're doing is you got your divisor, you got your
Yeah, I'm
dividend, so
asking
you're
about the
dividing the
coding.
6 by
Is it
2,
by
Yeah.
which gives you
default or
quotient of 3.
you
That's
coded
not the
it?
way
Yes.
to look at it.
I
Yes,
coded
again,
it.
you have
Whatever is the
delivered
quotient,
today.
you actually have to make
This
the
you can see
quotient
that
Okay.
today's
till
timing. I
quotient
just
became 1 or 0.
coded it
So
and
1 is
actually
there.
given it to
So
them.
what
There
exactly
was two
happened?
problem
People will not
statement.
write this
I
line.
coded it and
People by
given to
default
them.
put the quotient
Okay.
was whenever 1 is
So
left.
this
They
is
will by
actually the
default put
output
it
of
over
the
here.
my codes
Whatever
which
is the
they were
quotient,
actually
they will
asking
put
it.
it
This is
over
the first
here.
output. This is the
Second
quotient directly
output,
here.
I gave it
So
many
this
more
is 1
transactions
1
and
0.
that way.
So
Every
here
time I was
people do not
entering
actually
6, it
used to
should
write it
keep on
directly
giving me
in
the
this
warning.
line.
That
People
kind of
directly
thing.
write it 1 here.
So this is
Because
this
this
maybe I will
quotient
give you actually
leftover
as an
quotient.
assignment.
That is
It would
actually
be
just
good.
actually as a
Okay.
reminder.
So you
Because
guys
Right,
you
right.
cannot divide it further
maybe
default.
after today's
Okay.
Next
Sorry,
Saturday
Sanjay. Yeah,
class,
so you know
because till
where
that time I will
the
be able to
divided this
cover
number
up
3
the
and
all
you're
the if
dividing that by
statement.
2. Obviously
So
3
what
by 2
exactly
you
I
can't
need to
do,
do
but
it
then
today. You were actually asking me one question. Sorry, I forgot your name, but you were
if you
asking
can't
why
divide
we were
that, you
doing
would always
this.
put 1.
This is to
Is that
tell
correct?
other person who is
You
reading your
cannot
code
like
what was
what
the
exactly
purpose of
happened.
this declaring this
If you are
particular
actually
variable.
asking me simple mathematic question,
So,
3 divided by
this
2.
is right
So
now
what
in the
exactly happen?
notebook
You
we
will
are
write it
teaching
2
it, so
ones are 2,
you do not
and
understand
you
it
will
what
get the
exactly is the
remainder
coding
actually
part.
as 1.
When we
Yes.
actually
Oh,
have to
right.
deliver
Okay. I
something
get you.
actually as a
You
single
multiply
file,
by 1.
that is
That's
actually
what
the
actually I
coding
was
part,
writing
like
it. 2
this,
multiply
where
by 2,
I wrote it
remainder
full
would be left
Python
1
code.
only.
I have written it
Right, right.
everything
Okay.
actually as a
Your
commenting
question
what
is
exactly I am trying
basically
to do. I am
your
running a loop
Number
until you
of
sold
times,
all the
number of
tickets.
times you are
Okay,
able to
that
actually
kind of
multiply
comment
the
you need
2.
to
2
write it so
multiply
other
by
person
3 is
will
actually 6.
understand it, to 2 multiply 1 is equal to 2 only. So what is that time they are not equal, 3 minus 2 is 1 only. So that's what actually wrote it here, 1. So this is just actually the purpose of commenting.
Okay.
Second purpose of declaring a variable. This is actually general, I will say, the very first year of the any engineering or any computer science graduate, we were able to create the floating number system. We were able to create Boolean variable. Just give me 1 minute. Able to create the string variable. Python. So these are just actually the example which we actually have covered it in the previous classes. And then we actually also learned it how to write the multi-line comment, multi-line. There is no directly print or a string with the hex. Okay. So multi-line string you can write it like this, or with the triple quotes also you can write it. Needed this, and we also learned it what is called the escape sequence. This character. What was the need of it when suppose you are writing the multi-line
Just another thing,
as a
Sanjay,
single
as well, like,
single quote or
when
double
we
quotes,
had
you
the first
actually
class
using it
last
escape
week
sequence to
on
tell
the
interpreter
Saturday, it was
like this is
obviously I
not the
didn't
end of
attend the
my
Sunday one.
my line. Okay,
You
if you
know,
do
the
not put it,
Saturdays one was
this
just the general
Python will
overview,
think this is
right?
actually the variable. It is not the line.
So, I was
When you
just
put
like
it this
really
symbol, it
expecting,
will
like,
say okay,
I'll
it
be
is a
trying to make
continuation of
notes
the
and
string.
everything, going back
Okay.
to listen to the
So this was
slides
actually
from
in
the
the
start,
previous
and
classes we
it's all
actually
like
have
feel
done
like
it.
it's just all flown from
Defining
above
the
my
simple
head.
string variable. Okay. The problem is like if I will try to go through this what is called the string concatenation, means adding two string together and generating new string. So we actually have created something
Right,
called first
okay.
name and last name. If I will not switch to the book, you will really not learn it. And then we added that first name with the spaces and generated and the operation just done. One string statement. There are variable, there was muddy. So this is called the string concatenation. I try to communicate. That's the reason I took adding these two string by the plus symbol. Okay. If you think like so plus symbol will be felt it always whenever actually I will tell you. Then actually I have very less content to learn. How always the print statement was used multiple of Python. You can say books before Python because they will give you the more after Python 3.6. So let me revise it. Then this was general Python 3 so you understand it. But what after exactly Python 3.6 people started using the F string syntax. In the number system we can represent it by the and after that also so when I was actually on that day I was formatting of the string in a multiple types. I wanted to tell you something. This is actually not in the Python. Here I showed it actually has the operators. Multiple kinds of string format formation. Multiple how can we do it actually better? So these was actually all the string formation. The way how many what are the multiple kinds you want to display earlier we used to actually work even with the integer variable. So these are just actually the examples of learning it multi comment. Sometimes you need to format the tables when you are generating. This is kind of which you are not learning it right now. But so people actually also I showed you something like this. I will just it doesn't require the bracket to write. Okay. This is a simple Python which you do not know. I will just ask the language. Suppose I declared any bracket in the print string. It was just like that. I will just say my string is dash. Okay. Like x y z. Okay. I wanted to generate this. Suppose you wanted to write your name actually here. What suppose would be your name was something. I will just write it here. If my new string is I can say line name was declared actually as first time here A B C multiply by 40. What would be the answer? I declared my name actually as a your name is a variable in which you can anyone tell me what would be the answer for this? If I will print Muhammad, please ask me. You are actually raising your hand. Tell me what exactly is the question. How do I open this notebook? Do you actually Mohammed, you are raising your hand? Please let me know what is your question. I will tell you. I have given actually Fadib. I have given actually a handout, but let me just tell you 1 minute. Hmm? Yes, this would not be the funda. Yes, not. It would be not. Mohammed, so what exactly happened when we do the no issue, string multiplication by any number? The very first class of the string will be multiplied by this many times. You have to so I will get a line with the this character actually has 40 times. Don't worry, I will just send it. So I'm just revising it. Please go through it. So this will be I will the very first thing I told you how to declare it when I'm meeting the my now result actually as a table. When we were declaring a variable, I generated this particular. This is a way integer variable was declared. So my table is still this point. So I am thinking decimal or float variable was declared. And just give me 1 minute. Still there are 4 more characters. So I will reduce this to 56. Answer live. Okay. You can just see it's perfectly fine. So you can just also if I wanted to actually express any string variable like I'm generating this table. Suppose someone wants to declare the name generating and I will just say my name is statement. I will just put the 5. Okay. I just wrote this will be by default. You can declare the name just so you understand it. What was the purpose of your what you multiplying us any character father name number f name you will generate actually as a that is the father name. Okay. I just say this is a kind of table generation with the double quotes also. But this is actually the purpose also. So I was just putting the asterisk, and sometimes I actually make the table with this. So this is the way you can declare a string. So with the string, when you multiply any number, you will get it the string that many times, double quotes that many times, or single. So yesterday actually I remember one example.
1 minute. Suppose you wanted to write your
Can
summary,
anyone show
which is
their
actually the
system
multi-line
actually
if
as
statement.
how
So
to
this was
open a
actually,
Jupyter notebook in
right now
Windows?
I
Because
am
someone is
writing it
asking how to open these
multi,
notes.
what exactly I am
I do not
writing?
actually have my
Writing
Jupyter
a,
Anaconda in my system. If anyone actually
declaring
has it, they can be the panelist
paragraph
and show that.
or declaring a,
Anyone is running
you
the
can say
Anaconda in
variable,
their system?
which is store
Sorry, but I'm using a Mac.
You are using the Mac. Anyone is using the
multi-line
Anaconda in their system?
statements. Okay. So how you will actually able to store it multi-line statement?
Okay, someone is
Like
replying.
this,
Wait
I
a minute.
told you single line.
Yes,
you
so
can
Min,
go for
actually I
the
will make you the
multi-line. Okay,
panelist.
like
Can you
this
share
is
me
my
how to
first
open the
code.
Jupyter notebook?
Okay,
Because I do not
code
actually
in
have a Windows,
Python.
otherwise I would have
Python
told
is a
them directly.
very
I'm making you the
okay.
panelist.
Like you can
Wait a
see,
minute. After this, if I
yes,
wanted to go for next
Prakash is
line,
also saying
I can
I've
do
just
it,
made the
but
Somin
my
actually as a
Python will
panelist.
generate the error. I will
Okay,
just show you.
just 1
Python
minute.
is very simple language.
Okay, yeah, Somin
Simple
joined.
language.
I will just stopped it because
Okay. I wrote
I
it in
think
the
so.
single quotes
Swadip
only,
was actually
but
asking
as
how
soon
to
as my
open the
line
notebook.
ends,
Please, I am just closing my
Python is
screen
not
share.
continuing the
Can
same
you do the
line.
screen
It is
share,
generating
please?
the error here. You can
Somin,
just see this.
can you do the
If I am
screen
running it
share?
exactly from here, this is declaration was correct, declaration was correct, declaration was correct.
Okay.
Here you will get
Can
the
you
error.
just close it
It
down
is
and show
saying
it
it
how from the
unterminated string
Anaconda you can
literal.
open the
Means the string started from here,
Jupyter
but it
notebook.
was not terminated here.
So
Terminated
open the
means this,
Anaconda.
it is
Yes.
expecting this character.
This is the
We are
Anaconda
not doing it.
navigator. Open it.
But I am terminating on the second line. How does Python interpreter know how that my line is continuing? So for that, we need to learn one character, which is known as actually, what is this character called? This is called escape sequence character. Okay.
Open
What
it.
is the
Okay,
escape
it's
sequence
opening, I think
character
so.
called?
Just
This
give me 1
character
minute.
slash. So if you put it over here, the single slash, it will tell Python interpreter my line is continuing. So right now this error is gone. Okay. Even you can type it. This is a very simple language.
Just 1 minute.
Anyone
Okay,
can learn
Python
in 2 days. Okay. Like this is actually what I wrote it. Again, this is actually again the next line. What exactly you have to do it? You need to put the escape sequence here. Then still it's valid. Okay. You can just see check. Okay. There is no error generation. So what exactly this happened? This is called the escape sequence character is used where
so once Anaconda
for
navigator is
multi-line,
open, you can directly open the Jupyter Lab or Jupyter Notebook. So he is clicking on the Jupyter
string
Notebook.
declaration.
Once
Or,
you click on the launch,
it will open the Jupyter notebook
or
in the
you
web
can say
browser.
single
Okay.
quotes.
Just see it's
equation.
actually launching.
Okay.
It's a
Single
you can see the
quote
blue icon.
strings.
I will just
Once
show you
actually
where
this
icon
exactly
is
it
okay.
means,
Then it will open in the
like
browser
you can just
only.
see third example. I am just doing it. This is actually the very
Just see
first
this
one.
browser. It will
Okay.
open.
This is
Here
done.
you can
This is
open
fine.
any Jupyter
Another one,
notebook,
actually,
any
this was
notebook which
second
is
one.
actually provided
This
to
is
you.
fine.
You
Third
actually
one.
have
Okay.
anything local, yeah. So
This
these
is
are the
better.
notebook like he's developing it. You can
After
open
this,
anything,
please.
please.
Like I
Open
was
data
generating
type
a
or anything,
question.
please, or
What
you
was
can
my
create new
question? My
also.
question
No
was,
issues.
what's your name?
So right now he's creating new, but you can click on
Right?
the any Jupyter
You can just
notebook which
see
was
if I will
already
write
developed.
this
You can
actually, what's
double
your
click on
name
that.
in the
It will
single
open in the
quotes,
new
it will
tab.
generate the error.
Okay.
Why it is
Right now
actually
he's
error?
creating the new
Think
notebook.
about it. Anyone tell me
Can
the
you,
error issue?
Sabin, can you show me the older notebook open, please? Can anyone tell me
Yes.
what is the actually error
Any
here?
notebook you can open it, data type also, it's okay. Click on that, double click on
Please
that.
do not type in the question and answer. Please speak.
So you can open this way,
Please speak.
the kind of
Who
notebook,
actually
how to actually
wanted to
open
tell
it.
me what is
Okay.
the error here?
This is because of
Gulam, I will
the
just check
comma
it out. I
between
will
what and
unmute.
s.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is
Thank you.
because of
Actually, you
that.
can actually
And the
stop the
reason
screen share. I
how
will do
actually
that.
Python is actually understanding it, your string starts from here
Just
and
1
ending
minute.
here. So what
Can
it
you stop
actually has
screen
to do
share,
it?
please?
It actually have to tell this is actually the ending string. This is just actually is a part of the string. How do you do that? You will use the escape sequence again
Yeah.
here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So
if
for
you
the I think
use
so it
this,
answered
you
your
are able
question,
to
the way
perfectly
how to
doing
open
in
the
that
notes
case. Okay.
in the Anaconda.
So this is actually the way of
Bhuvan,
doing
you
it.
were
Multiple
raising the
string
hand. What was the
declarations.
fundamental?
Mohammed,
Can you
tell
tell
me.
me? You are actually asking Mohammed Bilal. So we will divide the data into training and
Bhuvan, you are raising the hand. Otherwise, I will continue
in
next.
place of actually raising the hand, please
So this is
speak.
actually just
It is
one
actually really
fundamental which I
interactive
was
class, so
trying to tell
everyone
you.
can learn it from your
This
questions.
actually comes in the one more topic. Yesterday we were solving the notes
Okay,
too.
so this was actually
Wait a
only
minute.
the variable
I have a
declaration. If you are
question.
not
Bhuvan, tell
speaking
me
it,
your
I will not
questions
get to
because
know
I'm
what
asking
actually is
you, but you are not
issue you are
speaking.
raising it. Abdul, you are raising the hand. Please let me know what is your question. No, sir. Okay.
Yeah, my question is,
Bhuvan, can you tell me your question?
you know, this
Hello?
might be, I don't know if it's a
Yes.
silly question or, but you
I
know,
need
when
to
you're
ask,
writing
you
that
told
line,
that
what's your name?
we
You
have
know
to
the
open the
question mark.
Jupyter notebook in a
Hmm?
browser.
Say, for
So do
example,
we
the
need the
question
internet to
mark
work on it?
was
No,
closer to
nothing.
B.
It's a
Does that
local.
make a difference?
It's
No,
offline mode.
it doesn't
Ah,
make
it's
any
offline.
difference. It's just actually a
Okay,
string.
thank you.
Any number
Okay.
of spaces you can
So
put it.
you
That
can
doesn't
see
matter.
yesterday when I was
Okay.
ending
So
my
this
class,
one
I
actually
was
is
telling you
my print
how to
statement.
take
Okay.
a input
Print
from the user.
statement.
Okay. I was just writing it
So
this
this
here.
is my
Input
printing
number you are
statement. I
taking
was
it
just
from the
talking
user,
about
and
it.
I was saying
In the
input
Python
enter
2
is
point
this,
versions,
and the type
we
of
used
the
to write it
what
string like
is
this.
variable
I
which
told you
was
I cannot
written
run it
by the
because I am
input
running it in
function.
the Python
I
3.
was
So I
checking it
cannot
what is
run
the
this
type. So it
statement
was
into
string.
my
Yesterday I showed you this nodes
notebook
too.
right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So it is
suppose
okay. Let it be that
what
way.
exactly happened?
What
I
I am
wanted
writing a
to show
code
you
here.
something.
I am writing a code. What
I
is my
wanted
code?
to show you in such a
Take
way.
input from a
Later
user
version, what
and
exactly
multiply
happened? In the later version of the Python 3,
multiply it by
Python 3 versions,
value
what
of
exactly
5
we did it changed
and
actually.
print the
What the
result.
things actually changed.
This is my simple code
Before
which actually has
Python,
3 steps. I will write it here.
Okay.
Before
So what was
Python
actually the next
3.6
or you
fundamental,
can
you
say
will take a number
3.6.
actually as
Okay.
a
Not
input.
you can just
Okay.
say general. Just
And just you will
in the
ask the
Python
input
3
actually
by
as
default print statement requires a
enter
double
and
quotes.
integer value.
Actually, like not
Okay.
double quotes,
Integer
open
value,
bracket and close bracket
colon,
required. This is
and
the first
space.
requirement
This is
in
actually
the
the
print
argument
statement.
which will be displayed.
And the second
First,
requirement,
then
suppose
it
you
will
want
ask
to
the
type
user
it
for
like
number.
any
Okay.
string, you can just
And
type
then
it
what you will
like
do it, you
my
will
name
actually say
is
result equal to
my name is
number
ABCD. Okay, this is
multiply
not the
by
issue.
5.
This was
That is what
directly the
actually written
5.
it, multiply
But
by
suppose
the
you
5.
wanted to declare
So
it
that would be
similar
my
to same
result.
statement. I am
And
just
then
going to
print
print it
result.
here, same
Okay.
statement.
By the
Okay.
F string, my
ABCD was there. So it
multiplication
requires a bracket first here. Second thing,
of
it was actually
number.
changed this
Okay.
particular
What I am
syntax.
typing
The syntax
with
was
5
here, was name here. So here they changed
is
it to
this is
this
result.
to
This
this
is what
here.
actually
They will actually
you are
say
trying to
point
do actually as a
format.
simple
It
code.
percentage
Three-line
was changed with the double
now
quotes
you can
bracket
just see this
with the
here.
curly braces.
If I will enter
And this was
5
changed
and
with
you
the,
can
this
just see
kind
my
of
result
format.
is this.
The format
Why it is
function
that?
came in the
Anyone can
Python
tell me
3.
the answer
In
regarding
that
it.
you actually have to pass the
Why
variable.
my
And that
answer
variable can be
my
actually
5 multiplied by
share
5
it
is
just
this,
like this
brackets.
not 25.
Okay. Let me just show you this language.
Anyone can
here.
tell me this answer?
Okay. So you can just see this is, syntax works. My
Number
name is
is
ABCD.
multiply by 5.
Okay. This. You can
This
write it,
number
this
is
syntax
multiplied by
actually as a
5. It
zero
should be
also.
returning 25.
Okay.
Why
This
it
is
is
also
returning
fine.
5,
Sometimes
5,
you will
5,
give
5.
there are multiple
You said
kinds
by
of
value of
brackets.
5.
So we will actually give the
Yes, no.
numbering also. Okay.
No,
Where numbering
like
is used, I
Somin
will
said,
just
it's
tell
a
you.
string. That
Age
is actually the right
45.
answer.
Okay.
You remember
And
when
I'm just
whatever is
writing it
written
the
by the
age
input
variable and
function,
name
it is a
variable.
string value.
So
So
if
it
you
is
do
not
not
a
write
directly
it,
5 number. If you just see
type
number,
of
it will take it just
number.
like with the sequence. The
What
very
is the
first
number
bracket would
variable
be
is
according
actually,
to the first
you can
variable.
just see type is
Second
a
bracket
string.
would be according to
The
the
number
second
is a
variable.
string.
So
Okay. When you multiply
my
this,
name is this and
multiply by 5, what would be the result?
and my age
This.
is this. Okay.
So
So the very first
if
variable
you
would be
multiply
taken actually
5 with
here,
5,
and the
what would be
second
the
variable
result?
will be taken actually
25.
here. Okay.
This is the
Because
one way of
strings
writing it.
is not a number.
Yes, I told you yesterday
Second
only
way
when
of
I was
writing
telling
it,
the
people
notes
used to
too.
write the
Yeah.
number.
Input
This is the
always
first one,
return
this
the
is the second
string.
one.
You actually
Both
have
are
to
actually
convert it by
generating the
calling
same
the
thing.
int. So it is
Outside
not
Integer.
necessary
of
you
that.
need
Yes,
to write the
okay.
zero.
Yeah,
Also.
So what
very
we are
good.
going to do that
In the
int
book
here
syntax, they were actually writing
and
the 0
closing
and
the
1. So I am just
function
trying
here.
to tell you.
So now
But
we will again run
why
it.
the 0 and 1 was
So
introduced
wait a
in the
minute, guys.
language?
It is for your
Because
learning, so I will not actually
suppose
wanted
by
to
mistake any
kill
of you
the
changed
joy.
it
Okay.
age here and
So
name
this is
here.
here. Int.
Okay. Suppose by mistake you did it anything
So
here.
right now, if I
So
will
then
run
what
it,
you should
will
do
take
it here.
5.
You
Answer
can
is
just see
25.
if I will write this way, my age was went here. My name is 45 and my age
Yes,
is my name
correct
age is
actually.
here.
So what exactly
correct
happened?
actually.
I
Your
need to
answer is
tell
correct. I saw in the
my
question
age
answer.
argument
Okay.
is the first
So you
argument
understand it.
should come
Whatever we will
here.
take it actually as an inbuilt
And the
input
second
function,
argument, which was
it will
name
return
argument, should
always
come
a
over
string.
here.
Okay,
This
so
was the
if you
reason
actually
this
would have
bracket was actually
assigned
a
actually as a
typecasted it
index,
actually as an
indices.
integer.
So right
then my
now,
answer
by
was
mistake, like if you rearrange the multiple variable in which actually yesterday you can just started it, put the indexing over here. Continued in the Python or any languages, indexing starts from the zero. So first variable will be zero, second variable would be one.
This was
So the
multiplied by
zero would
5,
be
so
here
5 was
and one would
printed
be
5
here.
times.
That's what actually the syntax.
So when we
Okay.
were yesterday
This
doing
print
it about the
statement
string
syntax was
formation, we
actually
did
according to
this,
the Python
and
3.
after that what we
But what
actually
exactly
started
happened in the
we
Python
started to
3.6
understand the
later
operators. Okay,
this is
what
actually
how
the
many
again
kinds of
comment
operators are
I will
there
just
in
say
the
Python
Python.
3.6
Okay, so
or
these are
higher.
actually the kind of operators we actually yesterday learned it. What is called, one is
Python
called
printing
arithmetical operators.
changed
Plus is for
to
the addition,
F
minus is for the
strings.
subtraction, is asterisk is for the
This
multiplication,
actually happens to
slash
F string.
forward
What exactly
slash is
happens?
for the
Same thing.
division.
You can just check here.
Percentage symbol
You
is
do not
for
need
the
to
modulus
use the
operator,
format
means
function.
remainder.
You just remove this.
Double asterisk is for the
And
exponential,
type F
and the
before
double
print.
slash is for the
This
floor
makes
division,
it for
means
F
quotient
string.
value.
And you do not need to type
So
it
these
over
are
here
all the
1 0. You
examples
can
I
directly
actually have
type the
given it. If you
variable.
actually have gone through it yesterday, it would be good.
This is
Because
what
we
actually
have keep
changed
on
after
actually
Python
applying
3.6
these
or
concept and the
higher.
things in the
Okay. You can use
coming
this syntax and
assignments
most of
and
the codes
places.
I am using it. I will be
Assignment
using
operator
the
is
F
like
string.
just assigning a variable.
I just need to put F
some
before
value.
the double
Okay,
quotes or
this is
single
5 is
quotes.
actually value,
So
29
if
is
you
a
will be
value,
thinking
and the
F
this
string
is
will
to
work
CAD is
only in the
actually a value.
double
So
quotes,
you are
not
assigning to
necessary.
one
You can
particular
work with
variable.
the anything.
So this
Okay.
equal is called the
I am
assignment
putting it with the
operator.
single quotes and with
After
the double
that,
quotes.
we
Both
actually have
things are
learned
actually the same.
and or not.
Okay.
About the logical
So
statement,
this is
where
actually the
one minute,
second
someone
part,
is
which is
saying,
very
can you explain
important.
it
We will
about the
be actually
ternary
working on the
operator?
multiple quotes.
Mariam,
So please
we did
understand
not
it.
actually gone through
What
the
is actually
ternary
F
operator
string?
till now.
General Python
But
syntax
if you are
are
actually
this
asking me,
Python
I
3
will just
syntax.
share with you.
Okay, which will be
But I
using
think
the
so it
dot
will
format
come
function.
in the
But
future.
later
Just
after
actually
Python
wait for that time.
3.6,
It
this
would
is
be
actually the
easy.
version people you
Because
will see in
I
the
am
most
not
of the codes.
skipping
People are
anything
using
from
it
the
this
book
kind of
which I was
functions. Okay,
following it.
where they
Everything
are
will
writing
come
it
on the
F
time. Okay,
before the
just
double
wait
quotes
for
or
it
single
because it will
quotes,
be
and
directly jumping to the
variables are
conclusion.
directly assigned it
Yes.
directly in the
Okay.
curly braces.
So we were actually learning
This is a very
about the
important
and
because the
or
more
not.
functions we will be
Okay,
writing it, more
and
code
or
we will
no
be
or
writing
not,
it, we
you
will
can
be
just
using
see.
it.
And was
This
like
was
if
just
both
actually simple
statements are
saying
true,
it.
only then
So
result
what
would be
exactly
true.
happened?
Otherwise,
We
it
were
would be
talking
false.
about the
And you can
previous
just see.
revision what we were doing
Wait
it.
a minute.
So I just
Sorry,
actually
live.
showed you the revision by declaring
You
the
can just
comment.
see here.
Okay,
Or is on either
commenting
one
was the my
statement is
first
true,
topic.
your answer would be
Done.
true. Okay.
Second
So
topic
this
was
was just
declaring
actually
the
the or
variable.
statement
This
example.
was actually also
Not is
done.
nothing but
Okay.
actually doing the negation. If it is true, it will become false. If it is
I
false,
I
it becomes
defined
true.
the number, decimal
It will
point,
be used
string,
when we will
asterisk
actually
sequence.
check
Everything is
multiple
done here.
conditions
Okay.
together
This
in
was
the
the
if and
second
else and
topic.
conditional statement,
Done.
which we are going
Now
to learn
third
today.
topic was my
Okay.
print statement.
Then we learned it yesterday
Printing
about left shift
printing
and right
string
shift operator
in the Python.
and the
Okay. This was
fundamental
my
regarding
third
in the
topic,
left
which
shift
was actually
operator
also
is
done.
whenever
Now
you do the
I
one time
was
left shift,
going
it
through
will be
the value will be
fourth topic. If you
multiplied by
just see
2.
this here in the
Suppose
previous
your value was
times,
8.
I just
So
wrote
if you
this.
do one time left
This is
shift,
actually the
it will be
one which
multiplied
I
by
read
2.
it from the book.
2 times means
But
4.
it is not
3
given
times
to
means
you
8.
anywhere
4
else.
times means
Okay.
16.
So
And
we
not
were
in the
doing it.
slides.
This
4
was actually
times,
the
then
fourth
value
rule.
will be multiplied
What
by
was the fourth
16.
rule
So
here?
total value becomes 120.
Naming the
Okay. So this is actually the left shift
variable
operator. You
variable
can see
names.
the
How we
notch
will
is
write
towards
it?
the left.
There is
That means
actually
it's a left
certain
shift
rules
operator.
for that.
If
Okay.
this particular
What
notch
are
is
the
towards
rules?
the right,
You need to
then it's a
remember
right
those
shift
rules.
operator.
It would be
Right shift
easy for
operator
your
is
life.
meaning it
Okay.
will
These are
divide the
the
value
rules.
by 2. How
Naming
many times you
conventions
want to
of
do it?
the
Like I'm just
variables.
dividing
Okay.
the value
These
2
this is actually
times
the naming
by 2
convention
2.
of
It
the
means we are
variables.
dividing by 4.
And variable
You are
names
getting
or
the value
identifier
answer
names
names
are
2.
actually having these three rules. Okay, Margaret did not understand it. What is left shift operations? Okay, let me just actually explain it one more time. If anyone actually have that kind of question, please ask. Okay, like she asked me, I will just actually need to explain this here.
Okay,
Okay,
wait a minute. It should be here. I'm
one
not
minute.
sure why
Margaret,
it is
I'm
not
just doing
showing. It
telling
is
you.
called something called
Okay,
what do you call
so
it?
this was
Markdown
actually the
document.
question.
Why
So
it is
my
not
question
doing
was
it? Wait a
here.
minute.
My value
There are
was 8.
some syntax
Okay,
when you
and my
actually
binary
work on the
value was.
markdown document.
I can print it my binary value by
Markdown.
just
What
this
I was
method.
just doing it. I
So
was
you
just
can just see
doing
my
it.
binary value of
Components
8 is this.
list.
So when
Okay.
I am suppose
There
my
is
number
actually
is
the
this
cheat sheet for
100.
that how
Okay,
to
I am
generate it. So
representing
I was
this
just
number with
looking
the
at it.
8 digits.
it?
Not
40100.
bullets.
So what is a left shift means?
Straight
Left shift
space. I was
means
just
you
doing
are
the
doing
same.
it left
1
shift,
minute.
means towards the left side. Okay, means you are shifting the number towards this left. Okay, so from this side you are inserting 0 in this particular number, inserting 0 in this number. Okay, so what would be the number?
What exactly
So
happens?
these are the
In
rules
these four
for your
places,
naming
zero will
variable.
be
What are the
shifted, so
rules?
it will be actually having
First
0, 0,
character
0,
should
0.
be a letter or alphabet.
One zero was shifted
Lower
here
or upper,
in
it
this
doesn't
place,
matter,
added
or
here.
a
So this
Unicode
became
character
40.
or
So I am
underscore.
just writing it
Okay.
here.
So
This
means
one will be shifted this
what
side.
exactly we are
So
going to
this
write
will
it?
be
We
actually
are going
having
to
0,
write
0,
these
0, 1.
variables.
So what
Means,
exactly happen? I can
my
only
name is
occupy
equal to
only
this.
8
My name
bit,
variable is
not
correct.
9
It is
bit.
can
So
start
this
with
0 will be
any
by
letter,
default discarded.
small character,
The
upper
last
character,
0 will
it
be
doesn't matter.
discarded.
Okay.
So
And
I
like
get this
all
particular
are
value.
actually
If you
valid
see
names,
what is
even
the
it can start
value
with the
internally
underscore.
in the
Everything
decimal
is
for
fine.
this
So
number,
these all
this
are
number is
valid
16
names.
value.
It can
actually.
consist
Okay.
any
So
digit,
how
but
I
later,
know that
but
you can just
starting
check.
should be
I
alphabet
am just
or
printing the
underscore. It
value
can
of
be
16.
small
Okay.
alphabet or capital
Result
alphabet.
is
Okay.
equal to 16.
So these are
So
all
you can
valid
just see the
names.
value.
But if I will just, someone will ask, actually, there are questions actually online, naming variable in Python, what do you call it?
16 is
Multiple choice.
40 after
Okay.
1.
There are multiple
Okay.
questions
So this is
online
what actually I
for
was
naming
getting it.
variable. Okay.
40 after 1. So
Is
single
Python
left shift
is a case
means
sensitive while
this
dealing
is
the
actually my left
identifier?
shift
Anyone tell
operator.
me the answer?
Single left shift is actually giving the value
Python
actually
is
as
case
this,
sensitive
because you
while
are
dealing with
inserting
the
0 in
identifier.
this one
Identifier
time
means
actually you did
variable
it.
name.
If you insert 4 times, so means
Do not
4
raise
0
the
will
hand.
be
Please
inserted.
tell me your answer.
Okay. 4 0
No.
will be inserted means
No.
this
Yes.
4 becomes the
Actually,
last 4.
Python is
Okay.
case
I am
sensitive.
just showing
Means you can
this
just
would
see
be
in
my
my
last
code
4,
right
and
now.
this is new
I
4
was
0
writing it
added
my name,
here
my
on the
name,
left, from the left side.
name, or you
So
can
this
type
is a
it
value
like
of
capital
128.
my name.
Okay. Okay. So means
Capital
every
my
time you are
name,
shifting single 0, you are
small
multiplying the number
capital
by
small
2,
name.
because
All the
earlier the
variable
value was
are
8, now
different.
16.
It
So
means it's a
single
case
0 is
sensitive.
actually a
Every
multiplying by
variable can
2.
be
If
identified
you
actually
added
as
2 0
different.
means
Okay.
multiply by 4.
It is not
It is actually
same.
going
So this is
2
what
to the
actually is the
power
first
actually.
question.
Okay.
Case
2 to the
sensitivity.
power 1.
Second
2 to
question
the
was,
power
what is the
2, 2 to
maximum
the power
possible
3.
length of the
So means you are
identifier?
every
Any
time
length
multiplying
is
by
given
2
to us.
only. If you
They
shifting
actually have
one
given
time, you
over
are
here.
multiplying by 2
When
the
we
number.
were talking about
Means
it,
if
they
you
were
just
not
see,
actually giving
first
it. So
time
I
you
think so it
actually
is
did it 1
32
shift,
or
you
something.
multiplied by
I
2.
am not sure.
Second time you did it 2 shift, then you multiplied by 2. Then the third shift means
What is the
again
meaning
you are
over there?
multiplying one
That
more
you
time.
can
The
actually
number
write
was
it
this
very big
actually.
name,
So you
variable
again
name,
doing
that
it
it
one
doesn't
more
matter.
time shift.
Okay.
So this is the
You can
value.
write it
So this
very
is
big
actually
name,
three times you
variable
did
name.
it actually
Okay. There is
shifting.
no
So what exactly is
limitations
happen?
actually given
I can
to
just
by the
directly write
Python.
it result equal
Okay.
to
Still,
number
it's a valid variable.
left shift
Okay.
3
What is
times.
this?
Okay.
My name is this.
This is 3 times you did it, so
Anywhere
this value becomes this much. If
there
you're
is no
doing it 4
limitation
times,
given by
so
the
this is
Python.
copy
Okay.
and paste.
You can actually have a very big
And multiply by 2.
maximum
So you
possible
did it
length
4
for the
time
identifier.
multiplication.
Which
If
of
you
the
are doing
following
it
is
here 4.
invalid? Can anyone identify? I will be very happy.
Sir, if it is 7, it doesn't matter. 7 to the multiply by
anyone
2.
can
Okay, so
identify
you are
which
just
is
talking
invalid
about
here?
it. I am writing it in the 2 to the power number. It doesn't matter.
None of them
Your number
mentioned.
is 7. So my value will
Yes.
be 14 right now.
Underscore
You can just see.
underscore is allowed. Okay. So means underscore A is allowed. Underscore A is allowed. This is
0
actually
will be
also
inserted
allowed.
here. So this value
everything
became
is allowed here.
14. Okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's your even
So this
value
is
or
actually
odd value. It
perfectly fine.
doesn't
So this is
matter
actually
about
the
that. Okay.
simple questions which was not
So you
covering
can just check
covered
it
in
out.
the
Like
slides,
I was
but you
just
should
saying
know
it
these rules.
number,
Okay, naming convention.
number,
So I think so
and
naming
left shift
convention was
operator
done.
one
This was
time.
actually
It
is the
becomes
topic which I
directly
will be covering
the
today.
14.
So
The
going
earlier
back
it was 7
beyond
multiply
this,
by
wait a
2.
minute.
It became
I
14,
was
right?
just before doing that, I
So
was telling
single
you
shift,
the
if you
number
do it
system
multiple
guys.
by
Okay,
time
this
2,
was
so
my
you will
fifth
be
topic.
multiplying
If
7
I'm
with the 4
covering it
value.
correctly.
7 fours are
So
28.
my fifth topic
So you will
was
be getting
this
it 28
number
right now.
system. In this number
Okay.
system, these
So
are
this
the
is
number
actually nothing
system.
but if you are
What
saying
was the
2, it
number
is
system?
multiplying
First was
2
decimal.
multiply by 2. When
This
you are writing it
was
here 3,
second one
you are
was
multiplying it 2
binary.
multiply by 2
Okay.
multiply by 2.
And third
If you are writing it
was
here 4, you are multiplying by
octal.
these value.
Okay.
That is what actually is
And
meant
fourth
with the
was
left shift.
hexadecimal.
Okay. If you do it right shift is nothing but this symbol. Okay.
Okay.
Right shift is
So
directly
what exactly
dividing this
happened?
particular
Why I was
value by
doing that
2.
because I
So
we will be
7
actually
divided
having
by
this
2
file.
would be
So you
3.
remember
Not
these
actually
are
in the
the
decimal point, it
digits.
would
Okay,
be
these are just actually
3.5.
the
But
examples.
it is an
Okay.
integer value, so it
This
would
is
be by
actually the
default 3. Let's
examples.
see.
This is actually examples, not this
Okay,
way.
because this
Example
one will be
would be
discarded. What actually you are doing it when you are doing the right shift.
76. Okay. This is
The
actually
value
you
is,
can write it anything between the 557
okay,
or
these are the
something like
value.
that. Okay.
This is the value of
So
7.
here,
Okay.
this is actually
When I'm doing
you
the
can
right
write it.
shift,
Always remember
from the
hexadecimal
right,
would be represented with a 0x. 0x is the way of representing any hexadecimal value. From the
after
left,
that you
actually,
can
from
write
this
it
side,
A, B, B,
which I am putting my arrow. From this side, you are inserting 0.
But I'm just telling
So what
you
exactly happened? You
0x101
inserted DU
also
0.
is actually
So
hexadecimal.
this becomes by default.
So how do
40,
we able to
right?
represent it?
And
Some
this 0
value
was
which is
actually from
very
this
base
position
actually will
value.
come over here.
I wanted to represent it
becomes
actually as a
20 and
decimal.
11.
What
This
decimal
one will be
value by
discarded.
default, you know this.
So this is
number,
actually the
okay, in
value
the
which is
decimal.
actually nothing but
You wanted
actually
to
the value
convert
of
it
3.
actually as a binary. What would be the
Okay.
binary for this?
So
These
this is the
many
funda about
zeros.
the right shift.
Octal value
Any
would
question
be
right now,
200
Mariam?
for 120, and hexadecimal value would be 80 for the things. But there was simple conversion which actually I will just tell you for your knowledge sake. Okay. Yesterday
If you
we
actually have
this
this
way.
No, sir.
So
Okay, perfectly.
this how do you convert
We also
from
did it
hexadecimal
yesterday.
to bitwise operators?
What you call it?
In the bitwise operators, I converted
This
these
number system one I
numbers
was
into the
trying to
binaries.
tell you.
Okay,
And
with
then
the print
perform the
statement which
bitwise
you are seeing it
operations.
with the
Bitwise
F string.
operations I
You
wrote
can
it
convert
if you are
directly in
doing
the
it
binary
or
and
means
directly
either
in the
of one
octal
digit.
format.
So you actually have to do the
But
operation
the
bit by
problem
bit.
comes when you
Like right
actually
now I'm
going to
processing
print
this,
that value
so I will
into
be
the
processing
hexadecimal
these two
format.
bit from the
Hexadecimal
upper number
directly
and
print
bottom number.
statement
Okay,
doesn't
together.
allow us.
So
So we
if
need to
both
use
the
the
bits
hex
are
function, which will
in the
take
OR
our
operations,
decimal
if
value
either of
and convert
the
into the
bit is
hexadecimal
1,
value.
your
Okay.
answer would be 1.
So
Okay.
these three
So in
number
this
systems
case,
are
both are 1.
correlated,
The
but
answer is
still I
1.
will actually
This is
ask you
0
to
and this
learn
is
it.
1.
Okay.
The answer is
Number
1.
system.
This is
In
0. This is 1.
what you call
Answer
it,
is 1.
digital
If
design.
both are 0, then
Digital
answer is 0.
system
Okay.
design.
That is what
Actually,
it is
anyone
doing.
actually has a
Either
question
of the
after
one
the
bit is
class,
1, then result
not
will
today,
be
maybe
1.
tomorrow.
Otherwise, else
Please
0.
ask because it
So
will
this was
actually talk
actually the
about
answer
all the
for
number
32
systems in the
56
electronics.
bitwise
Okay.
OR.
These are the
The
four
same
number
thing with the
system.
AND.
How the conversion
And if both
actually
the
happens, how
bit
they were
are
doing
1,
it,
then only result
dealing
is
with
1.
it.
Otherwise,
Everything
0.
is here.
So it means
And they are
this is actually
trying to
1. This
convert
is
each
1.
number
Answer
into
would be
binary
1.
number,
Otherwise,
octal number,
everywhere it would be
hexadecimal
0.
number.
So my
And
AND
there are
operation
many
result
more
would be
ways
32.
how to convert decimal
Okay.
to
You can just see my
binary,
AND operation
octal to
result is
binary,
32 by default.
hexadecimal to
And
binary,
what is the
decimal. There are
XOR?
many internal
XOR
maths
operation
about it.
says these
So
two
you need to
should be
learn it.
opposite
So
to
I
each
am
other.
sharing you
Means
this
either one is
logic
1,
here.
other should
By
be
the
0.
printf statement, I
Other
can
is
generate
0,
everything,
the
but still
other is first
everyone
1,
should
then
know
other
how
should
to
be 0,
convert
and
it.
other is 0,
Sometimes
then
if you get it
the
1a
bottom
F
should be
value,
1.
what is
Only in
the
that case when these are two
what is the
opposite
decimal
bit,
value for that
then
particular value?
resulting
1
bit
AF.
would be 1.
Okay, how we will be
That is
able
what
to
actually they
convert
were
that?
doing it in the
So
XOR.
for that we will
Okay.
be maybe
So
writing
if you
the
just
code
see in
also,
this
you will
case,
understand it.
the very
In
first
the
value
future.
would be
I will
0.
just give you that
This is
particular
1. This is
actually as a
1.
first
Okay.
assignment.
For
Once we
these
know
two, it would be
all the
1 1, and
operators.
these are
Okay.
all are 0. So
And
what
right
would
now
be that
you do not,
particular
you just
value?
go through it and
The
study
value
it.
would
Later
be
we will
8
actually
and
solve it in
16.
the
It should be
class.
24.
Okay?
I
We
think
will
so.
solve in the class
Yes, it
actually
is
as a
24.
our assignment.
Okay.
So similarly,
So this is
there is
actually
something
just for
called
the
number
negation,
system
not
in the
operation. Okay.
computer science
Now
or in the
not operation will
computer.
be done with the
Values
tilde.
are
It is
always
doing
saved in the
nothing,
binary.
just changing
Okay?
the symbol,
Binary
and they were
values.
saying it this
So
tilde symbol is
I
nothing
told
but
you how
whatever
the
is the
decimal
value,
number
it will be
system can
doing
be
it minus
represented
x
into
plus
any
1.
three number
If your
decimal
x
other
value is 24,
number
like
system.
x
Okay?
value is 32,
Binary,
so the value
octal,
would be
hexadecimal.
by the
Okay?
negation
Same
is
value can
minus
be represented
33
into this.
minus x plus 1, like this.
What
Okay?
exactly
So this is
happened
actually
today?
binary they are representing.
When we were talking about this, there are
We
few
learned
things
it
which we need
already
to
these,
learn it
and then we
today.
learned it
Just
comparison
going through
of
the
based
slides.
operators.
Okay?
This is
was
actually the
actually the
symbols
previous
which will be
revision.
used.
What
Greater
exactly
than,
happened? Now
greater
going
than
to the
equal
slide
to,
mine.
less
This
than,
variable
less than
name was
equal
actually
to,
already
double equal
covered.
to, or not
This
equal
is
to.
what
These
we are
are the
going to cover
operators
today.
which will be recording
What
it.
are
That
the
time we will be
operators?
using these
Operators means we know.
Then we
learn
I
it
was
right now how
talking
to
about
define
it
the
maybe
variable.
yesterday
But
also, and
with
many
the
places
variable
I actually have
declaration, what
written
we
it
need to do
inbuilt
it, you need to
functions.
doing
Okay.
some mathematical
So what actually
computation.
are those
You
things?
will be
We will
doing
actually
some
start it from
calculations or
today.
something.
Okay.
But for doing
Whatever
that,
is the
you need to
notes, I am
know
not
some
modifying it because it is
operators.
already
Operators
given.
means like
I was just
mathematical
actually
operation
giving this
requires
notes. This
plus,
is not the
minus,
notes. This is called,
multiply,
you can say,
division,
exercise
remainder,
practice. Okay.
quotient,
Like I just gave it
exponential.
one
These are the
practice. So I
functions
will
which
not
we
be
are going
actually
to learn.
writing it. I
Okay,
will start
these
in my
are
new
general
notebook
operators.
today.
There are many operators.
That is a
What are the
notebook operators. Operators are used
Here
to
actually
perform
one more practice
operations
would be
on the
there,
value or variable
that
in
they
the
were actually
Python.
giving it in the second
These are
chapter.
the
I'm just
standard
going again with
symbols.
my book.
Symbols means plus
Okay.
symbol. You know what is a plus symbol? This is actually called the plus symbol. This is
Not
minus
this one.
symbol.
I will be
This
looking
is
for the
actually
online because this
multiply
online
symbol.
will be
This is
modified.
division symbol.
So I
This
was
is
working on the
exponential symbol. So I
operators
will
and
cover it.
expressions.
Okay.
Okay.
These
I
are
actually
the
have
standard
covered
symbol
all the
used for
operators.
purpose of
There are
logic
few
and
things which they
arithmetic
were actually
operations.
talking about it,
The
which
value
actually
of
I need to
operator
talk it here
operates is
in
called
the
the
exercise.
operand. Means I was just
You
doing it
you
2
already have
plus
seen it.
3.
Result equal to,
Okay.
like,
So
suppose
these
I
2
actually have
and
written
4
it
are
a
called the
equal to
operands and
25.
plus is called
Okay.
the plus
And
symbol.
I wanted
What
to
is this called?
increment a value to 1.
Operands.
Okay. So what I will do it, a equal to a
This is
plus
called
1,
2 and
right?
4 are operands here. Okay. And this is actually operator is called this one actually,
right?
called the
This
plus
is actually
symbol.
correct.
Okay, these are
But what
operands.
exactly
This is
happened?
actually
This is
operator.
perfect. I
Okay,
just
this
incremented
plus symbol.
one a value
So
to one
what
more
we are
time,
going to
one,
do it
okay?
right now.
So
We are going
sometimes
to
people
learn
also
many
use it
different
shortcut
operators which is
like
actually
this here.
given in the Python.
So this is
These are
actually
the
other way of
operators which we
writing
will be
it.
covering in the
Same thing.
class.
A
These are
equal
the
to
7
plus
kinds of
equal to 1.
operators.
Okay.
Uh,
Plus
we
equal
will
to
be
means
covering in the
nothing but
class, so I'm
a
just typing
to
it
a
directly here.
plus
So
1.
one by one,
So
we will
this is
be
actually
covering them.
shortcut of
Okay.
writing it. People actually use it
These
in
are
many
the what you
places
call
in the
it
coding.
operators.
Just telling you it is nothing but you are shifting this plus symbol here. Okay.
These are
And
the
removing
operators
this
which we will
particular
be covering
a.
in the class.
So this is
But
actually
what are
having
these
the same
operators?
meaning.
If you just write it here, yes, close this.
This is one way of doing it.
Asterisk.
And this is another way of doing it. Okay.
This is actually just a different language, markdown language, where people actually write it the markdown language to give
Okay.
it actually read.
So both are actually the same thing,
Python
but you need
Jupyter
to
level.
understand it.
So I
These are
wrote
the
it
short form
here.
of
You
writing
can
it.
just see
A plus
this.
1.
What is the problem?
They were actually talking about it here in the evaluation
be
order.
a new
Same
line
thing I was just showing you. This is
bullets
actually one
actually.
way. Same thing if you are doing it for the multiplication operator. Okay. You are multiplying this with the 5 value. A equal to A multiply by 5. You can see this value would be 125. The same thing can be written it here with the multiplication symbol also. Okay.
Done. Okay. Logical is not working.
Okay. Similar thing, but just actually removing this particular a,
Operators.
putting this asterisk before equal symbol. Okay. That is just actually way of expression to write it. They are just
Comparison
showing it here.
operator is
A equal
spelling
to
is
2,
not
a
coming. I
equal to
don't know
a
what is the
multiply by
issue.
3. You can also write it
Operators.
a equal
Any
to
symbol
a
is
asterisk
there?
equal to 3.
Yeah, some
Just trying
symbol
to tell you
issue
this
is
way
there.
also is a short form.
I just
Works
copy
in a many
pasted the
math
content,
operations.
so
Okay.
that would be the funda.
Now
You can
this
see
is actually the
comparison
many
was not
technical
coming.
part.
Let me
I will
just do that.
cover
Let
it.
it be. Okay. So what
Once
exactly
I will
happened
cover
in this? The
event
very
flow,
first
not
one we
right
will be
now.
covering called
Evaluation order.
arithmetical,
Yes. It is important. I will just cover it.
arithmetical operators. Okay.
Associativity.
So what are the
Okay.
arithmetical operators? There are multiple arithmetical operators in the markdown.
So
Okay.
they were actually
What are the
writing one code
mathematical
called
operators? Right now, I
expression.py.
am just going
So
to
in
do
that, if you
one by
just see
one,
what
which is
exactly
called
happened,
first
length
called
variable
plus
was
symbol.
declared actually
Okay.
as 5.
How do you do the
Breadth
plus
variable
symbol?
was declared
You
actually
declare
as
two
2.
variables.
Area they
What
are
are the two
computing it for
variables? I
that
will just
particular
declare before uploading this.
rectangle or
I
something.
just
Length
declare these two
multiply by
variable
breadth.
called number one.
And they are printing it.
Okay.
Area is
A
equal to
variable
area.
called number
Parameter is
one,
2 into
which is I can
length plus
say
breadth. This is just actually simple
small
mathematics
value.
here they are
Okay,
trying to
12.
show actually as a
And there is
result.
another one.
Okay.
You can call it
So
A,
there
and
is
this is called
nothing. Now
B.
we
B
actually
value
have to
is
switch
something
to
called
third topic, but
38.
this is the
37.
important
Okay.
topic which
So these
we
are
will
the two
cover
variable you
again
declared it. I
because
am just
you
going
did
to
not know many things
tell
right
you
now.
result.
You know these
What would be
operators.
the my summation?
You know
Result
these
would be
operators. You know
A
bitwise
plus
operator.
B.
You know
I
all the
try to
operators till this
addition
position.
both
Okay,
the
indexing
values.
you
This is
know,
called plus
but
means
you do not know
addition
these two.
the two number.
Okay. For
Okay.
that reason, I
This
am
is my
just
code
waiting
right
and
now.
going to
I
the next
assign the
chapter,
variable
and then I will
and
come to
writing the
event
result. I
system.
am just printing
Okay.
my result. What is my result?
This is actually
Okay.
you will right now
You
reading
can
it
write
over
it here
here
as a
also.
string.
When I will
The
just
sum
check it out
of
a byte of Python.
variable
In
A
that last page also they will be
and
actually
B
writing it, or many
is
books
this
last page they
particular
will be
result.
writing it
Okay.
called
So you can see I was
evaluation
just
order. I
using
am
the
just
F
checking
string
it
to
out
give
in
me
the
my result
appendix.
right now, whatever I just did it. You can just
They
see
are
right
not
now.
putting it in the in
So
this
this is
here.
my
Okay.
syntax and
So
this
it
is
is
my
here only.
you can say one
So what is
code
actually
where I
called
was just
evaluation
declaring
order?
two variable
You actually
and just
have
using
learned
the
it one thing. I
plus
will just
symbol. This is
copy
actually
paste
one
this one place
operator.
here.
What is the operator called? Plus symbol right now. I used plus one. So this is my first code. Okay.
Okay.
Now going
This
to
is
the
my
second code,
syntax, which
what
will
I
be
was
you will
just
be
wanted to
using it
use it.
many places.
This is you can
Okay,
say plus
please do that
symbol.
with that draw. Okay, yeah. So you actually have
Now
everyone
I'm
actually
going to
have
do the
learned
subtract
mathematics,
symbol.
right?
What you call it?
Mathematics of solving the
Subtract.
expression,
Subtraction.
right?
Okay.
So you actually heard
Subtraction
it
of two
about
value, which will
PODMAS,
be symbol with the call it
bracket,
minus.
or
Okay.
order, then
A minus
division,
B. So
multiplication,
I will just
addition,
do
and
that B
subtraction.
minus
This
A
was
because
actually
A,
the
A
principle
is
of solving
quite
any
big. Otherwise,
mathematical
I will get it by
expressions.
default
Okay.
negative value.
But
B
in the
minus A, B
Python,
is
what exactly
37. If
happen?
you subtract this, you
Sometime
will
in a
get it
language,
25.
the statements
So
are written in such
you
a
can
way,
say
changing of the evaluation order. So there
subtract
are
of
actually in
B
the
minus
reference book
A
also people actually use it
is
many places. This is
result.
actually
Okay.
taken it from the Python reference
You can
book.
see
Okay.
subsection of B
What I meant at Python reference book.
minus
Just
A
1
is
minute.
by
Evaluation
default what?
order.
You can just see this is your result 25. Okay.
This is another symbol called, what symbol you learned? It's minus symbol. I'm going to the third symbol right now. Any question in this? You can just ask me if you are having any question. Right now we are learning
this is
it
actually the
all
operator
arithmetical
precedence.
symbols.
Precedence
means sometimes you are I have given
Okay.
a statement. They are giving any statement.
These
Yes,
are the
they
symbols
giving
I
a
learned it
statement.
right now, plus and
Little
minus.
bit
These
more
are just
complex.
actually the code for them. I wrote it.
They are not giving
Any
very
question? No
complex,
question right now. I'm
thing.
going to third symbol,
I will
which is
just
called
give
the
you the more
multiplication.
example of it.
Okay.
So now we will multiplication. Okay, multiplication, and which would be with the
this is actually very
mult
simple one
symbol, which
if you
is
need
nothing
to
but
solve
actually
this
your
expression
asterisk symbol is used
okay
over here.
This
Would be subtract symbol. This would be by
what would be
default
the
plus.
value of x?
Okay,
Can anyone tell me?
so I think so. You can just check it out. It would be a minus
Why
a
we
multiplied
will
by
solve
b or b
asterisk
multiplied
before
by a.
plus?
Both
Can
actually
anyone
answer
tell
gets
me
the
that
same.
reason? You
So
know
you
the
can
you
just
will
see this
say
here,
answer
my
would be
Yeah, you're using your
my answer is
six,
4 mass.
6
You're using
and
your
the
that
4
is the
7.
mass.
So
multiplication
this
of
is actually word
37
mass,
to
but
12.
word mass doesn't work
Okay.
in the languages.
When you do
Okay.
that,
Oh, really?
In
you
the
will just
languages,
check next.
these
This is
things
I'm writing
works.
it
This is
subtract.
called
No,
the
I will just say
what do you call it? This is
multiplication
called
of
the operator precedence. Okay.
a b
Precedence
multiplied
table.
by that.
Okay.
That is not the
This
issue.
precedence
Same.
table
Okay.
says which
So this is your answer right now.
which operator will be actually taken at actually before. Okay. This is what exactly it is. Yes. Which
Now,
operator
the
need to
fourth
be
symbol
taken
is
first while doing the operations. Okay. So this is actually even in the Python
division. Okay.
documentations. These are actually given actually. If you actually have any expressions like that, which one you will solve first. Okay.
Copy.
So this is
Paste.
actually the precedence.
Division
Whenever
of two
any
number
expression is
by
given,
the div
first you will actually have to
divide,
solve this,
and that is a
then
symbol
this.
called this slash.
But suppose
Okay.
if in the
A divided
expression
by
I will
b,
write
I
it,
will just say b
exponential is
divided by
first,
a
because b
then
is
wait a
greater
minute.
than the small
Checking
a.
something else.
B is
Asterisk
37,
is
so I
here.
am just dividing 37 by 12.
Asterisk
Okay.
division is here.
So
Okay. Let me just
37
show
by
this here.
2. So you can say
Division
this is
of
simple. Now I will just give you
b
y equal
divided
to
b
2 to
by
the
a
power 5 plus
is this.
so b
Multiply
by a,
by
you can just
4
see what exactly
divided
happened.
by
It will tell
2,
you the
and then
value
add
actually as
bracket,
this
and
value.
bracket is
Okay.
simple. Not I will not do that.
Actually, this value is called the
34
by
minus
default
23
decimal value.
divided by
Okay.
23.
Suppose you wanted to represent
Okay,
just
let
only
it
the
let it be this way.
the
Okay.
result with
This
the
expression,
only
if you
3
wanted to
decimal
solve
point,
it,
right? You will
only
get it
3
by
decimal
default
point.
y value.
I
Okay.
told you when I
But
was telling you
how
the
do you know which
printing
operations you need to do
statement
it
here.
solve first
Okay.
here?
This
Okay.
printing
So for
statement
solving this kind
are
of
actually
operations,
used.
you need to
This
remember
printing
how the
statement with
compiler
this
is actually
particular bracket
treating each
are
operator
used to
first.
do
Okay.
the formatting of
Compiler
the
is
string for
treating
the
in this
decimal
way, the
point
way this
with
order
very
was
easy
written.
way. What
In
are the
this
way?
order,
You can just learn
the
it
double
here.
asterisk,
Suppose
where
you
is
actually
this?
have
This
a
actually will
item which is
come
called, I
actually
will just
they
say
actually
mango.
have written it
Okay.
in that way. Just see this,
And
the
what is
following
the
table
price of
taken from the
mango? I
Python
will just
reference
say price
manual
of mango
is
is
provided for the
12
sake of
point
completeness.
this
It is
particular
far
value.
better to
Okay.
use parenthesis to
This
group
is my value
operators.
of the
Suppose
price.
if
And you
someone does
wanted to
not use
print
the
a statement,
parenthesis, then what
I
you
will
will
just
do?
say
Then operand
the
appropriately in
item.
order to explicitly
What is the
specify
item
the
name? I will
precedence.
just say item
This
name
makes the program
is
more readable,
cost
changing the order
at
of the evaluation
price.
below
What
or
is the
the
price
for
value?
details.
I
Okay.
will just write it
So
here
the
this way.
operators
I will
which
not
are
use it
actually in the
directly
same
this. I will just
line
use this
actually,
way.
like these are
And this
operators,
and
you
dot
can apply
format
them together. It
item
doesn't matter.
comma
You can actually in the same
price.
table you can
Okay.
actually use it
So you
with
can just
together.
see
There is
right
no
now, this
problem.
is
You can
actually
do it
just a
anything
general
first
way.
and last,
What is
doesn't
the
matter.
problem here?
But
Wait
if
a
some
minute.
operator is coming after, you should be using it later. Like here,
You
they
can
were
just
just
see this
saying it
here.
here. Just
The
see.
item
The
mango
following
is
table
cost actually
summarizes
at
the
this price. But
operation
I wanted to
operator
represent this
precedence in the
particular value
Python
with two
from
decimal
highest
point. Means I
precedence
wanted to
to
show the
lowest.
result
Means
actually as
this is actually highest
12.34
precedence. Okay, double
only,
asterisk
not more
before
than
the
that.
multiply,
So how can
before
we
the
do that?
division,
Here,
before the
where
modulus
I know
operator.
this is actually
So
the
what is
price,
that
I need to
mean?
put
You need to solve
colon
this first.
and I need to say I just
You
wanted
cannot
two
be
decimal
solving something
places.
like
Two,
this
when
here.
you write
Like
it
if I will be just
2.2
doing this,
and it will just
I
do
will be
it
not
the
solving this
multi-purpose, I
actually
think. So
as
point
first
2 f is not
25
required. Yeah.
by
When you do
2,
not write
okay,
f here,
and then it would be
it will
become
show
12 and
the
then plus
decimal point
32,
into the
okay.
e to
This is
the
actually
power
34
thing. So
minus 2,
e to the
32.
power means
So this is not correct
12.34
actually.
can be
If
represented
this is
actually in the
expression is
1
given
point
without the bracket, you should be solving this
to
first,
multiply
okay,
by
this particular value first.
10
So
to
you
the
can just see
power
print y.
minus
What is your
10 to
y
the
value?
power
1.
You will just see
Okay?
y value is
10
this,
to the
but how
power
you
1.
got
You
it?
can write
They
it in
actually
the
said 2
general
to the power
understanding.
5.
Okay? 10 to
That
the
is
power
what
5.
value is. You
So
remember?
when you do not
2 to
write
the power
f,
5 is directly
it
32.
will present the
Okay?
value actually
And
as
then
this way.
multiply by
1.2 e to the
5
power 01.
and then
Means
divide
this
by 2.
10
So
will be
this is
written
32
actually as
divide
a e to
multiply
the
by
power.
5 becomes
Okay?
160.
When you do
Divide
not
by 2
specify
becomes
f
80.
here. So you can just see
Plus
this value
32.
would be represented
That is
like
became
this
112.
here,
Okay.
e to the power.
So
But
it is
if you
telling
write
it the order of precedence according to this particular thing. If
F
there is
here,
this symbol is there
F,
in that operations
then
where
it
is no
will
bracket
give you
is
the
given.
result actually
You need
as
to first solve this operator
12.34.
before asterisk
Okay.
or
So
before
this point 2
these
will
particular
tell
things slash.
I
Okay.
want this
So this
floating
operator
point
comes
value.
before
Floating
that.
point means
Okay.
decimal point
If there is
value.
a bitwise
In the
operator,
decimal, I
bitwise
want it
not is
only
given.
2
You need to
digits.
solve
That is
solve
what
that
it is
before
telling
solving
us.
anything.
In the decimal
Okay.
dot
And
means
if there is a
decimal,
shift
I am
operation,
just
so you
looking
need
only
to
for
do
2
the shift
digits.
operation
If you say
later.
in the
You
decimal, I am
cannot be
looking
doing
for
it shift
3 digit,
operation first.
it will
Okay.
tell you
This is
3
a left
digit
shift,
right
right
now.
shift,
You can
and
just
these
see.
are the bitwise
If you will
operator
say
which
I
actually has
want
a
it
lesser
7
precedence.
digit,
You will be
even
solving
there
that
are
in the
only 6
last.
digit,
So this
what
is just
exactly
actually the
happen? It will
precedence
try to
table,
put up 0
which will be
actually here.
used it actually
Okay.
in the many
So it is
exams where
according
people
to this
actually
value.
write it. I will just show
Even
you.
if you put it here 7, it
Not
doesn't
here.
matter. It will be just showing it into
This
the
is
e to the
actually
power.
the byte of Python
It didn't show
example. I
directly.
was
It
just
is showing
saying
it
it.
maximum what is actually
Wait a minute.
available.
Associative
But
variable
when you type it
operators.
F, it will be putting more 0. Like I will just say I
There
want
are
it 10
multiple type
digits
questions people actually
in the
used to
decimal
ask
point.
it, and
Okay.
like this
So
here.
what exactly happens?
They have given
You
it, so
actually
what you
have a
need to
result
solve
only
it?
with the
You
only
cannot be
3
solving
digits. Okay.
minus first.
Let me just
You
do
should
it
be
4
solving
digit.
asterisk
And you
first.
can just
Okay,
see
4 2s are
this
8,
is you are putting
10
it point
minus
10,
8 is
but you
2.
do not actually
Okay,
have the
if they
digit,
have
so it
given
will
the
not show
bracket, then
you.
it's easy.
Okay.
If they did
But
not give the bracket,
when you write
then
it F
this is
over
the
here, it
precedence
will
they are
put it
just
more
showing it here.
zeros in front
First
of that in
bracket,
that
then
same
double
result.
asterisk
Okay.
exponential, then
So
this
this is what
unitary
actually is a
operators, then
mostly
multiplication,
Python
division,
3
floor operator,
printing
modulus
statements
operator,
are
then
actually
addition
having the many
subtraction,
more
then
things
bitwise operator.
understanding
These
and
are just
easy
actually
for
the
us
precedence
for
table
displacement.
says
Okay,
this is the way you should
displacement.
be
The
solving
same
it.
answers
Later
can
it's
be
up to
done
you,
with the F
but there
string.
are multiple
This is
types
the
of
F
questions
string
people
part.
used to ask it according to the
I could have actually
precedence
done it
table.
directly
Okay,
putting F
so
here,
everywhere they are printing the
directly
precedence
putting
table
F
and
here,
solving this kind
and
of
I would
questions
not be doing
and
this
giving
here.
you the
I could be
answers. So, but
directly
that's
writing
just
it
a way of
twice,
actually solving it. So remember, in this
twice,
chapter 2, try to
I don't
understand
need
it and try
this.
to read it, because in the real
I don't need
examples, or
this.
suppose in the final exam when
I
they
just
will be
need the
giving you the
item
test,
here,
they will
item
make
here.
sure you
You
should
got it?
remember this,
Same
because
thing
that
with
kind
the
of
F
things
string
people
right now.
actually, when who is doing the test, like I am
You can just see
building up
this.
the test, I
Same
will
thing can be
always build
written
one
actually as
question
a
from
F
this
string, which
precedence
would
table.
be
Okay.
quite shorter than this, because here you
This
need
is
to
just
write it
actually the
explicitly
ending
in
of
dot
chapter 2.
format and things.
So I
Here you
just
do not
actually
need to
covered
write
that here
anything.
in the
Okay,
exercise,
just
because this
only
is
the
actually the
format of
practical
printing.
uses, nothing else.
So I
So
was trying to tell you
something
what
else someone is
exactly why
pinging.
I actually
Please, can you
isolated it
share me
over
the
here
link of that
for the
place?
result.
That
Sometimes
link is
decimal
actually
points are
already
there.
there
How
in
I will be using this
if you
particular
see
point
in the book
statement
only.
to
I
display
was
the
just
only
going through the chapter
certain
2.
number of
In the
decimal
chapter
data
2, when
point. Okay,
they were talking
I
about
was
the
just
precedence,
here
this is actually the
in
Python
the division.
reference
When I
manual.
was getting this
Python
result into
reference
this
manual.
decimal
I will
places,
go
I
click on
wanted
that.
only
It
3
will open
decimal
this particular
places.
manual.
Okay,
This is the Python documentation
so
about
my
it.
result would be
Okay.
right now
They will be actually solving
only
it.
the 3 decimal places here. Okay, you can just see right now. Okay,
Uh,
any
Can you
question
see
here?
this? This
Please
is the
ask me if
chapter
you actually
2
has. Otherwise, I will
operators.
switch
They
to
were
next
talking
topic.
about it evaluation order. In that evaluation order, they printed this particular table.
Yes.
This table is nothing
Bhushan,
but
please
they
tell
actually
me.
have taken it from the Python reference manual. I am opening it every time from that
Bhushan,
particular
please,
link in the
in
book
place of
only.
typing, please actually speak. I actually have given the okay. I will just give you the speaking permit. I
Okay,
gave it
Margaret, you
now.
just
Ask.
joined the book. We are just following
Hi Sanjay.
a byte of Python
Audible.
from the CH
Yeah, you
server.
are audible.
Okay,
Tell me.
I will
I
just
just
search
wanted to
it,
know
a
why we are
byte
using this F letter here.
of Python.
F
What is
This
letter
is
this?
a book by
is
the
actually
CH server.
conveying the
So
Python
you can directly
interpreter.
check it out.
I
It's a
wanted to
freely,
print the
openly
decimal
open
point
share,
till 3 decimal
like
point only. Sometimes
what you call
result
it,
is too vague. If you do not
freely
use this,
licensely available
what
book.
result
You
you are
can just
getting it in
actually
the
download
division
it,
till
check
this
I am just going through in the class chapter by
Yeah,
chapter.
this
So
if
we
it
actually
stands
have
for fruit, right?
completed basics and
I'm asking
operators.
about the
Today we are going to go for the control
F
flows. So in
we
the second
typed at the
chapter,
beginning of
this
the
is
code,
actually the link where
after
they
the
were
print.
talking about the
F,
reference
yeah.
manual, and this is actually the link which I was just opening it. Okay, this is actually the operator. I can just share you the link. That is not the problem. But problem is after the class, people ask, was the manager like one link was shared in the class? Can you share me? That doesn't make sense. Everything is in the book. I'm just opening that link only.
writing this
Okay.
every time dot format and this much big
So we will be
jargon doesn't
starting
make
today
sense.
control
So
flow.
they made your life
There are
easy
few
by
slides
using
which
the
actually I
F
have
string.
left it
Put
right now.
F before
Subset,
the double
position,
quotes, and directly
concatenation we
variable
actually have
would be
done it,
directly passed it
and
into the this particular
integrated
curly braces.
environment. And today we will be talking
Okay,
about
that
the
will
control
tell
flow
you
first.
this
Then we will
strings
go
you
to
are
the data
directly
structure.
printing it actually as a
So what
F
is a
string.
control flow?
Okay, all
In
right.
the
Yeah.
That
programs,
was
what
a
exactly
fundamental
happen?
actually
Many times we
syntax.
need to use the
So
if
I was telling you, I
condition
was also not
statements,
writing
like
it directly dot
you
format.
wanted to
I'm
compare two
directly
numbers.
passing it
Like
all
this
the
is actually
variable
very
which I
simple
wanted to
number.
print it in the
There is a
curly
if kind
braces,
of a statement is
and
known as
F I am
conditional
just
statement.
putting it before that.
If
If
a
you do not
statement
put
is
it
used to
before
check a
this,
condition
it
in
will
the
it will just actually
any
see what
language,
exactly
okay,
happened.
any
It will not
programming
print any
language.
value
So here
because it is not. It is
we
just
will
thinking
actually
it's a
have
just
a
actually the
single if
constant value
statement
in the
also.
string,
You can
not
actually
the
have a
variable. It is
multiple
not taking
statement
the
also.
variable.
Like
If
here,
you put it F, only then it will take the actually
I'm
those
just
constant
going
actually
to
as a
go for the
variable.
notes 2. Okay.
Okay, got it. Got it.
And
Thank you.
notes 2,
Okay.
what I am just
So
gonna do
right
it,
now
I
we
am
covered
just
it all
going
the
for the
four
conditional
symbols in the
statement.
arithmetical operations.
The very first
Now there is
statement is
another
if.
symbol called
Okay.
percentage. What is
So how
this
do we
called?
actually solve the if
This
statement?
is
Just
called the
see.
modulus
I
operator.
have written
What
the
do you call
number.
it?
Okay.
Modulus
And I am asking a
modulus
user what is this
operator
particular program. You can just
to
say this
give
program is
remainder
guess a number by entering the number multiple times. Okay, multiple times. That would be actually the program we will
to
write
number
it.
division.
But what exactly happened
People
right
get
now?
it by
I
default
assigned the number
remainder.
23
Okay.
and user
So
actually
how
have
we
to
will get
enter
the
the
remainder?
number.
This operator
Okay,
is called
you can just see I
percentage.
converted the number into
So
integer
if you are
also
just
because
giving
it's not a
it
string, it's an integer value.
B
Okay, so I am
by
just calling the
A,
int
so
function out
12,
of this particular input.
36,
So it will be
12
converted
threes are
into
36,
integer
you
value.
already know.
And I will
So
just
what
say
would be the
if
remainder?
statement.
Remainder would
If
be
is a
1
just a like
only.
a if is a
So you
statement
can
for
just see this here. What
condition
would be your
checking.
remainder
Okay,
value?
condition checking. So I'm just writing it if my number double equal to, I checked it out yesterday, double equal to means it's equal to the number, guess number is equal to the
This one.
number, then
Okay.
you can say
So
yes.
modulus operator
You can
always
just
give you
write it
the
here.
remainder. Suppose you are
Your
giving it very big
guess
numbers. Okay.
for
I
the
was just
number
saying it
is
255 percentage 5 value.
okay.
So what would be my remainder value?
So
You can
this is
just see
actually
3 is the
perfectly fine.
remainder.
Otherwise,
If
it
you
will
just
not do
say
anything.
some
Okay, let me
prime
just
value
enter this
17,
here. You
then what is
entered
my remainder value?
34.
It is
It
perfectly
did not
divisible
print
by
anything
17.
because the number was
Okay,
not
let me
equal.
just change it this.
Okay. So this
Then my
if
remainder is
statement is
40.
just
So
actually
you
can
can
be
just
used
understand it
alone.
will give you the
This is
remainder
actually
value. This
only
operator is
alone.
called
Like if
modulus
is
operator,
actually used
which
alone,
will
there
be
is no
used
other
for the
statement.
getting the
I am just checking it out. If
remainder of
number is
actually remainder
equal,
symbol. Okay.
then only I am
So
printing
this
this
is actually
statement.
the
Suppose if
fifth
number is
operator.
not equal, what
Now
should
we
you
will
do
get
then?
to
For that
exponential.
purpose, in the
Okay, double
conditional
S.
statement,
What is this is called exponential of the
we
two
used to
values.
use it if and else. What is called if else
Exponential.
statement for checking the condition.
Like
Okay.
suppose you
So the
wanted to
same
do
thing we
it
will be using it if is
b
a
to the
condition, one
power
condition,
a.
if it is
Okay,
true. Suppose it
means
is
what
not true,
exactly
then
you are
it will
trying to
go
do
to the
it
else
power
part.
of
Okay.
b to
So
the
just
power
see
a.
this here
So
again,
it
the
will be
same
given by
question. I
this
am just
operator.
putting up
What is
here.
this symbol called? Exponential
If was
symbol
okay, if this is
is called
exact is
this one.
okay.
This is actually the
Otherwise, you
symbol
can say
for doing the
else.
exponential in the
You
Python,
directly
double
write
S.
it else statement. You
So what
remember
exactly
with the
happened?
if
B to the
we
power
will be
a.
putting this semicolon here,
37 to the
not
power
semicolon,
12 would
colon.
be this is actually
Colon
this
will
would be
tell
the
Python
power.
interpreter like
Exponential
you
of
are going to write the next statement not from the starting. So you can just see this here. This is actually one important part which I forgot it. I will just tell you. Whenever
this is the b
use
to the
if,
power of exponential is
if
this because
else,
b value is quite big.
or
That is
if
the reason. Let me just do that here.
else if
I
else,
will make the a
then
actually as 2 and
you
this
need
actually
to
as
put colon
8. 8 to
after
the
the
power
condition.
3 already we know. 8
Okay,
to the power 3 is
after the
actually
condition. Remember this.
256 or
This is
something.
just actually the notes.
64
You
into
need to
8
do that
again
always.
is like
Okay.
2. I think so.
So
It's
in the if
512 or something.
statement,
8
I
to the
wrote a
power 3 is
condition
512.
number is double
I
equal
will
to
just go
guess.
there and just
Okay.
check it
After
out.
that, you need to
It's
put the
512. Okay. You
colon.
can just check.
Okay.
So
This
this
is
is
called
actually
the colon, or
exponential
you can
value.
write it
So
actually as
sometimes
colon.
people can use
Okay.
this also. There
You
is
need to put
another
up. When you put this
variable which
colon,
I will
you
tell
can
you in
just
the
see
later.
this
That is
here.
a function
I am
actually.
just actually again
In the
typing it. I
Python,
will
there are
just copy
inbuilt
paste it.
mathematical
Okay.
functions are
So
also
if
there in the language.
number double
We will
equal
use
to
it, but
guess.
this is actually
Okay.
the
See this here.
operators.
I put
So this
colon.
is your
I am pressing enter.
6 this operator.
code
There
is by
one
default
more
indented.
operator called
You can just see
this
where
and
is my
this.
cursor right
Okay?
now blinking.
This operator.
It is by
This is
default
called actually
indented.
as a
My code is
quotient
already
operator.
indented.
Right
Okay.
now you were
So
actually
means
checking when I
next
was telling you
statement
the
will be actually
getting
after
the
the
binary value
indentation.
of
I am typing it print. So you can just see this here, enter, print. The guess is correct. I will just
okay.
say that.
Quotient
Okay.
value would be
Perfectly
represented
fine
by
here.
this particular
So
variable.
this is actually
And
one simple
the
part which I
variable was
wrote it.
this, right?
Now I am just
Yes, I think
printing
so.
it
This
here
variable
again.
or this
If
variable.
number of guess
I'm
is
not
okay,
sure with this
colon,
variable
enter,
or this variable. Just checking with
print,
this. Okay. Really do
guess
not
is
remember
correct.
that.
Okay.
So what exactly
Exclamation
happened?
mark.
We are going to use that
Next,
quotient.
it is telling the Python interpreter is telling if you actually wanted to write many
What is
statements
this
inside
means?
this if, then this
You are going
indentation is
to
good.
get it.
But you are
Suppose
done with
I will just tell
the
you.
syntax
Suppose
which you
your
wanted
value
to
is
run
7.
inside this if
You wanted to
statement,
divide it by
then
the
you
2.
actually have
So
to
how
put
many times
back
it would be
and
divided?
write
3
it
times,
as a
right?
statement.
2
Means
3s are
if
6. So 3
is the
should be the
starting of the
quotient
clause,
value.
like
And
what in
1
the
would be
other
the
language, what
remainder.
people
Okay.
used to do.
So
If people
let's
used
just
to
see
do
what
this,
exactly you are
this
getting
kind
it.
of
You are
bracket.
getting it 3, right?
Okay.
And
And
how
then
if I
next
wanted
kind
to
of
compute
bracket
the
used to
remainder, what
come
I
in
will be
other
using it?
languages. Means
I was
I
using
am
it
talking
this
about
operator.
it
It will give
C,
you the
C++,
remainder. If I
Java.
want to
We
divide
used
it,
to
I will
use this
directly
particular
divide it by
bracket.
this operator.
But in the
Okay, you can just
Python,
see
these
understanding
brackets are
all
not
operators. So this will
not
give you the
available.
quotient
So
operator.
in the
Okay,
Python, what we used
so
to
this is
use
actually
it,
the
we
one
used to use
here,
directly the
quotient
colon.
operator. You
Colon
can just
tells
see.
my
I will be just
this
getting it.
statement is inside the if
Quotient
clause, if block. Okay. And
value
then
of
this is actually in the there is no ending clause here again,
2 divided by
colon.
this.
Okay.
Okay,
Which is telling next statement is guess is incorrect. Okay.
so
So
you can
this
just
is
see
just
this
actually
is
the way
actually your
of
answer.
writing it. If and else. Why
You are
if and
dividing
else?
it by 8
This
by
is
3.
condition
Okay,
is true, then this
so these
statement
are
would
the
be printed.
7 operators
Otherwise,
which
if
we
this
will be
condition is not
someone
true, this
chat has
statement
actually
will be
if
printed.
that
You
means the
can just
result will
check
be
again.
printed in the integer value.
I am writing it
Result will be
45.
printed what actually would
My
be
guess is
computed.
incorrect. In the
If
previous
the like when
example,
you are
it is
dividing
just
it
checking
8 by
for the
3,
true
the result
condition
would be
only.
by
This is
default
we are
decimal
checking for
value.
the
So it will be printing the decimal
true
value.
condition only.
If your
Okay.
results is actually
Here
integer
we
value,
are
then it will
checking
be
for the
printed actually as an integer value. Okay. It is nothing like it will be printed actually as an integer or quotient. It doesn't matter. You can
and this
print
is actually
explicitly all the
for
result actually as a decimal values. What is the difference between the slash and the double
if
slash?
this is
I
not true,
told
what
you
exactly
when you
happen? It will go
suppose
to
you are
directly
doing the
here.
division. Okay,
So it is printing its
2
guess is
divided.
incorrect.
Okay, like
So if you just
15
actually
divided
again
by
run it or enter the value actually
50.
as 23,
Okay, I
your
am just
answer is
doing the
correct.
this is
Means
a
your guess
divisor.
is correct
Okay,
over here. Okay.
and this is the dividend.
So this is just actually the very
Okay,
simple way of using
50
the
value is a
if
dividend
and
and this
else
is a divisor.
statement. You have used
So what
if
exactly
and you
happen
have
here
used
when
if
you are trying to
else.
divide it?
Okay.
What exactly happen? You
Just
will
these are
write
just
it
actually the
15
example.
threes are
We
45
how we will be
here,
using if.
and what you
If
get
is
it
just
actually as a
only for
remainder.
testing the one
You
value.
will get
Like
it
I will just say
this value
user
actually as a
entered the
5.
number. Okay.
So this 5 is called
Like
the
one program I am
remainder.
writing it.
Okay, and the times it was divided 3 times was actually done.
Enter
This is
an
called the
input
quotient.
from or you can say
Okay,
prompt a input
so this will value will be represented by this particular variable
from user and
operators
validate
slash slash. This value will
it
be written by the
that
percentage
it
operator
should be
here.
positive
Okay,
number.
modulus operator, and the normal decimal value can be given directly like 15 divided by
Okay.
50 would be
So what actually
this will
happened?
be
I am
giving you
taking the
directly the
input.
result. Okay, this particular value which is here, this operator will give you directly the division. So if I will just say 50 by 30, if you just say
And
50 by 15,
I
what
took
would be
an
the value?
integer value
You are getting
from
it
the user.
3.333. That is actually your divisor. So
Okay.
when you try to divide
And then
any
I'm just
value which is not
validating if
perfectly
number is
divising,
positive. Means
dividing the
it is
value, then you
greater
will
than
getting
or
the decimal
equal
point
to
value.
positive
Okay,
means greater than
but
0. Then you will
the
print it.
remainder and the quotient it will be always integer value. Okay, but the divisor cannot be the answer cannot be in the dividing. You will not get it always
Okay.
the decimal point value. That is what is
So I'm just
answer
testing
for you.
only one condition. My number is positive. Only this condition. I am not going for
Okay,
the else
so
condition.
these are actually
So this is my number.
the
I will just
7
taking for perfectly fine.
operators which will
If
be
you enter
actually we will be
negative number,
learning
it
in
will
the
not do
arithmetical
anything.
operators. Okay,
It will not
there is
process
another
this particular
operators
if clause.
called
So only single if statement will be used many times when we were just
assignment
trying to check it out. Make sure
operators.
user entered the positive number. So I will be just writing
What
the
is
if
assignment
condition.
operators?
If
You
my
actually
condition, or
understand
you
it
can just
already.
write it also sometimes
While we
like
were
this
doing
also.
it, this is
People actually also
a
write
equal
it in a
to
negative
3,
clause
b
also.
equal to
Like
this.
if your
Equal
number
is
is
nothing but
negative,
actually called the
okay,
assignment operator.
then you can
Equal
just directly
means
what people
assigning
used to
this
do it.
particular
People
variable
used
the
to say
value. Like
print
name is equal to
bye bye.
Someone, I
Means
will just
you are
say,
exiting from the code because you entered the negative
Uh,
number. After getting the negative number, you are not proceeding
Okay.
with the code.
So this is
So this
actually
kind
the
of
assignment
conditions
operator
people
which is
actually
saying
use it in
assigning
the
this string to the
conditional flow
variable.
statements.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is
It
actually
was just
called
actually just an
assignment
example of
operator.
how to use it if and else.
Now
if
I will go
statement.
to this here.
Okay.
Arithmetical
If and
operators.
else statement,
Just
not
see the
else if,
slides. What
else if
exactly
will
I
be
already
covered.
shown you the
So
example.
you can just
But
see
go
this is
through the
actually the
slides
simple
also.
program
Okay.
of if.py.
These are the operators which
So
we
this
actually have
program I
already
will be
covered.
I can write
Addition,
it directly
subtraction,
into
multiplication,
my Jupyter
division,
notebook
modulus,
and show it to
exponential,
you
flow
guys.
division.
That's a
Flow
different thing.
division is I was
What
talking
I
about
wanted
it
to do
actually
it,
called the
I was
quotient operator.
thinking of doing it in a
Additions, they are just doing the summation and
let me just do
printing
it
the
here, then I
result.
will show you somewhere. So this is
Subtraction,
actually the
they are
code
just doing the
where they
5
are
minus
writing it,
4,
checking the number.
1.
If number is
Okay.
exactly the same,
Minus is actually the
you are
operator
saying it,
here.
congratulations, you guessed it
Asterisk,
correctly, but
multiplication
you do not
between
actually
these two
have win
values.
any prizes. Okay.
Division, I told you
If
50 divided by 5
number is
10
less
value,
than
so
the
it is
number, you will be
10.0. It
printing
will
no,
always
it's
give you
little
the
higher than that.
decimal
Okay,
point
this clause they
values.
are typing it. Otherwise,
Modulus
if it
will
is
give you
greater
the
than the
remainder.
particular number,
When
no,
you
it's
divide
little
200
lower
by
than the
100, you will
particular
get
number.
it 0
And
actually
you
as
can
a
just see,
remainder,
I will
giving the
execute
0.
this code. You entered it 34.
Exponential,
Then
it
it
is
is
just actually
printing
the
no,
to
it's
the
little
power
lower
10 to
than
the
that
power
particular
2 is
value.
actually
Next time
100.
again you
Okay.
ran it.
It's just like a square. 2 to the 2 to the
25.
2 squares
It is
is 4.
little lower than
8 square is
that.
64
So
like
if you
that.
enter
So
20,
they were just doing it
it will
right
say
now 2
little
to the
higher.
power of
Again
10.
you will enter
2 to the power of
23.
10.
Then it
2
will
to the
again
power of
say
10 is 1024
it is
actually
you
by
get
default
guessed it
direct
correctly,
value.
but you did not
How
win
do
any
I know?
prizes.
Because
So
I
you
know
understand it?
I
So else
work
if
actually
condition
with the
is
binary
after the
values, right?
if you
So
wanted
I
to
know
write
this 2 to the
multiple
power 10 is
condition,
actually the
else is
1024
like
directly.
what I can tell you, just like suppose
Flow
you
division
want
is
to
called the
write
how many
a
times it
number.
was able to divide it. 100 divided by 20, it would be dividing the value with the 5 time quotient value. This is what actually I was saying it
From
quotient
user
of flow division.
and
Okay.
validate it
So what I was writing it here
that
in my
it
answers,
the number
I wrote it, this
should
one actually
be
is quotient, or
between
it can be
10
called
to
actually as flow
40.
division. Okay.
This is your
That
program.
is
You
what
wanted to
actually they
write
wrote
it
it
in
here.
this way.
Okay. So
You
whatever I
wanted to write
already
up a
taught
code
it in the
which will prompt a number
notebook,
from the
it is
user
just saying the
and
same
make
thing in
sure
these
the number
slides.
is between 10
Okay.
to 40. Okay.
There are
So what you will
operators
do it
called the
right
logical
now, the
operators.
same way
Wait a
previously I
minute.
was just
Will
taking
you
the
share the
input here.
slides with us?
Okay.
Bhushan, I will share
I am
you
taking the
everything.
number
What
from
file I
the
am writing
user
it with the
and
slide
making
also in
sure my
after the
number
class.
is
Okay.
if greater than 10,
Is that
if
okay?
it is less than 10,
If
what
you want
actually
it
you will
right
do
now,
it, the very
what
first
actually I am
condition.
modifying the file.
Then you will
That
say,
doesn't make sense if I will just
you
send
will
it to
print
you.
it here.
Again, it will be
Sorry,
modified, right?
the number is
So
less
third
than
topic
10.
is called
Okay.
here
If condition
called
first.
logical operators.
Else if condition, if number is greater than 40, you will again print
What
it.
are the logical operators? And,
Sorry, the number is
or not. These are the logical
greater than
operators
40.
we will be studying
Okay.
it today.
And
Okay.
then otherwise what exactly
What are
happen?
these operators
Else
and how it will be used? That we will
print
check it out.
yes.
More.
Yeah. Yes.
So this
Or
is
you can just
actually
say
I
print
will just
number.
say
Number is between 10 to 40. Okay. And dot format number. Okay. I wrote it the simple if statement, else if statement, because I am looking for the condition. My number would be between 10 to 40 only.
okay.
So this
was your
condition, it will exit the code. This
arithmetic,
condition
sorry.
exit the code. In this condition, I am validated.
Arithmetical
Okay, my value is
operators.
between
I
10
was
to
writing
40
it
only.
correctly.
Okay,
give
just
me a
check.
minute.
If you enter 8, you are sorry, the number is less than
ARI.
10.
Sorry.
Again, you enter 41. Sorry, the number is greater than 40. Okay. I will
So
just write
what
it the
exactly I
words
have,
like
what I
this.
was just
Again, you
doing it.
entered
Why?
it something
Because
called
I was
12.
trying to give you the more
Yeah,
examples.
12 is between 10 to
Assignment
40.
operators,
So
what was the
simple, just
assignment
code I wrote
operator
it
after
with the
that?
3 condition
If
called
you just
if,
check, this
else
is
if,
called the
and
assignment
else. Okay.
operators. Okay.
So remember, whenever
Like,
we are
what are the
writing the
example
next
for
line
this?
after
A
the
equal
if
to,
or
this is the
else
same
if,
thing which they were
it should
just
be
doing it here.
indented. By
It is
default,
called
your
the
code
assignment
makes sure
operator
like
example.
number is
For it.
greater than
Okay.
20.
This
Like
is just
colon,
actually
I
the
will enter
example
it.
for
Just see, I
assignment
am putting
operators.
colon,
Now
enter.
we are
It
just
will
going
by
to
default
write it
indent
another
the code.
example.
This is the
And
way
that
these
example is
interpreters
called the
are built.
logical
These particular
operators.
editors are built.
Okay.
They will take care of it, but
Logical
still
operators
sometimes people make
which
the
would be what
mistakes also.
exactly? It would be and,
General
or
mistakes are
not.
there. I will just show
So
you
what
when we will
exactly
write
happen
that
in
kind
this
of mistakes
case?
and programs. Okay. Just read the
So
first
this is the
slide,
one
then you
kind
will
of
understand it.
then I will just
Conditional
go with the
statement called
example of the
if,
code.
else if, Logical
And this is
operators in
actually
the
the third
Python
part
are
was
used to
this one,
perform logical
which I wrote
operation
it
on
by
the value
myself.
or the variables.
So this is called,
And the
this is
value
the
is either
conditional
true or
statement.
false. You can either figure out
1 minute I am
condition by
checking, someone's
result of
actually
the
put up
truth and
something.
false. There are
Conditional
many three types of
statements for
and logical or logical not.
if,
So what
else
exactly
if,
happened? I do not
and
wanted
then
to go through
else.
these slides.
So
I
I'm
will just show
typing
you
this
here.
actually as a else
Suppose
if. It is a shortcut of
I
else
have a
if.
variable called
If I'm
x,
writing it else if, they
which
are
is actually
writing it
having
L
the
if.
value
Okay.
6. Any
This
problem
is
with
actually
this? I don't
language
think so.
based build. So
Now I am writing my some
implemented this
statement
keyword actually as a
which
shortcut.
saying it,
Sir, can you
if
explain
x
the
is greater than
two else?
what exactly happened?
10. There is
What
no
it
two
would
else,
be
only
true or
else
false?
if is there. Where I
Sir,
can,
sir,
yeah,
sir, the last statement there you have used
false.
open
It would be false.
brackets
Okay.
there, and then
So
you
if you
have
just
used
run
a
it
dot
here, you can
format
just see the answer.
and then
Right?
the number.
Yeah.
So can you
If I will
explain
just
this
say my the again I will
last
write
one?
it
Yeah.
x is
I will
greater
write.
less
Each and every
than 3.
parameter, the open
It would be also
parentheses
false.
you have used there, and then dot
Right?
format you have
Yeah.
used.
Okay.
So
I
what
will tell
exactly
you which
happened?
you
They
are
were
actually
just saying
asking me.
it.
So I
Sometimes
actually have to
in
go to
the
my first class
Python,
notes actually,
we
which
used
you
to
are talking
write the
about it, okay?
multiple conditions
When I was printing
statement.
it, the my print
This is a
statement in the
this
very
is a
first
kind of
class.
condition. Okay,
Here
we are
you
just
can just see
comparing the
print
variable
strings
with
in
the
the
some number.
Python.
In
So
the
if I will
Python
write
3,
it,
we
if
will be using this open
x is
brackets to
greater
print,
than
use
3
the dot format
and
function. In the
x is
standard
less
before
than
when
10.
Python 3 was first
Can you
time
tell me
developed,
they
this is actually
changed
true,
from
right?
Python
X
to
is
printing.
greater than 3
In the
is
Python
true,
2 there
right?
was after
True.
print there
Yes.
was no
X is
brackets,
greater than x is
and
less
this is the
than
percentage as we
10
used
is
to use
actually
it for
true,
the printing
right
that
now.
particular
Both are
keyword.
true.
And this percentage When I will used to just do use the in the end,
Python true,
there are
old
some
format, you do not need to
some
learn
binary
it anymore.
conditions which we
But
need
I'm
to
just trying to
remember.
say this
I'm
was
just
actually the
talking about
format
it
over
here
there.
right now.
In Python 3, what exactly happened?
This is called
They
the end
eliminated
table.
this part.
Okay?
They
End
introduced
table.
a new function
What
called dot
exactly
format
happened?
function.
And
This dot
statement.
format function is just
We
actually
used
the
to
function
say
which will take
both
multiple
statements
parameters. But these
should
number
be
of parameters you are
true
taking it over
only
here.
then
All the parameter will be
result would be
substituted by the number of this open and close
right?
brackets.
Both statement.
You can
What
say
is a
curly
both
braces.
statement? I
So
just
this
learned
curly
it, what
braces
exactly
means
I
the
meant
first
it.
parameter.
I am
This
just
curly
gonna
braces
do
means the
it.
second parameters. Okay. So if you just see this here, if I will run
If
this,
x
it
is
will
greater
take
than
name
3
here.
and x,
So my name
this
is
is actually
ABCD.
true right
So you
now,
can see my
and this
name
is
is
also
ABCD,
true. Okay,
and this parameter will
both
take the second
statements are true.
parameters.
Only
Or
then
what
you can
exactly
also
happen? Your
do the
result would
similar
be
type of these things.
you can
Tell me what would be the
write it
result
the
in this case.
indexing.
X
This
is
is
greater
actually
than
zeroth
3.
place. This is the first
X is
place.
6.
So they are writing
So
it
this
zero
is actually
inside
greater
here,
than 3,
1
true.
here.
This x
So
is less
it is
than
telling
10.
this
This is
name
also
will be
true. Then
coming
your
over
result
here
would be
actually as
true.
a value.
Okay,
And then
but
age will be
any
coming
one
over here
statement
actually
is
as a value.
incorrect.
What
Like I
exactly
will just
happens?
say x
Suppose
is
you write
greater
it
than
age
7.
at this place and
Okay,
name actually
so
at
this
this
is
place
actually
like here.
false. This is true, right?
I wanted to print
So
this
your result would
statement
be
same to same. Okay, what exactly happen if you do not put the indexing?
this is false. I
Your
will just say
name is
x is greater
45
than
and
10
age is
also.
this way.
Both
So which is
false.
incorrect because you
Then this
pass
is
the
also
argument
false.
differently.
And
So
then
how
actually
I
will
will
say
tell my
x is
I want
greater than
age over
3
here.
and
So I will
x
just say
is
my this is actually the zeroth
what you
parameter.
call
I
it,
want it
x is
over
less
here.
than
So this is
5.
zeroth
Okay,
parameter, my
then it
zeroth
is also
index parameter
false.
here in
So
the
what I meant to
function
trying to
argument.
say,
This is actually
both
zeroth
the
parameter.
statement should
This
be
is the first
true.
index.
Only
So
then
first
your
index I
result would
want
be
it
true.
here.
Okay.
You
Do
can
you
just see
get
this
this
here.
point or no?
So this is actually by changing the place. I am saying
Yes.
it. This is actually
You got it.
in the
This
this
is
is actually in the
similar
whenever
kind
we
of
will
another
call the
statement is
functions,
there. Wait a
these
minute, someone said
argument
yes.
actually
Okay,
will be
good.
assigned actually as a
Similar kind of a
zeros and
statement
then
is called
1,
the
then
OR
2, then
statement.
3, and then 4. So these kind of scripting you can use it over here
In this,
for passing the parameter.
either of one
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
statement
I got it.
should be
Okay.
true, the
So
result would
this
be
is
true.
actually in the
Only
yesterday
either
notes. I
of
actually
one.
have
It doesn't
cleared
matter
it
which
many
one.
things here while
Either
actually
of one. Okay, so
discussing
same
this.
conditions I am applying it. The
But
very
fine.
first one.
Okay. So
Okay.
what we were doing
So
it,
what
we
exactly
were just
happened?
discussing
What I
the
wanted to
notes
do
too
it, I
about
do
the
not
if
want
and
to
else statement.
do it
Now
multiple
going to my
times.
book. So this was actually just the code which they actually explained it. I also ran it and it just showed you. But okay, let it be right now. I will just see. So they were running this code multiple times on the interpreter and just showing that particular results. Okay. So how that works, I already told you what is my input inbuilt build function, it will always return the string. So we were calling the int function to convert the string to the integer.
Only this is actually
and
the
then
statement
processing that
which was
particular
true.
number.
Both the
So they
statement
were
was
actually
true.
also
So
talking
you
about
got it true.
it.
Otherwise,
People
all the
used to
time it
actually
was
use it
false.
else if statement.
Same thing I will
but,
just copy paste right
the
now,
language actually
because
have
I do not
converted
want to do
another
it
statement
multiple
called
times.
elif.
which
So
is
what
nothing
exactly
but
happen
actually else
in
if.
this case
Okay,
of or statement?
and this general things which actually I already have talked about it, they're done here. So this is my all conditional statement. So what exactly you happened in this? Either one statement is true, you will get it actually answer actually as true, otherwise false. Like this was statement, x is greater than 7 and x is greater than 10. In both the condition you were false.
If
That is the
else,
result, your
and
result
if,
was false.
and
Otherwise
if,
everywhere it was true.
and
Any
else.
problem in this?
So this is the first thing which we actually have done it today's class. Okay. Now we
No,
will be
no.
coming to second thing which is actually
Now
in the control
I
flow.
will just tell you
This
another
is
thing
called
which is
second
called the not
part.
statement. This is actually
This is
not
called
statement.
looping.
Not is actually
In the control
something
flow.
called, we used to call it
There
in
are two
the
kinds of looping
general
which
word
will be
called
used in
negate.
the
Negate
R
means
language in the
opposite.
Python. So very first
Opposite
thing is
of whatever
called,
you are just saying it, just do the opposite of it. Like all the statement is here. If I will write it,
okay,
print,
this is the while
I will
looping.
just ask you, x
And
is greater
second
than
would
3,
be
what is your
after
answer?
this I will be using it call.
Can you tell me what is x is greater than 3, your answer?
For looping. Okay. These are
Anyone
the
in the
two
class,
looping
can
which
you
will be
tell me
used
what
in
is this
many
answer? This is
many
actually
places
called
in the
true.
Python codes.
Because your
Okay.
x is 6.
We actually have to
Okay,
learn this.
x is 6.
Only.
So this is actually
So
true.
we were going
But
with the book
if you
only.
put
So
the not
I will be
operator
just going
before
by the
this,
one by one. Okay. So you can just
not
see what is actually the while looping.
logical
While is
statement
actually
beyond that
is
true
a
becomes a
statement
false.
in
False.
the Python. Okay.
So
Like
this is
while
actually
I
the
wrote it.
purpose
After
of
that we
not
will be
statement.
writing it the call
Whatever is
condition.
the condition,
Okay.
print
If till the
x
time
is
condition
greater
is
than
true.
x is
Okay.
less
The
than x
condition
is
is
greater than
actually
7.
true.
Okay,
So
or
this
x is greater
statement will
than
be
10.
executed.
This is by default
This
false.
loop
If you put it not
will be
before that, what
executed
exactly happen? It becomes
until
true.
the condition
Okay.
is
This is
true.
the purpose of
That is
logical
what
not
actually is this looping
statement.
means. The internal statement,
Okay.
like I'm
So
printing it,
whatever
print,
we actually have
my
learned it
name
till
is
now, till so
XYZ.
far.
Okay.
I just
Suppose
wanted
this
to
is the
just show you.
statement.
So you
I'm just
understand
printing
it.
it
These
this.
are the three statements where I will be using this
While
logical statement.
condition
In
is true
futures, we are
always.
going to
Okay.
learn it
And
to
I'm just
code
saying
it
it,
if and else
printed my
statement. There is
name is
something called
XYZ. And
conditional
if you
statements.
execute
In
this,
future,
it will
we
be
will
keep
learn
on
it.
executing it.
Conditional
It is keep on executing it because this condition is always
conditional
true. It will not
statements
end it until
where
unless you will
we will
stop
be
it by
using it
itself.
if,
Okay.
else, or if.
So if I will make the
Else
condition
if,
actually as false, my
else.
loop it did
Okay.
not
In
execute
that
it
cases, we
once.
will be using
Okay.
more logical
This is just
and
actually
an
just telling
or
it this
statement
condition
in the
can be
condition.
true and false,
Okay.
but
That
until
is
the
the
condition
purpose
is
we
true,
were actually
the
learning this
internal
logical statement right
statement
now.
inside that loop will be
So
keep on
I actually
executing
have
it.
covered three
So what
topics
they are
in the
actually writing
operator
it here,
today.
just see this.
Okay. These three
Sorry.
topics was also covered with
Yeah.
the Sunday batch. Okay.
While
Let me
statements
just go
allow
back
you
to
to
our slide.
repeatedly
So you
execute
can
a
just
block
see
of
the
a
slide. If
statement
any
as long
question,
as condition
the
is true.
returns
Okay.
and statement
While
returns true
statement
if
is
both
an
the
example
statements are true.
is
Like
called
x
the
is less
looping
than 5,
statement.
x is less
A
than
while
10.
statement can be
Okay, they
an
did not
optional
define it
else
x,
clause
x is
also.
supposed to.
Like they
So
were
x
actually
is less
writing
than
it
5,
here.
x
The
is less
same
than 10.
example
So
which
it is
we were
true.
writing
Both
it
the time true,
previously,
then it is will
they are
return
doing
true.
it again here
It
with
returns
the
true
while
if either
statement.
one
You
of
can
the
just
statement is true. X is less than 5 and x is less than 4, or anything is actually
okay.
true, it will return
So same
true.
number is 23.
Not is will
Running is
reverse the
actually the
result,
condition
means
which is
reverse
true
means
right
negate
now.
the result
Okay.
actually
In the
always.
starting,
Okay.
they are making it true. So they were
So
just saying
these are
it true
just actually
and
the
guess the number, user
the
enter the
content
number.
which
If
actually you did it.
and
You
number is
already
less
know
than that,
what are the
it will be
kind of
printing
data
this,
variables are
and
there.
then
I
it is
already told you
continuing in
here
the
when I
again
was
the
talking
going to
about
this
it, data
condition which is
variables.
again
Okay.
the true.
This is the
It will be
integer, you
keep on
can
doing
declare
the
it. The
executing
same
the
thing they
same
were just
loop
showing it
until
here.
you will
Number
get it
data
running
are
equal to
stored in
false.
the
So
numerical
when you
data
guess
type,
the
it is
exactly
called
the number,
immutable data type.
when you actually
Immutable
able to
means
guess the number,
the
they will
data you
set this
cannot
condition
you
actually
cannot
as
change
false.
the
So means
you
this
can
loop will be
modify the
end over
variable
here,
actually at this.
and then
This was
it will
stored at
print it
the
after that
some
after the
memory
while,
location. You can
like
store the
loop
new
while loop
variable,
is over.
but you
can
cannot
just check
modify
this
this variable
code.
directly. Okay.
Enter a
So
number.
this is
I
what the
entered 12.
immutable means. The
No,
same thing.
number is little bit
Strings are
higher than
also
that. I
immutable.
entered 20.
I was trying to
No,
tell
number
you
is
in
little
the
higher
earlier
than that. I
cases.
entered 35.
In the other high
They will say
level
number is little
languages,
lower.
I was able
30,
to access
little lower.
okay, let me just do
25,
that.
little lower. I will
This
just
string you
enter
already seen it,
22,
I have declared it, right?
22.
I can
Then
print
little
it
higher,
name equal to
23,
directly like that.
exactly
It will be
guessed.
printing this
So when you
particular
guess it over here,
in
the
the
number is
other
exactly you
languages, we
guessed
will
it
be actually
correctly.
able to
Running
access
becomes false.
Like in
They
this
change
also
the
Python
condition
also
to
able
false
to
so that
access
your
the
loop
string
will
with the
terminate here.
indexes. all
So
the
once you
indices,
actually
all
done
the
this, it will, after this executing this statement, it will go
This
here
is actually
and
zero
check the
index.
condition.
This is one
Condition is
index.
false
Like
if
right
I
now.
will just access
Okay,
this
the condition is false, so
string
this
with the
will
zero
not
index,
execute
this will be
after that.
returning me the
Then
A
it will come
character.
to the
You
else
can just
clause
see.
and then say while loop is over.
Next will be and then done.
So you understand it? This is just actually the
B
way
character.
while loop works. While loop
Next would
always
be
checks
C
this condition
character.
in every execution. The very first time it checks the condition is true, it will go here, ask the number. You entered any number, it will compare this number first time with the equality. It did not
It is
work.
how much?
Then it will
EX,
compare with the like
okay?
if the number is
So
less
you can
than
just
that,
do
it
that
did not
here,
work, then
one
it will
more,
directly
one
print
more.
it. No, it is little higher than that. If again
This is
it will
4,
go
this is
again,
5.
check the
So you
condition.
can
Condition
understand
is
it.
still
Your
true.
string
Guess
length
the
is how
number
much?
and then
1,
check it out
2,
if it is
3,
equal.
4,
No,
5,
it's
6.
not equal. Then
But
check it out. Guess is
index
less than
start
number.
from 0. So
You will
0,
say yes,
1,
my number is
2,
less than
3, 4,
23.
5.
So
I can
if you
access
enter
the string
12,
like
then
that.
it will print it
So
this
0, 1,
statement
2, 3,
and
4,
again
5.
go back to same
Till
thing
4,
running
till
is still
5 is
true.
okay.
It will
But
be
after
keep on
that, if you
asking
go
this
there,
particular
it will be
execution
end of the string.
from
You
here
cannot get
to
anything.
here
So
to
when you
here,
print it over here,
and
6,
then
it
again
will
go back
go
to
out
same
of the
place.
string and
Okay,
it will
until
generate the
unless you
error.
will guess the number correctly.
String index
Once
out
you
of
guess
the
the
range
number
means
correctly,
you
it will print
crossed
this
already the
statement
string
and just
length
make the
already.
condition.
So you
this
are trying to
condition,
access some variable
this
which is
cause
not there in
the
the
while
memory,
loop to
so it is
stop.
giving
So
you
you are
this
changing
error.
the condition. So what exactly happened
To false.
in the other
The
languages?
running
We were
condition you
also
change to
able to
false so that
access
your
this
loop
kind
will
of
terminate.
strings. Okay,
So
this will the
this
indices
will make.
but there in the other languages we were
While
also
loop
able to modify
terminated.
individual character like this
Okay.
also. So after that,
Okay.
while loop
This
will
way
not
we will be
execute,
able
this
to
was just
modify
printing.
in
So
different
this is
languages.
the way this
What
code
language?
was written here
C,
to actually
C++,
show the showcase of
Java.
how
These
to
are the
use
high
the
level
while loop
languages
statement.
where we will be
Okay.
able to modify
How
the
that
string
works, I already
individual
explained
character.
it. There is
But
another
in the
another thing called
Python,
for
it is
loop.
not because
Okay. So the
string
similar
object
thing
doesn't
is in the
assign,
for
or
loop
you
there
can
are
just
many
say
things.
what you call it.
Okay, so
It's
that I will just tell
immutable.
you for looping.
Okay.
For loop
Means
works
string
in
cannot be
multiple
changed.
ways. Like
Okay.
right now, for
You
loop
can change
actually
it in
requires
such a
it
way. I
for
will just
loop
tell you.
variable.
What is the meaning? If you wanted to
Like
change
they
the
are just
string,
giving you one
you can
example of
reassign with
this
the
way.
some other variable. Directly you can
Okay. So
reassign
this
the
would be
variable
little
with the
bit
some
tough for
other
you.
name.
So before
No
that, I
issue
will
with
just
that. You
actually
can do
explain
that.
it to you before
But
for
you
loop.
cannot change internally keeping
That is called
everything and change it
inbuilt
single
range.
character. That is what is the
called
meaning of
inbuilt
immutable.
function.
The same thing with the constant
What exactly
also.
it does?
Like if you actually have
So
a
I will
variable
just
called age
just
equal
say
to 100 or 122,
before going
you
there,
cannot change single
I will just
character
print
too.
it help
You can
range.
again reassign the another value. That's the meaning over there. You can
So
again
this is
assign
actually
the
the
age
function.
variable with the other
Just give me
value.
1 minute
Okay,
on
other
this.
value. So this is what actually is the type in the data assignment is called numbers or strings are.
So you can see this here.
Range is the inbuilt function. What it takes either
Okay.
three parameters.
This is what actually they were trying
or
to
one
say and
parameter
communicate
or
into the,
sometimes two parameters.
this particular
also. So what
slides.
it does?
Okay.
So you are assigning the
You can
variable. I
understand
already
it
had
right
shown
now.
you
Just
here.
I am showing you.
What
If
is
you
a
write
boolean?
it range,
This is actually
1
another
to
type.
10. Okay,
In
this is
the
actually I am talking
variable
about
which
the
I did not declare it here.
with
I
the
will
two
just tell you.
parameter right now. Okay, with
There is called
two
declaring a
hmm,
boolean type, boolean variable.
So what it will
What is
print?
actually happen?
You can just
You will just say
for
condition.
I.
What is the condition?
I
You
will
can
just
say
say
true.
print. I think so.
This
Print
is a
should actually have
boolean
done that. I
variable.
don't
You
know
can
why
just
it is
print
not
it
giving me
condition.
this.
It will be true or
Wait a
false.
minute.
So
Someone
this
is
is actually
asking,
the
sir,
variable which is
what is the
actually
difference
saving it
between
true
run
or
equal to
false.
false
Okay?
and break
Condition
to
is
the end
true,
loop
flag
in the
is equal to
particular
false.
code? I have sent
Okay?
them using the break.
This is the way we can declare
You
the
can use the break also.
boolean variable.
It is similar to the
Suppose
same thing actually. Like someone is
a
asking, I think
variable
Somin is
was a
asking.
condition
Okay?
equal
So
to
I will
1.
just tell you this question. This
Can you tell
someone
it
actually asked.
what would be
Like
the
you have
condition
seen this
value
here
for this one?
with the while loop. Yeah, here.
So there is a function
So
called in the
Somin is
Python.
asking, sir, what is the purpose of if we are
Boolean
not trying to
function is
do
there.
that? Can we
Bool
use something
function
called
is
break
there
statement? Yes, you can use it.
to
That
define
statement will come over here in the
define
future.
the
Just see
value
this here,
actually
which you are
as
asking me. It is
true
coming
or
ahead.
false.
Okay, so
Okay.
do not worry about
So
it.
what
I
it
will be
means,
covering that topic also in the same
any
example.
integer
Okay?
value. Okay, so this is actually my content or
So many
a
your answer will
document,
be
you
solved
can
in the
say.
next
Any integer
question
value
will be solved in the next after once I am done that. Okay.
is
So what exactly happened?
known as
Range
range is actually the
true,
function which
except
generate the number, generate
zero.
the sequence. Okay, what is the
Remember,
sequence?
except
If you
zero.
just say
Bool
suppose
of, like I'm
stop
just
is
printing
given,
it.
okay,
Wait a
like
minute,
they were
capital
asking it
print
over here.
bool
Range
of
in the method which actually
zero.
requires these three things: start,
Print bool
step,
of
stop. So what would be the actually range?
Very big
Will
value.
start is there, then
Print
stop
value,
is
bool
there,
of,
and
very
then
negative.
step is
Okay.
there. What exactly it means? Like you wanted to print it the number between 1 to 10. Bool is a function which will return only false. Any integer
This will
value is
generate the
known as
number
actually
between
true
1 to
except
10.
0.
Okay.
0 is
If you
always
just
false.
give it 10 directly,
Otherwise,
then it will start
even
the
negative
number from
values are
0.
represented actually as a true value in the condition statements.
It will generate
So you
sequence.
understand
Remember
it.
that.
There is
Okay?
another data type
If
called
this is
Boolean.
actually only the
Even
start.
any
So this
variable
was
can be
actually,
converted
you
actually
can say
integer
range,
variable can be
start,
converted actually
and
as a
stop is given
Boolean
here
variable
in this
called true and
example.
false by calling the
Okay,
bool
this
function
is
on the
actually
value.
example for that.
Bool function,
This is
if you
range.
pass on the 0, you will
Only
get it
stop
false.
is
Otherwise,
given.
for all the integer value, you
Okay.
will get it always true.
Here,
So
okay,
it will be doing
this
that.
is what they were just trying to show it
Sometime
in this
people
slide.
actually also
There is a
do
bool
that
function
here,
which will be used to
step.
return or
Okay.
convert a value to
So
boolean
this is
value,
actually the
true or
function
false,
range 1
with
to
the
10
standard
and after
input or
3.
testing values.
So what exactly step size is 3.
Strings
So
you
what it will
already
be
have
generating?
seen
It
it.
will be generating
Strings
1 and
can
3
be
would
actually
be 4
accessed with
and
the
then 3
square
would be
bracket, which
7
I already
and then
shown you.
7
You
plus
can
3 would be
access
10.
each string
10
with
cannot
the
be completed because 10 is a
indices.
stop
This is
pointer.
called the indices.
Whatever
with the
is the
square
value
bracket,
here given, they
0,
will
1,
not
2, 3.
consider
You
that
can
value.
access
Okay.
each character.
So 10
in
will
this
not be
string.
printed.
Okay.
Only these value will be
How
printed.
many characters
1,
are
4,
there?
7.
There is a in
Here,
the string. There is
by
actually another
default,
function call. In the string
step
call
size is
length
always
function
1
in
default.
the Python.
It means
Actually
if you
has
do not
few
provide a
inbuilt
step
function.
value,
Okay.
it would be always 1. It will be written in the definition only. Yes. They are not writing it here, returning the object from the I and j syntax, I plus 1, I plus 2 till j minus 1. Okay, till j minus 1.
Okay.
Suppose you are writing it
Inbuilt
10, so it
functions
would be
just
till
such
9,
as
not
the
the
very
10.
first
Okay.
one is called
Start default
len
is 0
function.
and stop is omitted. Okay. And the range 4
What
will
exactly
produce
it
0,
works?
1, 2, 3,
It
4.
works on
They are exactly like validate indices with the 4. If when step
string
is
type.
given, it will
Okay.
specify the increment or
You
decrement.
got
Otherwise,
it?
it's by
What exactly
default 1.
happened? Why it is not
So I
doing
told
it?
you
I'm not
here,
sure it should be
there
doing
are few things like
Okay.
always
Wait a minute.
default start value is
Okay.
0.
It works on the len
Default
data. Like I will just say name
step
is
value
equal to
is
Sanjay.
1. If you do not
What is the length
specify,
for this?
like you are
How
using
many
it as
characters
top
are
10.
there? 6.
So what is the
right?
start value?
So
0.
print
So it is starting
the
from 0.
length
Step is every time
f string.
incrementing it
Okay.
1 by 1.
The
Till
length
which position? Till this
of
position. If you
string.
give it a start and stop, so
What
it
is the
will be
string called?
starting from
Name
one position
is
and going it till the j
what you
minus
calling
1.
it? You are
This is
calling
actually
the
j
len
value. So
function
j minus
on
1
the
it will be
name
going.
variable. Okay.
And then here, if you specify the even step
Any
you
problem
specified
here?
3. So it will be
Can you just check?
incrementing 1 plus
What I
3,
called
4.
it? I called the
4
len
plus 3,
function and just
7.
printing
And
it with
7
the
plus
f
3,
string
10.
only.
10 cannot
Okay.
be printed. So this is actually range will be a
Length of the
function which will
string
be generating a sequence.
Sanjay is 6.
So what is actually the
Okay.
purpose of range?
And I told you
Range
you can
function
also access
generates
it
the
each integer by this. So I
sequence
cannot
in
write
the
it directly in
Python
the
code.
for loop.
Okay.
Otherwise, I will
This is
just
just
tell
actually
you
for your
each
understanding. So this is
variable
not the
can
code.
be
It's just a raw
printed
document
actually.
for you.
I will just
Okay.
say print
This help I
each
printed
character
it to
can be
see
printed
the
with the
definitions
indices
about
on the
this particular
square
range
bracket.
functions.
Okay.
Okay. So what we will be using it here, suppose you wanted to generate a variable I in by this is a syntax. So what is the syntax for loop?
Okay. You can just see this here. I can access each character. Okay. You can just I do not want to write my name, so I
For
will just do that.
variable name
U
in
V W
range,
X Y Z.
you can write
Okay,
it
it would be
anything,
easy.
start, stop,
Okay. You
step,
can be accessing
okay,
directly
anything you
any
can write
journal
it
name and what is
print
the
the
length.
variable.
And
Okay.
so I told
This
you
is just actually the
function of
syntax for
length
it. I
built
am
in
just going to
function.
print
Okay.
it here. For I in range, suppose I was just giving
So
it
they were
only
just
one
saying
variable.
it.
Okay, print I.
What exactly happened?
So it is
You
running
can
this
also
particular for
declare
loop
a string
till the
with a
point
single
from 0
character
to
also.
9. You can just
That
see.
is what also
I am
is
able to
called
generate
actually
the
as a
value from
string.
0
That is
to
what
9
they were just
by
saying it in
using
the
this
data.
range function.
Read it.
Suppose you will say,
Strings
sir,
are
I
the
do not
array of
want to
bytes
start it from 0. I
representing
want to
the
be started
Unicode
from
character.
3.
The Python does not
So
actually
you
have a
can just see
character
this
data
here.
type. A single character
It is
is
doing it
simply
from
as
3
a
to
string.
9 right now.
What exactly happened? Why they were
Suppose you
actually
wanted to
writing
print
it?
a
Python
table
doesn't
type.
actually have
Okay,
any
you
character
wanted to
data
print a
type.
table of any number.
You
So
guys
I will just say I
maybe
will
Python
start
is
from
your
1
first
and go
language.
till
Okay.
10.
In the
So I
other
need
high
a
level
1 to
languages
10,
like
right?
C,
So I'm just giving
C++,
it here. Suppose you
or
will say, sir,
Java,
I do not want
they
to print
actually
it from
have
1
a
to 10. I wanted to print a step
they
by
have a
every
character
time 2
data
times
type,
increment.
which means
So
single
you will
character.
just see
I'm
okay,
incrementing
single
it by the
character,
2 times.
and
So
they
strap
also
you
have
specified actually as 2.
they have a string
So you
data
got
type
it. This
also,
all the
which
definitions
they
which I
actually
wrote
call
it is
with the
generating
double
the same
quotes.
like
Okay,
A, B,
so
C,
this
D,
range is
something
a
like
function
that.
which is
But
generating
in
the sequence
Python,
and giving it
assigning this
has
particular
only
variable one by
what is
one,
called
and
it
that is
string.
printed
Either
by
you
the
can
for loop.
write it with
Okay.
the single character or double character.
So this is
Everything
just
is a
actually
string.
just see this
Okay,
here. They were
this is
actually
a string.
saying the
This
for
is a
loop,
string.
and
This
they
is
are
a string.
talking
This
about
is
the
what
range
actually they were
function,
trying to tell it
and
over
just
there.
saying it once
Everything
loop
is a
is over,
string.
they will
Single
be just
character.
printing it in the
If you
else
define it
statement
like that,
as
that is actually a
loop is
string with the
over.
length
Okay.
of 1.
They were just
Okay,
doing that here. So I told you what is actually
that
range
is
function.
actually
Range
even
function
a
is
single
actually the
character
inbuilt
is
function which
simply a
generates the
string with the
sequence.
length of
We
1.
generate the
A
sequence or
square
number by
bracket
the
can be
inbuilt
used
function
to
called range
access
function.
element of
I
the
already
string, which
have
I already
explained
did
it
it. What is
name
range
0,
function?
name 1,
Okay,
name 2. Okay. And
individual character
this is
of a
here.
string can be accessed by using
So
the method
now
of indexing.
someone was
This
actually
is
asking,
called
sir, suppose
method
you do
of
not wanted to
indexing.
assign
You are trying to access
like
the each
I do not wanted to do
character
something
by the
called
indexing. This is a
this
0 index, this is
statement.
1
Okay.
index, this is 2 index, this is
I will
third
be
index, this
copying
is
this
4
code
index, this is
only,
fifth
upper
index.
code,
You can just check.
and I will be
Okay.
just doing that for this purpose. This I do not want to tell you because this will be covered tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Same
Other
code is
things will
there.
be covered tomorrow.
Suppose you do
So
not
whatever
want to
actually is
change the
already
condition
done,
here, you can
which I
directly
actually
write
already
it
have
break.
covered. Now what I will
Break
do
is a
is I will go
statement
open the book.
which, because I did not actually show you many things with the book. Okay. If you actually have any question with this particular thing, I meant it with this my guide interpreter. This is my, you can say Python guide. Okay. Or you can just say notes one right now. Okay. Not necessary while it can be used in the for looping also. Okay. So break statement else and this loop. So this will by default stop here. There is no need of actually setting the running equal to false or something. We can use the break statement also. Okay. Just see this here.
Save notebooks
I'm just
actually as
entering
notes one. Why
34,
it is not
little
showing it here?
lower. I just enter 20, little higher. I just enter 25, little lower. I enter 23. So you can see
It's
after
okay.
23,
Notes
this was
one got
actually
this.
directly ended.
So this one
I
actually
did
is
not
shared with
printed
you.
that
This is a
actually
notebook
anything. I
file.
just used the
And
break
someone was
statement.
asking, sir, you want
So
me to
Somin,
actually
this is
share me the
answer your
slides?
question.
So
So
this
it's
is
up
actually
to
the
you
slides
the
also
which kind
for
of
you.
coding you are
Okay.
doing it. You can use
Now
it
I will
anything.
go to the book.
You can break the loop also, and you can use set the condition also. It's a two ways of doing the same task. Does it solve your problem question state problem? What
Not
you
this
actually
one. I will just
asking,
look at
Somin?
actually the online one because Python. So very first thing was actually the very
Sir,
first
does
step.
the
I
book
told
A
you
Bite of
any
Python
string can be
contains
presented with
maximum
the print
concepts of
statement
Python?
with the on the interpreter. We already have
100%
seen the
concept of
interpreter.
Python.
Okay, there is nothing
Okay.
new. Editor
100%
and
means
this
it's in a
kind
very
of
simple
Jupyter
manner.
Python and
They are
those
not
things in the
talking about
demo
very
classes I
complex
actually
code
already
right
have
now.
shown you
They are talking
how to
about
use
all the
PyCharm.
concept and
When we will
understanding
work
of
on
the
the
concept.
assignment, that time I
Okay,
will
sir.
tell you how
It's
to
only
work
of
and
120
start with the
pages, no, sir?
PyCharm. So there
That's
is
what I'm
nothing
saying.
new
It's
which you are
like
leaving it. We will be
anyone who is
starting the
actually
PyCharm
trying to
again
learn the
when we
Python, I
just
will
discuss
say
the
just
assignment.
within 2, 3,
Okay.
4 days, you will just
So
finish
what
the
we are
book
going to
actually just
start it, we
actually as
were
a
going
novel
to
reading.
start it the very
Then
first
when
thing
you
Actually,
all
are
the thing is, I want
basics.
to complete
Okay, which
Python
we
within
already
two,
have
3 days.
covered it. I
That
am
is the
just going
reason I
through the
wanted to know.
this is actually the very
comments.
first
I
book.
already told
Very
you
best
single
book I
line
will tell
comment,
you.
multi-line
I
comments.
finished it in the
Okay.
2 days. This particular book. Very first time
Constants
when I
are
was learning the
multiple
Python.
numbers
And
are
the
there.
second
I
time when
already
I
declared
started
it.
doing
Number
it,
can be
I started copy
integer
pasting
or
these
the
things
decimal
and actually
points.
running
Okay.
it also.
It can be
Okay,
represented
The
thank you,
very
actually
sir.
first
as
time just reading.
3.23
Okay.
also
Okay,
with
okay,
e to
sir.
the power minus 4
So
also.
you can see
E
this
is just
actually they were
actually a
actually
notation of
using
10
this
to the
particular
power.
while loop
Okay.
here. One example is given for the break
Strings,
statement.
you actually have
And
learned
you
it
can just
single
see this
quote,
here.
double
They
quotes,
are taking
triple
the user
quotes.
input.
Okay, triple quotes
And
is just
user
actually
input
as
is
a
until or
comments
unless you
people
will
actually use it,
enter
or for
quit.
multi-line
It will not
string
quit
also
it. It will be
declaration
keep
is
on
can be done with
executing
the
that.
triple
Okay, just
quotes.
see this here.
Means
I
right
will
now
say
I was
this is
just
my
trying to
first
show you
program.
earlier.
Okay. My name is
In the
XYZ.
when I was
Anything you will
declaring
be
the string, I am
type
just going up.
typing it. It will be
This is
keep
the
on doing
declaring
it
of the
until or
string.
unless you
Okay.
will put
And
quit.
I told you
Once you
there
put
was
quit
something called
here,
multi-line
it will
string,
check
right?
these conditions. If s is double equal to quit, it will break that particular loop which was running it infinitely.
Yes, this
So
one.
while equal to true
When
is
I was
infinite
trying to
loop,
tell
you
you
have to
multi-line
make
strings,
sure
you
you
just
actually have
actually
to
have to
write the
use this
condition
particular
to
character,
break the
right?
loop. But
Okay.
you can also
So this
declare
is
the
just actually
multi-line
the
string
definition and showing this
I will
particular
just say
example.
paragraph.
You can just use it directly triple
So
quotes.
this is actually okay.
You do not
There is
need to
another
use this
statement
particular
call.
thing. This is
By
break
default,
statement. You have
using the
learned it
triple
right now.
quotes,
There is some one
your
statement
Python
is also
language
called
knows like you are writing
continuous
it the
statement.
multi-line statement. Okay.
line in. Is that what you're trying to
So with the triple quotes also, you can use it the by default the
What is the
multi-line
purpose of
string.
continuous
Okay,
statement?
I am just printing in the
Similar,
paragraph.
just like break statement, break B statement is used to break on some
Here you are
condition.
printing the summary.
Same way, continuous statement is used to skip that condition.
Okay,
Okay,
so you can just see this is actually the multi-line statement. This is also multi-line. What is actually happened? Paragraph. Sorry, spelling is wrong. Both way, actually, you can do it also. Okay, so you can just see this is actually the multiple line. It is actually declaring it actually as a multiple line, but this is actually everything is actually in the line Terminate the
continuation.
Right.
Okay,
Okay,
if you wanted to do that, you could have
Terminate.
actually used it slash n and then slash.
Okay, slash n.
Similarly,
Then slash.
if
Slash
you
n
just
is actually
check,
new line
the
character.
continuous
After this,
statement
it will be just
generating the new line character.
continue.
So you can just see right now
statement
it is actually generating a new line character and then
is skip
slash.
that condition.
Slash is telling the compiler like
the
its
loop.
line is still continued.
Sometimes
Okay?
it actually happens
That
in
way,
our
so you
code,
can actually
use
reach
the
to
three,
certain conditions
codes
actually to
which you
declare
do
the
not want
multi-line
to take
comments
care,
also.
or you want
Multiple
to just
line
skip that
declaration
condition,
also,
that
including
time
the
we will be
comments.
using that particular continuous statement. Just see this actually code. While equal to
You
true,
got it this
the code
now?
will be running infinitely.
Strings are immutable. I
taking the
already
user
told you
input,
strings
and
are
if you
immutable.
user
In
did
the
not
other
enter
languages,
quit,
it was not like
is
that. We can
not
access
doing
the
anything.
individual
If user enter quit,
strings
it will
character
break
and
that
modify
particular
it.
loop. Anyone actually
If
has
your
a
length
question,
of a
please
statement
ask.
is less than 2, less than 3, then it is saying printing too small
hi
and just
Sanjay.
going for the
Yes,
next
Abdul
input.
asked me.
It is not going
Yeah,
here.
sorry, it's
This
nothing
print
to do with
statement
it.
will
It's
not
just
be printed if your length
the
is less
Python
than
that
3.
I've done. I managed to
Otherwise,
install it,
input is so
the very
is
first session when
off
I was having
sufficiently.
trouble.
If
I
it is
just
greater
want you
than
to
3,
just to
then it
check
is doing
to
this
make sure,
input
obviously, I
at
got the right
sufficient length.
version,
Otherwise,
and
this will
I
not be
think it is the
printed.
one
You
that
can
it
just
should be
check this.
installed.
So it is what
I'm
they
being
are trying
yeah.
to do here. Have you installed it the
What is the
versions
issue?
first?
This is actually output is wrong.
Yeah. I just wanted you to just check to make
So
sure
if this
it is
is
the
my
one.
first
I will check it
program,
out
I'm writing
after
it
the
perfectly
class. Okay.
fine. If I write it here,
Uh,
so you can just see this value is less than 3,
this is
right?
done. Okay.
So
Fine.
it is saying 2 is small
This
and
is
it
what
will
actually
not print
string
this.
are immutable. I already
Otherwise,
told you, and I also
this
told
is
you
my
it can be
first,
indexed.
you
You
can
can
just
access
see
the each
input
character
is,
by the indexing
for the
with the square
sufficient length.
bracket 0,
So
1, 2,
continue
3,
is
4
like
till the
for the loop
their
actually is
length
continue in
till
the
the
block.
length of the
You do not
string.
wanted to
Okay.
print
We
or
also
process
have
other
learned it the
line which is
print
written here,
statement,
like print.
what called the
This
format
is like
functions.
this. Anything you are
They were
typing
actually
it
writing
here
it over
later.
here. This one
A
program you can
equal
just see.
to 56,
String format function is there where age is
56.
20.
Whatever is
Name is
written in this
Swaroop. The
particular
same way they
block,
were just doing
result
it.
equal to
Passing the 0
a
or
multiplied
1.
by
If you do
59.
not pass it 0,
It doesn't
1, you can
matter,
directly
but
use it
this
without the 0,
statement
1
will never
also.
be
They were just doing
executed
it without
because
0, 1.
continue came over
This all
here.
things actually I
Continue
already
makes
showed you.
your
And what
looping
exactly happens?
they
They were
from
actually
here to
also
here
using
directly
it this
jumping.
kind
Like
of
you
things
entered
dot
some value.
format with the
Suppose you
variable
entered
declaration
the very
here,
first
and they were
simple. This is
passing
my
it.
first program.
This was actually
It
all
reads here,
complexing, doesn't
going
make
to
sense.
here.
But
Quit, it
after
was not
Python
quit, so it
3.6,
will not
they
work.
have
It will
introduced
not
the
go
f
into this
strings,
statement.
which
It
was
will
nothing
check
but
your
actually
length is more
passing
than 3,
directly the
so it
variable.
will
So they
not go
removed the
here.
dot
It will
format.
come over
It was
here and
quite
process
easy.
this and print
Programmer
the
life
result
becomes
also.
more easy
Okay,
after
just
that.
doing that
Okay.
here. So this was just showing this particular syntax. So this is
What something which I want you actually you need to understand it. Let me just show that actually.
okay, there is something called
So
this. Suppose you
in
just
the basic
entered only
class,
is in the next time.
when you divide
So what exactly
1.0 by
happened?
3,
When is
what you
came,
get it, you will answer will
what
get it
exactly happened? It will
0.333,
come
right?
here. It will
If you
process
do
the
not put
input.
it f,
It will
what would be
compare
the
with that.
answer?
Nothing actually happened. So break will now what we call. It will
Just see.
compare here, and this
Your
condition
answer is
becomes
just
true.
still the
Your length is
0.333.
only
Okay.
2, right?
But
So
the
2 is
problem
less
is
than 3.
when your
Perfectly
value
fine.
is
It will
something
print 2
called
small,
this
and it
here,
will
I
directly
call
jump
it,
to this position.
100 by
Continue
3.
directly.
Okay.
It will not
What
process
exactly
this
happened?
statement
Still
which
this
is
is
written here.
here. Wait a minute. More values.
You can just see this right now. Okay, previous.
So when you actually have a more values which
execution is
will be
there,
represented
stop.
as like something like very big values. So it will by
Now,
default convert
you
it
can
into
just
the
see,
e to the power.
this is
So what I
my
wanted to
first
say,
program.
when you
Okay,
do not
fine.
actually
You can
use
just
the
see,
f
and this
value,
process
f
and
keyword,
result was printed
then it will
here.
does
Okay,
this kind of
and
presentation.
just
If
next
you
time I
use
just
f
printed
here,
he.
it will
You
just
can see
present the
when I
answers
printed
till
only
3
2
decimal.
character string.
Okay,
It
this was one thing
printed
which
too
actually I
small, and
already have cleared
this
it
continue
previously, but
makes
I'm
your
just trying to
program
go with the
control
book
switched from
example.
here to here directly.
So there was
Again
another
waiting for the
representation. What
another
exactly
input.
happened?
So this is
So
the
this is
purpose of
comes
continue.
actually in
It
the
will
one
skip the
topic
condition,
which I want you to
and then
actually
in
the looping and jump to after my class. Please go through this particular topic called Python 3 string formatting. Jump to the loop condition statement. There are many big string condition was true, so it I also use those kind of notes. So this is the purpose of continuous statement.
in the general programming, more string formatting. Okay, in the Python 3.
I used to
So this is
follow
just actually
one
for the
syntax. I'm
looping.
just looking
This
at
is
it and
what
just
you
giving you
actually
the
have learned
document.
it today, and this is actually more than sufficient for your coding. Okay. So let me just check what was my first assignment. Till this actually this is more than enough for general language understanding. Okay. What actually I was just checking it out. My first assignment, what was that for the students? Yes. Wait a minute. As you actually asking, so I will still it is little bigger. No, it is not for you guys today.
Not
This
this
is
one.
little bit bigger for like once I will cover the other type. Okay. So what are the other types, which is actually the main portions in the code? They will be covering it this topic later. Okay, they will be covering these two topics first. So what I will just be covering it, I will be covering this first. Okay, what is this particular first? In the Python is a language where you actually have learned it today till
I'm not
so
sure.
far. It's
Earlier, I
called the
used to
variable
use the
declaration
directly the codes,
operators. And
but
today we
currently I
actually
am
have
feeling
learned
it
about
like it
the
was
control
gone missing or
statements.
people
Okay,
start
like
unformatting it.
conditions if, else if, and then looping statement while looping.
Okay.
In the also we learned it for looping statements, which I
This one.
actually have explained it here. And then there are two
Sir,
state.
It is
Yes.
actually too good.
so you have
Please
not
read it
given an
sometimes.
assignment till
Okay,
now,
I'm
no?
just
No,
keeping
I
that
haven't
particular
given
Yeah.
things.
because I
Yes.
need to
Please
cover the
read.
basics to
Okay,
actually
this
write
is
a
for
statement,
reading
right?
for you
Write
guys.
write an
Okay,
example
this
or
particular
anything.
link is
Yes,
there.
sir.
Please
Yes.
go through it and read it
So what exactly happened
later.
here?
Okay,
We have covered
it is
it
actually very good
control
one.
flow,
There
if
is
else
still F
statement, we
printing
have
is there.
covered
I'm
while
not worried
looping, we
about
have
that.
covered for
Okay,
looping, and we
so
also
you
have covered
understand it what
break
exactly
and the
happened when you read that
continue
particular
statement
document.
in
It
our
will tell
just
you
coding.
sometimes
So
it
the
actually
fundamental
happens.
about it
You
here,
actually have
what
your
was
name.
actually the
Like
funda?
I actually have my
They
name
were talking about it in
called
the class. If you just see
name
in the
is
slides,
called,
till this
suppose my
position, I
name
have did
is
something,
Kumar. Okay,
but after
here
that, they
my
started the
surname.
data
So I
structures,
wanted
which
to
you should know.
actually
Python is very well
print my
known for
name
these
here.
data
Okay,
structure because
this is
these
fine. It will
data
be
structures
directly
was
printing it
inbuilt
this
in
way.
the
But I wanted to
Python
print this name
language.
into the
So it is
11
easy
character.
for us to
So what
get
exactly
some
happen?
data from the
It will be
users
just
and
printing
use
my
this
name
data
with the
structures. Like
starting
in
with
other
this
language
5
called
character,
C,
but
C++,
not showing me the 11
we used to
character.
build
If
our
I will
data
use
structure
this symbol,
directly. It was not available.
let
We
me
were
just show
building
you.
this. Okay. So similarly, in the Python, these are the data structures which is given to us called list,
It is right
arrays,
formatted. Total
and
6 spaces would be
tuples
there.
and the
If
dictionaries.
you do the
So we are learning this one by one. This data structure. Data structure is nothing but what you call it to
this is
store
called
the
left
data, whatever
formatted.
data you are
Okay,
typing it. Suppose you are typing the variable, you are
left
typing the
formatted, and this you
numbers,
will
you are
not
typing
change
the
anything.
integer
So what
value,
exactly
decimal,
happened? My
boolean,
name,
or
my
string.
father name.
It
Okay,
will work with all
I will
kind of
just say
data, but how
Raghuveer.
you will save
Okay,
in the
just trying to
memory.
show you. So
Okay,
that's the reason I'm
like
writing it.
if I will
After
just say
that, I
this
will
here,
just say comma
like a simple
F
example,
name, right?
you need
Yes,
to
and that I
take
wanted to present it with the 20
10
character. Okay,
number
this is
as
also
a
with 20 character.
input
20,
from user
20.
and uh, print it after processing. Okay, so what exactly this is actually a number called write a code to prompt
So you
user
understand it? What is this actually
10
this particular
numbers.
symbols called? This greater than symbol do the right formatting, less than symbol will do the left formatting. You can just see.
Okay,
If you
this
do
is
not
actually
give the
simple
any
code which
formatting,
actually I
it was
told you to
directly
write.
printed 20
Okay,
character like
so
this
how you will
first,
do that?
and this is by default.
Earlier you
So
know
it
what how many
means
numbers I need to take it, total number of numbers.
default is
How many?
left
10.
hand
I need to
formatting.
take it 10 numbers.
This is actually
Okay.
what
So
left hand
how can I
formatting. Okay, this
just
is called
actually
left
run the loop? There
hand
are two
formatting,
loops you can run it,
and this is
either while
called
loop
a
or
right hand
for loop. Okay. So this is my, suppose I am just writing this
formatting.
particular
Okay,
code
you can
with
see
the
these
while
are the
loop.
spaces
Okay.
which
I
was
am
actually
using
added.
first time
Only
is
your
called
name
while
was
loop.
only 5 character, but you are
In
assigning
this
20
code, I will
character
be
for
using
printing.
my while
So
loop
what exactly
actually.
happened? There are 15 character
Example, this
spaces
you
are
can
actually
say
assigned on the left side. After that, variable was
example for
printed.
while loop.
The same thing
Okay.
with the
I
Raghuveer.
have to take
Okay,
10 numbers from user.
Raghuveer. If you just
So
see
I
after
actually have
this,
written it
the
total number.
Raghuveer is
I need to
actually
take
a
it
total
10. I need to
5
run
and
a loop.
4
So
9
while
character.
I will
So
just say
total 11
initial,
character would be
you can
space
say
here on the
counter is
right
equal
side.
to 0. In
But
the
this
starting,
space
we
you
were
cannot
actually
see it
having
here,
no
but it's
numbers,
still
0
there is a
numbers.
space.
Now I
Okay,
wanted to take it
so
out.
sometime after
What?
that you
Or
will
you
say
can just
my
say
age
if
is
my
I will just
while
say
counter
34,
is
my dad
less
age
than 10. Okay.
is
Okay.
around 74.
Till the
Then
time
I will just
this
write
loop
it
should
here.
be
I
executing
will
it.
just say
Okay.
age
I will
in
be
the
saying
how many digit you
counter
wanted to
value.
present it. This is a 2 digit already. So I will just say I wanted to represent it in the 5 digit. Okay.
F string. And I will be incrementing my counter value to 1.
And with my
Anyone
dad
actually have
age,
any problem understanding
okay,
this code?
that
Please
I
tell
wanted to
me. This
present
is a
it with
simple
the
code I
5
have
digit.
written it.
Okay. Any
This is
problem in
actually, I
this?
will
This
say,
is
total
directly writing the
numbers.
5 5. Okay.
I
There
was
is no
taking the
point of
total 10
de-writing.
numbers, right?
It will
So
directly,
I
you will
assign the
take it
10
the
value to
5
total
character to
numbers.
display.
I'm
Okay.
comparing
Just
counter
see this here
variable.
right now. I'm
This
printing
variable
it.
was declared with
So
the
you
0.
can just
I'm
see this is
comparing
actually
this
the
particular
5
variable with
digit,
the
and
total
if you
numbers.
put the
So this condition is
5
always true
var
until
to
unless my
differentiate
counter
the
becomes
each
10,
string, so you
right?
understand it how
Till
many
the time it
characters
is
was
true
actually
always.
taken.
So this is true. It will be printing this number, incrementing the counter variable actually by 1. So either you can write it like this here, counter equal
Now you
to
can just see this here.
counter
How
plus
many
1,
character was taken? You can
or
just see
you
the
can write it
spaces
like
here.
this. Both
Especially.
statements are same.
So I just
told you
actually
earlier
given the
also.
5 characters, so they
So I'm
actually
just
have
running
taken
this
it
loop. You
3
can just
character in
see
the space. So if you just put
counter
it
0,
the
1,
same
2, 3, 4.
bracket
This is
here.
how many times it ran it? It ran it 10
This is
times.
actually the right
Okay,
hand.
from
This
0
is
to
the
9.
left
So this is
hand.
the 10
Okay.
times you ran it.
Now you can just
So
see.
what are the numbers you are taking it right now? So you need to take
So
the number.
this is
So I'm
actually in
just
the
taking
last
it
I did
number
not put the
equal to
pipe, so you will
input,
understand it. Wait a minute, guys.
enter an integer
Okay.
value. This is the number I am
So right now
prompting
you
it
can
from the
understand
user,
it. My
and
already
that
class
number
is
you need to
already
convert
gone, but
it
still
also,
you can just
right?
see. These are the spaces I am
And I have to be
telling the
processing
Python to print
counter
my
1.
age. This is
I will
actually the
just say
integer
counter
to
is for
5
the 1,
spaces. Okay. 5 means by default 5 character. So my digit actually
and that
only do
value
2
is
characters, right? So these are the 3 spaces. This is actually default is left hand format, right
so
hand
at this
formatting.
particular
Sorry,
first time,
default
what
is right
exactly
hand
the
formatting.
entry you can
This
just
was actually going for the
also
left hand.
could
This
have
was
done
going
that.
for the right hand. Okay.
Enter
So you understand
just
it.
give me 1 minute.
The string
So
was
you can
actually
just see
default
this
is
here. This is fine.
string is default.
You are taking the number first time, enter an integer. I enter 23. So counter 1 value is 23.
Okay.
Next time 32.
But if you just see
Counter
strings
2
here,
value
when
is
you are
32.
saying it right, everything is
45,
actually right.
65,
If you are specifying
6,
it, everything is at left.
57,
It is everything
89,
is a left.
19,
There is
23,
another sometimes you wanted to
94,
print it
100.
actually everything actually
So
as a
total number
center.
of 10 values I entered it from the
So
user
this is, I
and
think so,
printed it
center
here.
ways of formatting.
But what actually I have written it here, see this, write a code, write a
think so.
program, code is
Just
means
checking if
program,
it is correct
to prompt 10
or I am
user
wrong.
to take
Let me just check.
user to prompt user to enter 10 numbers and print it later. But what exactly I was just doing it, I am printing it at the same time. Okay, I am printing it at the same time. If I will not printing it this the same time, what exactly I actually have to do it later? I need to save this number in somewhere. How do you save this number in somewhere in the
1
memory?
minute, Abdul.
So
Just
those
1
kind
minute.
of memory to save these numbers in any programming language.
So you can see this is actually the curly symbol will be
Data
used for
structure.
center
To
based
save
formatting.
these numbers
Okay.
in the memory. Okay,
So
to
when you
save
wanted
this
to
number
print
in
this
the
particular
memory
variable
in
out of
any
20,
programming
it would be in the
known
center.
as
So it is
actually
in the
data
center
structure.
formatting.
Different
Right now.
language provide
This is in the
different kinds
center
of data
formatting. Even the
structures.
numbers are in
In
the
our
center
code,
formatted.
in
So this
our
caret
Python,
symbol
there
is
are
actually
different
used
kinds
for
of
the
data
center
structures
formatting.
which they were
This is
saying that in
actually all the
Python we
part is
actually
actually
have
comes into
this
this
data
particular
structure
point
called
part which I
list,
was actually
array,
teaching it before in
tuple,
the class.
set, and
Call
dictionary.
in this print
Okay. So
string in
each
the
data
Python.
structure is
It
actually
is everything
different
is actually
meaning,
inside the
different
print only, but I was just
purpose,
trying to
and
tell you
different
this is
way of
actually just the
accessing it.
topic.
What
Python
was the
3
purpose?
string
Why these
formatting.
data
Please read
structures was
this. It actually
created?
has
We will be
everything
learning it.
which you
So
wanted
very
to
first
know
one is
about
called
the
list,
Python string
which
formatting.
is actually nothing
But it would
a
not be
variable. You
mostly
can say
covered
I'm
into
creating it
the
number
class.
list. Okay.
So
This is
but
actually
actually
just a
when you
variable
work
name.
on the real
Okay.
kind of
You
assignment
can
where I
create
will
it
just
like
give you
this
the string
also.
formatting.
When
There
you create it
are
with
this is
the
actually
I'm
Python
creating
2,
it
this is Python
to
3. They were
create
not talking
a
about the Python F string, but it is
list
general
data
things actually they
structure.
are talking about it,
What
which
you
you
can
can
do it,
just
either
go
you
through
can
it.
initialize
Then
with the
later
open bracket
I will teach you more
with
when I will
open
go through the
bracket.
assignments.
First thing.
Okay.
Or you can just
Any
say
question
it
in this, you can tell me.
a list, another variable, and you can call the list function directly. Both way works. Either this is
No
the
question,
first
guys.
first
So I think
method.
so. We will wind the
This is
class
the
on to
first
this
way,
because till
one
this
way,
position I
and
was
this
just
is the
actually
another
did it
way
for the other
to
batches
create
also. No question. Thank you, Bhushan. So I will just share you this
to
particular
create
file
it.
updated,
So
which
you
is
can just see
whatever
this
is
here.
actually I
Why
updated
actually I
here.
was just doing it.
Okay, and
Print
then I will share
type
Abdul.
of
I will make you
number
the
list. What is
host.
this number list?
You can actually
I'm
need to
just printing
I
it.
will
What is
change
the
you to the
type of this
panelist so
number
you can
list
share me your
variable?
numbers. Okay.
I change you to the
And the
panelist.
same
Please
way I'm
join actually
printing
as a
it the
panelist.
type of
I will just share you
variable,
the
which
files
I will
first,
create,
created it
guys.
right now.
I say don't send or do I send this?
This is the updated files. Both are the list kind of data structures. You can use it either this way or
This is the
that way.
updated file.
These are
Please,
actually both are
note it
used
down,
for
then
the
it will be
creating a
good for you.
list data structures. Okay. First way is by using the, this is actually the this is the first method. Second method is calling the directly the list function. Okay. Both, yes, Horsefall, you are actually raising it, Imam, right? Tell me, what is the
Hello,
question?
Yes, please. I want to
can you
ask
hear me?
must the L
Yes,
be
I can hear you.
capital
You
letter?
became a panelist? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank
Sorry,
you,
I
everyone.
was not able to understand it.
You
What
guys
is
can
the
Must the
see.
question?
L in the
I will
list
just
be
make the
capital
poll
letter?
actually as a
Right?
panelist.
Number
Okay, thank you.
lists and the
No,
L is
no, no,
capital
no.
letter.
This, this is just actually my way of writing it.
Screened.
Okay.
It is nothing like you can write it actually like this.
Yeah.
Small.
It's okay.
It is
Sorry,
just
one
like my
second.
method. Okay. Why actually I was using it? If you are
Yeah,
actually
that should
asking
be
me, I will
shared
tell
now,
you something.
I think.
Okay.
Can you access my
If you
screen?
just see my coding also,
just
I will
checking.
just tell you what
Yeah,
actually
I
I
can
used
see
to
your
deliver
screen.
to the people.
Yeah.
Like this is a
I'm
coding
gonna just
syntax.
minimize
You can
all
just see
this.
this here. I'm writing
So
it ticket
this is
after that
one
capital S over
icon
here.
navigator.
Okay. Like
You
you
have
can
to
just see
open that.
everywhere. Number after
I
that
just wanted
ticket is
to
T is
make sure that
capital.
it's the right
Okay.
one. And
This kind
and
of
also, you know, another thing I
variable
wanted to
writing is
ask you
called
as
the
well
camel
was
cases. What do you
just
call
now
it?
as you were showing
Camel
the
case
website address one, they said
for
Swaroop or
variable
something.
declaration. Okay. What I meant
CH
is camel
Swaroop
case
is
in the
actually the
variable
author.
declaration.
CH
In the
Swaroop.
programming
A
language,
byte of
different
Python is
cases
the
are
book
used.
name.
One is called camel
Okay.
case variable
You already
you.
actually have the downloaded the book in front of the desktop. I can see the book name.
Okay. Sorry,
So
I don't know why
camel
this
case
is
is a
taking
very
time
popular convention in a computer programming or
load.
variable
I mean,
naming.
it's installed.
Generally
It's
variable,
just
just
taking
read
time
it here.
to
There are multiple
start.
It
cases. One
actually
is
it's a
called
very
camel
high
cases. One more
high
is I will
level
just show you.
versions of the
Camel
app.
case is actually
It
very
takes
well
time
known
according
actually.
to the
So what exactly happened in the camel
computer
case?
speed.
The very first letter
That's the
will be
reason.
starts with the
Yeah,
small
anything
cases,
like
and the second letter, the
Sanjay,
very
everything
first
that we've done so
letter in the
far,
second
knows like
word will be
basics that you've
always
touched on, and
capitalized.
you've gone through
Like
over
they
things.
are giving any
Really, ideally,
example,
what I
they
need
are
to
not
do
giving
is
here
to
example.
just in my
Okay,
spare time is
yes,
to
here.
play
This is
back the
actually the very good
recordings
one.
and just listen to
These are the two
recording
kinds
class
of cases
sessions again and
programming
again
language
till I
uses.
understand
Okay,
properly.
still they are not
But
telling me the
actually,
examples
before
that
going
they are
through
just
my
talking about
classes, I will
the
actually really
definitions.
tell you. I also told you, please read the particular book and then go through the classes. You will
Yes.
understand it little
So
bit
these
more
are the
better.
different cases:
Because
camel case, snake
in
case,
the
kebab case,
class,
Pascal's
I
case.
cannot be
So I
reading
will just
the
tell you all.
full
So very
file
first one
actually
is
in
called
that room,
camel
but
cases.
I'm
So
covering
camel
all
case
the
is actually you
practical
will start
examples.
a
But
name
when
with
you
a
read
small
it, now
letter
people
like
actually
this here.
understand it
First,
little bit more, and
okay,
then they will
small
go through
letter.
the code.
Everything
Then they
is
will
small.
understand it more.
But as soon as second
Okay.
word comes,
Right,
the
let's
very
see.
first letter
I
of
will
the
tell you
second
because
word
you are
should
a
be
beginner
in
and
the
you are not
capital.
actually from the science
So in the
background,
camel
right?
case,
So
you
in
will
that
start
case,
a
I was
name
just
with
trying
a
to
small
tell you.
letter. If the
You are
name
not from
actually
the
has a
engineering
multiple
background.
words, the
No,
later
no.
word will be start with the
Yeah, you know
capital
the
letter.
book.
Like
Are you
first
able
name,
to, obviously,
last
you have
name.
sent us the link,
Okay.
can't you, for the
This is
book
actually
that
the
we should be
example of
reading?
camel cases. If you just see my codes here,
You
which I
know,
was trying to tell
the
you,
link that
code
you've put
1,
down
code
now
2,
on the slides
everywhere
at the
I will be
bottom, you
using the
said
camel
do this
case.
bit of reading,
Okay,
but
ticket
which,
is a small letter,
hang on,
but
it's doing
second word
something
would
now.
be capital
Something's
It's
come
letter.
up.
First
yeah, it's
letter would
actually
be in
happening.
the for the second
That
word.
book link is
First letter
already
would
in
be
the notes
capital.
file. When
After
you
that,
open the
others are
Jupyter
small.
notes file, it
If
is there in the
suppose I will just
that
say,
particular
I will just say, just give me 1 minute. Assign a number. Okay. Num to 2. Okay. Write a for loop. You guys do not know. I'm just trying to show you. Okay. What is for loop? For loop, we will learn it later in the future classes. No, do not worry about it.
good morning,
So
guys.
this is actually the case
So
where I was writing it the variable name
in the
actually
past
as a
class
number of
means
transaction
yesterday
for
class
by
also, and
number of
on the Sunday class,
you can say
I was covering the basics
byte
of Python.
transactions. Okay.
But
So this is
many of
actually
you
what
actually
exactly I am
have
writing it. This my
given the review
keyword,
like I
this
was going
variable is
fast
made
on the
with the
Sunday
3
lectures.
words. One is
So
number,
yesterday actually I
second
have
is
went to
by,
very
third
slow
is
session and
transactions.
actually I have
So you can
declared
see as
everything
soon as
in
my
the
this first word
this
is
is actually the
over,
only
second word
file
is start
which
would be
I
the
have
capital
shared with
letter.
everyone,
And
and you guys will be
third
actually
word starting would be the
good
capital
morning,
letter. Same thing I can just do it
Prakash.
for
So
number
this is
of
the file in which actually
sale
I have written it, whatever
transactions.
actually I
Okay.
have
So
covered
this
till
is just
now
actually
in
way of
the
declaring it so
basics
that
of
I will be
Python.
writing it the
So I
full
actually
name
have
for
divided
convincing it.
all
So
the
anyone
anyone
learnings
read
in
my
the
variable name,
terms of
they will
you
understand
can
it
say
what is this
coding,
variable
so
for.
that you will
So
actually
for that
understand
reason,
it
we will
what
be using
exactly
it
we are
always
going
small,
through it and where
like
it would be
camel cases.
used
Most
more.
of the places
Okay,
I will be using
so
camel
in the past class,
some
the
people
very
also
first thing
use
is
it in
actually
a,
when we were
if you
reading this
work in a
particular
different
book,
industries,
basics, the very
people are
first
using it
chapter
at
of
different
this,
formats.
we were
In
actually
whatever
learning
format
it,
they are using
how
it, you actually
used
have to work on
people
that.
used to do the
Second is
commenting.
called
It
the
means you
snake
can say
case.
programmer used
So
to do the
snake case, what
commenting
exactly say,
while
there
designing
are
the
the
program
keywords
or
are
writing the
actually two
program
words,
multiple,
like here
which
I was
consists
just
of
saying it
1,000,
number of
2,000
transactions
lines.
here.
So
Number
this is
of
actually the
buy
one way, first
transactions.
way,
Okay.
the way
So what
I
exactly
will
they
devise the
say,
15-minute
if we are
session
using
today.
it,
Okay,
this is actually
this is
camel
the way we
case.
will be used to
Okay.
comment the lines
Case
before declaring
example,
any
this one,
variable or
which I
trying to
showed you
say
right
what
now.
exactly our
Okay.
program is doing it.
If you are
In
using
this,
the snake case,
my voice is echoing. Okay,
they will
just
be saying it. You
is it
actually
actually
will write
everyone is
it
facing the
number
same way?
underscore by
Guys, can you
underscore
check?
transaction. This is
Even that I
called
will
the
just
snake
check it
case
out one more time
for writing
by
the
putting the
variable
headphones.
naming
Now, or
convention.
still it's echoing.
Okay.
So,
This is actually
sir,
camel
actually,
case. This is the
I'm
snake case.
listening two
The way you
voices.
can write it your variable names.
I'm
Third
actually
one is
listening two
called kebab
voices.
case. I did not even
Only
see
you are getting
that
it,
they are
or
using it
actually
directly dashes,
anyone
not the
else? No, it's
underscore.
fine. Then
I was
please try
using it
to
here
disconnect
underscore.
your headphones and
They were
connect it
actually
again.
saying this, but I
Or
No,
never
actually,
actually
I'm not
used
on
it. I did not
headphones.
find
I'm
it
on
out.
Then
I
Apple
try to
mostly used to
system.
join
develop
the
these
session
two in the
again, because
industry. I
you
actually
are
work
only
on
the facing
three
that issue.
research
Everyone is
labs
actually getting the
where
point.
people will be using either
So
this
can
or
you just
that.
rejoin your
Okay,
session or check
camel
it
or
out with
snake
your side?
case. Pascal case is actually everything is with the first letter should be
Even
of
there
the
are
all the
other
words
people
are
are not
capital.
getting that issue.
But I
So
haven't
please check
seen
it out your
that
side,
also.
because I
So
don't
it's
think
up
so
to
it's
you.
a problem
But
from
I'm
my
just
side.
trying to tell you, if you see people's code,
I'll do
you
one
will
thing.
find
I'll
it out.
leave it
People are
and
using
rejoin it.
either
Yes, that's what I
camel
was
case
saying.
or
Yes,
snake
check
case.
it out.
People are not doing the
And
mixing.
please
Either
try
you
to
will
close
fully
your
code with the camel
Zoom and
case or
then
fully code with the
rejoin it.
snake
Okay,
case. But
do
please
that.
do not mix it in the
Okay.
same coding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what
You can
exactly
use it
happened?
both the things.
This is the way we
So
used to
please read
actually
this
do the
document if you
commenting in
wanted
the
to.
single line by putting the hash symbol. Whatever you put it before, after the hash symbol, it is
Okay.
considered actually as
I
a
just share
commenting.
you the
Like
link.
this is the way.
Please
If I will
go
put it
through it.
hash, Python will consider actually this very line is
This is
actually as
actually
a
what I was trying to
comment.
tell you.
Okay.
This is actually
If you do not want to
variable
execute this line, you can put the comment
naming
before that. If you
cases.
wanted
One
to
is called
consider that
camel,
actually as
another
a
one
line,
is
then
called
remove the comment. Okay, remove the
snake
hash
case.
symbol.
Okay. So you can just see
This was
number
the one
list. I
method.
just actually I will be
Second
using
method
most of the
was
places my camel case
using
only.
the triple
So this
quotes
is the
for
one way of
doing the
declaring the list.
multi-line
What is the
commenting.
purpose of the
Okay,
list?
this
List
is
is
actually
similar
you
to
can
the
use the
array.
triple quotes in a
In
double.
the other
Like
languages,
this is
there is
double
some
quotes
called
three
something called
times in
array.
the starting before
Array is
beginning,
a
and double quotes in three
kind
times
of data
by
structure.
when
Is a
you are
data
actually
structure
ending with your commenting.
which
This is just actually the
saves
simplest way of actually writing
same
the
type of
comments while writing the
variable.
program. This was the same way. In place of double quotes, we are writing the single quote three times and single quote in the ending. It would be in the starting and it would be in the ending. Multiple entries
So this
together
all will be
means
considered
if I
actually
will
as a
just say
commenting. I'm just
after
trying to
that on that
save
day we were actually discussing about it, how
you
can we
can
declare
say
the
marks
variable,
of
what
10
are the variables
students.
available in
Okay.
the Python
This
languages.
is just actually I'm trying
So
to
we
say
can
I am
declare the
storing the
integer
10
variables.
students
Integer
marks.
is
Okay.
nothing
So
but
marks
actually
are
called
what
the
actually marks would be all
whole
integer
numbers.
value,
Okay,
right?
whole
Or
numbers,
I am
which
saving
is
it marks
minus
of
infinity to plus infinity.
classes.
Okay, like
Like
it
all the
would be
class
actually
marks
the
means
range is
for
not
all the
defined, and they
students
in
actually marks
the
of a student.
just like the
There
people
could
who
be
already know the
100
high
or
level
200
languages,
or
there is a
something like that.
difference.
So all
In
the same
Python,
kind of
there is
memory data, if you are
no
saving it in
like
a one
integer
variable, this
long
is
or
called the
long
array
something like
kind
that.
of a
All the
structure.
limit
But what
ranges,
was the best
integer does
purpose
not
of the
actually have
list?
a very
This is a kind
small
of
range.
data structure in the
Whatever is a
Python is
maximum
a
length
data
is
structure
available with the integer range in the
which saves
Python. Earlier in the other level languages like C
many
or C++,
entries
there are multiple
from
kinds of
all
whole
kind of
number
data.
can be represented
Means
into the
it can store
integers,
integer, float,
long. It is actually the
boolean,
range would be differ. Like
string,
after certain,
all
if
kind
the
of
value
data
is
all
very big,
together.
you cannot
Okay.
save
So
it into
list
the
is actually
integer in
kind of
these
data
languages.
structure
Okay,
which can save everything.
long. That is
Okay.
actually the way of
So you can
multiple
just see this is
variables are
actually
there
the way of
in a high
creating
level
the list.
languages. In
Right now you
Python, only
created a
one
list.
variable is
So
there, that is
how to
called
add
integer, which
data?
will
Add
consist
the data
till the very high
into the
level
list.
language.
So
Okay,
there are
like very high
many purpose.
limit
We will be
actually.
reading it one
Devinder,
by
you are
one
asking
with the
something?
list.
Please tell
So
me.
let's see what exactly is the list. Data structures are called the container. Means the
You are
memory raising the hand
saving,
in the
place that
so
organize and
this is
group
actually
the
the
data
range
according to the
okay
types. In the Python,
basic
actually
Python
the-
data structures
yes,
in the
you are raising the
Python
hand. Please
are
let me know.
list,
You are
array,
again
tuple,
raising
dictionary,
it, and there is called set also.
Each type of data structure is unique in their
Mohammed
own
Rumi
way.
also raising the
Okay?
hand. I am just
So
actually giving
today
you the
we were
talking
just
permit.
learning it about the list, but I
Banita, I
don't
just
think
gave
so we
you
will
the
be able
permit.
to cover.
Bhushan, I gave you the permit. Hari also I gave you
List
the
can
permit.
Yes,
store
sir. Actually,
multiple
I was raising
items
my
in a
hand because
single
of
variable.
unmuting
Means
myself.
single variable. If you
That's
just
why.
see
So
it, I
it's fine
declared
now.
a list here. Number
So
list.
you can see
In the
Python
single
range is
variable,
very
you will be
big.
able to
Early,
save it multiple
like for
entries
integer range.
together.
Okay.
So till this particular value,
List
you can
items
save it
are
into the
ordered,
integer.
changeable,
Otherwise,
and
what
allowed
exactly happen
duplicate
after
also.
this range? It is
In a list, like
which I
here,
am
number
talking
list
about
is
it
there.
right now.
If I will
After
just say,
beyond
I
this
can
particular value,
create it
if you
this
save
way,
the
or
number,
also there is
it will
another
not
way
be actually
called,
saved into that
I
particular
can say
variable. It
marks
will be
list.
again
Okay.
reversed back.
I'm just
I will just
creating
show you.
this.
This is actually the
Indirectly,
range
you
of the
can just
Python
save the
variable, integer
variable,
variable.
save the values. So what they were just
Okay.
saying it.
Like now, this is actually the range.
Okay.
Integer
Range
in the
I'm
Python.
trying to put up all kind of data. Okay.
What do you mean by range?
Because I was trying to
I
tell
will
you, it
just
can
tell you.
save it.
Range is something like here.
All
This is
different
actually
kinds
the
of
value.
data.
Suppose
So right
I
now
will
you
just
can
see
see
a
this is
variable
actually a
A,
list
which
in
is
the bigger than
square
this
bracket
particular
you are
range
putting
value.
up.
Okay, right?
Like let
And
me just do that 50.
this when you put it
So
up
when you just
directly this bracket,
print
it means
this,
my
let me
list is
just check
empty right
how
now.
much. What is this?
When I'm
printing?
putting it these
It is
variable
printing
directly, so
correctly,
it means
but
my list actually
why
has
this is
these
actually saying
content right
this?
now.
This represent
Okay,
number in this
so list
range.
can be
Wait a minute.
created with the
The
directly with
range
the
may be
content,
larger on the
and
different
also
machine
with the empty
different
list also
natural
can
word
be
size.
created.
So this is not the perfect
creating a
answer.
list.
Okay. So Python range is different the
Multiple
way they were just
values
saying it.
together.
This
Okay,
is
in a
just actually
single
the
line.
range.
And this is actually
actually
what
with the
exactly happened.
different
You are
32-bit machine.
creating a
Mine is
list,
64-bit
empty list
machine.
actually. Creating
So
one way is to
I cannot
create
say this is actually they are defining it
empty
according
list.
to C value.
Okay.
Okay.
With this,
This would be the
creating
highest
another way
value
of
for
list
this.
by empty
Just
list
checking
actually.
this.
All are empty
So what
list
exactly
because if
happened?
you
What would be
printed
the
this,
integer
you
highest
will
value
get it
which you can
nothing.
save it in a
Okay.
variable?
Just
So
number
there
list.
is actually in the
Print
Python there
a
are
list
certain
also
things
here,
which I wanted to
and
actually tell
print
you
mark
later,
list
but right
also.
now I actually have to
Okay.
tell you
You
because
can
it is
just see
coming.
this actually. I will
In
just
Python
end it over
language,
here only in this statement. You can just see
there
very
are
first one was simple empty
certain
list type was
functionality
this list, and
which
you
is
can see this is
already
empty
implemented.
because it actually
Okay.
has no
Which is
content. In
already
this one also no content
implemented
here.
and given it to you.
But in
Already
this list actually you
implemented
have the
and
content. All the
given
list
it to
was
you.
created with the
Actually
content. So
given
these are
it
called
to
the
you
content.
to
All
use
the content right
as
now.
modules.
So I will actually
Okay. In the
stop
Python
it
there
today
are many
here
things
only
called
because there
modules.
are many
How
things in the
people
list.
actually
We need to
use the
cover it
module.
one
Like
time.
there is a very
So
standard
what
module
exactly
in
we
the
have
Python
covered
called
today?
sys
We have
module.
just
Sys
covered
is
all
actually
the
the module.
control statement.
How we will
Today
use the
means
module?
our chapter was
Actually,
also
how
the
to
control statement.
use the
In the
module.
control
Like I
flow,
just
in the
wanted to
control
use the
flow, we
sys
actually
module.
have covered
For
the
using
conditional
the module,
statements
you need
called
to
if,
import
else if, else
the module.
statement.
Okay? This is actually
And
I
then
am telling
we'll
you,
gone
you
for
actually
the
have to write
looping.
import
Looping we actually have
and then
covered
module
it
name.
while
So this is
loop
actually the
and the for
standard
loop.
import
And then
what was the
module
purpose of
name.
writing that
This is
different
actually the
kinds
way
of
of
code
using any module.
with that? Like
We also have
imports,
learned
there
it
is
what was the
actually
purpose
these are
of
the
break
standard
statement
module.
to
I am just
end the
writing
loop.
it here.
Any loop you can end
There
it
are
with the
certain
break
standard
statement
module
like
which
either
is given with the
while or the
Python
for
language
loop.
only.
Okay. And there was
Standard
another purpose
modules which
of
is
continuous
available
statement.
like
Sometimes we
call
wanted to
sys
skip certain conditions.
OS. This is
So for
system
those
module,
purpose, we
operating
will be
system
using the
module,
continuous statement
and
in the coding. So they actually have
math
shown one
module. These
example
are
of it
actually
where
all
we can be using the
available
continuous
with the
statement.
language only.
And that
But
was
whenever
actually
you
end of
wanted to
the
use this
control view.
functionality, means
The data
there are
structures
certain
again I will
functions
be
like
to
I
the
will just
next
tell
class
you
I will
like
be
I will give
trying
you
to
example of square root.
trying to
Okay,
actually again
square
explain it
root
because
function
it
is
was
given
not
in
yet
the math
over.
module.
Okay, so
You
I
can
will be just
directly
sharing it onto
find
the
out
notes
any
too for you what
any
we covered
integer
it today.
numbers square root, but before
And
using that
then
square root function
I
you
will
need to
ask
import
you
that particular
simple
module from the
assignment. You can
system which
consider
is
that
already
actually as an
available. So how
assignment,
we
or
will
you
do
can
that?
consider it
Import
actually as a
sys.
something
Okay,
which you can
like
show me on
import
Saturday.
math.
Okay,
Like
what is the
import
assignment? Wait a
OS.
minute.
Any
Can you
module you
share
can
your
import
email
it by
ID, sir?
call
Yes, I will
writing
just share
import
that
before
also.
the name of the
My
module.
email
Okay.
ID for
So
this
right now,
particular
suppose you
classes
wanted to
are
find out
here.
the
It is
square
written
root.
actually. You
Okay.
can even
So how do
communicate
I
and
know
talk
which
to me
functions are
on this
available
email
over
ID.
here in this particular
Sanjay
module?
at the
For
rate
checking data.us. Okay, the functions available in the modules, we used to actually can do the
I'm
search
also sharing
by
the
default over
today's
here,
class
like
notes with you,
Python,
notes to
math module.
okay.
By default,
And
if
there
you
was
search it
also
out, they will
exercise
give
which
you
I was
the
just
full
doing it. I will
information,
also
what is
share
actually
that. That's up
available,
to
which
you.
kind
You
of
wanted to
functions are
cover it
there.
or not?
But
That is the
online is not the
exercise
criteria. I
practice.
was looking
Okay.
at it. How do I want to search
So
it? What
what
is
exactly I
available?
wanted to
So
tell
there is
you,
something
there
called
is a
help
one
function in
assignment which I
Python.
wanted you to
Okay,
write it.
we can
I will
use
just
the
tell you something, but just tell me
help
if you are
function
not able to
to
understand
see
it or
the
not. Okay.
functionality
This is a, you can say, your
available
assignment part
in the
one.
module. Okay,
So help on the, I will write it right away. Okay. I imported that particular module. I am looking at the functionality which is available in the maths. Okay. So what is this actually? It will print. It will print your, it will print or you can say display the information, or you can say information or documentation that number. So right now you already know what is
These are
actually
the
the
way.
looping.
So you can just see
use
I am
it
seeing
either
the
while loop,
this is
or you
actually
can use it either for
documentation.
loop.
So in
what
that,
I
what are the
wanted,
functions
I wanted
available?
to
You can
actually
see
example of
a cos,
my
a
output would
cosine.
be,
Actually, this is a cos function,
if you
a
take
cosine function,
like
and
I will just
cosine
say
hyperbolic function.
enter an
A
integer.
sine function, a sine hyperbolic
you are
function.
actually asking
A
it, you
tan
have given
function,
suppose
a
5.
tan 2
So
function,
I am
and tan
expecting
hyperbolic function,
table
C
of
function.
5 is,
I
will
this
be
is a
expecting this
combination.
kind
This
of
I don't
output.
know. I
5
never used this
multiplied
particular
by 1
function, but
equal
there are
to
many
5.
functions which is available.
5
But for
multiplied by
us,
2
I was just
equal
looking at
to,
it the right now square root module. Okay, square root function. So I am going down there. There is, this is called the square root of actually a function, sqrt. Okay. So once you actually import the module, how we will actually able to see that? We will able to see the information by printing the help on this.
this is a very
But
simple
I wanted to
program,
check
but
it out.
actually I want you to learn it with
math.sqrt.
the for
Suppose
loop
you
and
wanted
while
to
loop
take a
both,
square root
so that you
of
will actually
64.
understand it
You know
how to
already
utilize
8.
your loop.
Answer is,
Okay.
you can just check
And
it
So
out.
can you
after that,
explain
in the
again
next
the help
class, I
part?
will be giving you
Where
one
can
more
we
task
check? You
here.
said.
You need to
It is
format
written
it by
here.
the
Help function to see the
Python
functionality of
string
available
formation.
in the module.
Like
So when you click
Okay, okay.
character should be
help
displayed in
and
the
the
two
module name,
spaces. Okay, like
you
this
can
would
just
be
write
like,
it here.
you can just see
Okay.
this.
Again, that's the reason I am
spacing should be
writing
very
it so
much
that you can
perfect.
read it again.
Okay.
Help. After
What I
that, in
meant
that
it here, you
module
can just
name
see
here.
15, 20.
So this will give you the
25,
documentation about the particular module.
30.
So the way I will just
35,
actually executing it, I was
40,
getting it the math module
45
detail, whatever
to
is
50.
in your Python
This is
version,
what actually I am
whatever detail
expecting
is
you for
available,
the
it is given over
output.
here. All the details.
Output of my program
You
should
can
be,
check it out. This help function also online.
yes.
Online also they are giving you the documentation of the
Okay.
particular module.
So
You can
please
just
try
see right
to
now. I was
actually
just checking it out.
solve
Help
this.
on
I will actually also
sys
share it
function.
in the
Let's see
in the
sys module. Okay,
LMS
help on
for
sys
the
module in Python.
code.
Okay, just
Like
write
this
this.
is what actually I am
You can just
expecting
see
it
this
actually
will
as
be
your
actually telling
assignment
you
work.
what
You
are
can
the
just write it
details
your
and
code
what
in
are
the
the
same file
sys
and send it
module
to
and
me
what
on
are
the
the
email.
things. How can you
And
use
also
it? There are
on
many
the
more
LMS
details.
you
This is
can
not the
submit it.
documentation, but documentation should be here.
Any
This is actually
question
the
you can actually
documentation
ask
of the
me
sys
if you
module.
actually have any question
Okay,
regarding it. This is
these are
my
the
output.
functions
I
available
already
in the
told
sys
you this is
module.
actually the output.
Everything would be
for
given
this.
online,
I can
but
write
I
the
will
code
just
in 2
I'll
minutes,
ask you
but
not to
still I
check
want you to
online.
write it and
Always
just
check it out
format
in
it
your
this
local
way.
interface, whatever
Formatting,
functions
I
or
can just
whatever
tell
detail
you
you are
this is
looking
what the
at it.
way of printing
Like I
it.
just wanted to
Print
check it out. What is
f
the square
string.
root module? Okay, math
I
dot
wanted number.
sqrt.
Okay, and
sqrt. So
multiply
it will
by.
tell me what is the
After
detail
that,
about
I
it.
would just
Okay.
want a variable. Suppose
So help
my
function in
variable
the
is
square root
I.
module, square
Okay,
root will return the
equal
square root
to,
of
and
x,
that is
whatever
number
x variable
multiply
you
by
pass. Like this.
I. Okay, this is just actually
So
the
this is just
output which
actually
I
the
am
general
looking at it. But
fundamental
you
which I
can just
actually
make
told you.
sure
Why
this
it
would
was
be in
I
the
told
two
you this?
digit. This is in
Because
the two digit.
I was going somewhere
This is
where
in
they were
the
actually using the
digit
sys module.
That is just,
For
this
what?
is actually the
For the
expecting
integer
I
range.
wanted to actually
I was
ask
checking
you,
it out
so
in
that
this
this will
range,
display
right?
like this.
So this sys module
Okay.
is by default system
Just
module,
check it
which is
out.
actually
That
given
is
to
more
us.
than enough for
I
us.
was looking at it. This anyone
this
actually
detail.
has any question?
Okay, I was
Please
just
ask
looking
me.
at it. Sys dot max integer value.
What is this max integer value in my system?
Any
Sys
doubt
module
about the
was
assignment? Not
guys?
printed. 6 actually has no max integer, which they are talking about it here. Okay, so I need to check it out my
No
sys
doubts.
module right now.
Okay, please.
So what?
I
How
told
will
you this
check
is
it out?
actually the
Help
output
on
and this is
sys.
actually a statement you
Okay.
will be using it.
I just
To
checking
print the
this.
output. Only
This
you
will
need to write
open
it
this.
while loop on for
So what I was
anything.
looking at it,
I will
was
actually ask you
looking
please
at it
try to
max
write it
size,
with the
not
while loop
about not
also
about this.
and with the
I'm talking about my
and
integer
or
size.
with the
Okay.
for loop also. Anything which you will be doing it, but it would be you should be doing it. That would be best actually.
They are
Okay?
not giving me
You
here.
should be doing with the
So
both,
can
then
I
you will
search it out
understand
over
it both.
here? Integer. It is not allowing me to search. I will also update it today only, so that in the next
So
Saturday
in that
class,
particular
you will be
way, I
able
was
to
not
do it.
able to search because it is showing me the full documentation. In the Python 3,
I think so. I will
here in
wind up
the
this
it is
class
very
over
easy
here.
for me.
The
Sys
data section will be
help sys.
covered in the next
Same thing
class
I am
only,
just doing it in
because
my
list
terminal.
actually is
So
list
what I was
and
looking
those
at
kind
it,
of data
I was
accesses
looking
will
at it
take
max
little time,
int.
because it actually has
Max
many
int is
slides to
not there.
cover.
Integer.
They will be covering in the 4
So this
slide,
is
but
actually
they
the
actually have many
hex
things to
version
cover.
integer. Sorry,
Not this one, please. Here.
this is actually version information. Prem, yes, you were actually asking me
integer,
anything.
not this
You are raising
information,
your
second
hand.
one.
It is a skipping. It is a status of the integer. I am checking the integer is raising the hand. Please tell me what is the status of the integer. These are the two things.
Sir, can
So
I
get
connect you personally?
integer max. So I think so that that particular variable which they are
on
actually
the
telling us
system
over there,
and
it is removed from the documentation. So we are not able to find it.
operators.
No,
There
I am
will
not
be
able to
confusion
find
in
it, that
operators
particular thing.
numbers.
Platform. Okay, you have little confusion in the number system. So whatever they were actually saying it is
Yeah.
not there. Okay, wait a minute. So maybe this documentation is how old, I did not know. This is 2015 documentation about the integer functions. Okay, you are seeing my screen, right? I can't
Yes,
say
sir.
anything over so what is your confusion? Tell me different. There is a one key concept which I wanted to tell
Type
you.
print
You
format
guys
binary
always
value of
know,
number,
like
which
in
number
Python, there are
colon
many
be
modules available.
is
Okay, I told you earlier
very
only,
recommended.
there are many modules available. What exactly happens? This is what actually I told you when I was discussing it about the Python printing. Python is a language. Just give me 1 minute.
Just
I shared you one
generalization, this is a
link
general
for in this
information for
particular document to
general
go here.
learning.
Okay, you can say Python language. This particular link, Python string format
Is written
reading. Okay. This is actually, they were talking about it, how the Python
written
2.3,
in C
3.2 and
or
this, the way it
C++.
actually evolved of
Okay,
Python format
like
printing.
it is a language
Where
which is written
earlier
in the high
we
level
used to
language.
use it
Okay, this
actually
compiler
percentage
for this
symbol,
particular thing.
but currently we are
Compiler,
using
you
it
can
dot
say
format
interpreter.
symbol.
Okay,
Okay.
Python
So
language, you
when
can
you are
call it
talking about
interpreter.
here, I think so they should be having it binary. Let me just
Written
check
in
if
C
they
and
have it.
C++. So many
They do not
modules
actually have it. Good.
means
Okay,
internal,
good.
like inbuilt module.
So
I'm
what
just
exactly
talking
happened?
about
This
it.
format
Inbuilt
function,
module means just
they,
like
I was thinking they
example
may
is
actually have it. Maybe the document
example
is
is
pretty old.
sys or
Okay.
OS.
So my funda was
These
here.
modules are
If you just
written
help on the format function
in high level language.
not actually. I will
Like
not be calling this. Actually, I think so. I will do it in the format. Good morning, sir. I just logged in. Hope I have not missed anything. Iman, you have didn't miss anything. We are just actually just talking about journal. I will just go through it. I was just revising the previous concept. So Python language interpreter is written in a C or C++. Okay. Many modules, they're like sys inbuilt modules, sys OS are written into the in a high level language. Why? Because of the performance. Okay, higher performance. They actually have written it. Otherwise, what exactly other modules, like other modules are written in the same Python language only. Okay, in the Python
So they
language,
were just
whatever
saying it
module you
here.
will explicitly
Suppose you
install,
wanted
right?
to print
Like
something.
I was talking about it.
Binary,
Does it mean
like these are
so?
actually
Does it
just a
mean that
conversion form
the
of
import library
decimal
for
values
Python
to
will have the
binaries,
C syntax,
octal,
or will
hexadecimal.
it still?
It
It will be
directly
having
adding
the
0b, 0
syntax
o,
actually
0
as
x.
Python
I told
only,
you with the
but you are just
hexadecimal
using the
0x will be
functionality.
printed.
Internal
Binary
functionality of the
0b will
functions
be
are written
printed,
in
and
that way.
with the octal 0o will be
Like
printed.
you are
But
right
it
now
is not
using it
printing in
this
every
right.
places,
What I was
but
just
these
saying.
are the format which you
Sys
can type
AR,
it
this is
for
actually
printing the
in the sys module,
values.
like
Okay,
in sys
like
module,
I was just
we are
actually
going to
yesterday
use
doing
that
this
something called command
when I
line
was
argument.
printing this
Okay,
particular number.
command line
I
argument.
was
These are the
actually
topic
also
which I will
tried it
cover
for
it in
the
the
hexadecimal.
ARGB.
It was not
So this
working.
particular
Let me just check
functionality is
it
written
one
in a
more time.
C.
Number,
So they actually just given you the
comma,
function.
x.
They
It
had
should
just
be
given you
working, but
outer
it was
function to
saying
use it.
error earlier.
But they are not
So it
talking
is
about it
working
how
perfectly
internally
fine.
they implemented
X. So you can
Okay,
just see
so the
this here.
imports will be in
O is
Python
actually B
syntax,
means
calling in
This
the
is actually
functions
given
which
in
were
this
previously
documentation.
written in
In the
C.
Python
they
documentation
not
for string
previously, they are
formation.
inbuilt written
If you
actually
put
in the
B
C.
over there
For
after
the
colon,
time
it is like called
performance. So you will
printing
just,
the
I will
number
just
in a
show you
binary
once we know
format.
the
Output
Python
would be
language. I will show you the timing actually.
when you
The
print
code you
in
will
C,
write
it's
in
a
the Python, the
correct
code you will
conversion.
write in a C.
When you press D,
How
it
much
means
time
it's a
comparisons
decimal
are there and
values.
why
Okay,
other
or base
languages are
10.
high level language
When you
was
print
actually
O,
better
it is
because it was
actually
taking too
value
much
is
time
in
to write it.
base 8.
Python is a very
When you
simple
put
language.
small
It is
x,
actually
the value is in
it
the
is actually very
hexadecimal, but in
easy
the
and
lower
actually it
case.
will do the like
When you put it capital
it
X,
will do the
0x
coding
would
very
be
fast.
printed. Let's
Suppose
see with the
I am
capital
fighting
X
for a
also.
competition
Wait a minute.
in which 2 hours I have to do the coding. So what actually I will always choose it Python actually as my language for
So it's the
participation.
same
Why?
thing. I don't think
I
so.
do
They
not
are
need to
printing
declare
it
the
0x
variables. I do not
together.
need to spend
And if you
time in a
press it
declaration and
N,
doing that.
then this is the
So
same
in
case
Python,
actually as
directly you
B.
can
It is
use the
just like
variable
a
without
decimal
declaration.
values only.
Okay.
So
those are
these
the
are just
many
actually the
benefits in
specifier
the
of how the
while
string
using the
formatting
Python.
works. What is actually
Abdul is asking
the
what are
things
the
after colon
abbreviation
you
sys
can
means.
place it.
Okay.
Sys means
Some
system.
places you remember I was just
Sys
doing
actually
it
is
this
nothing
for
but
the
actually a system
alignment.
module. Okay.
Left hand
They
alignment.
are
Written it in such a
yesterday
way
I was doing
abbreviation
it
so
this
that you can
left
use it
less than
shortly.
symbol, greater than
OS is
symbol for
operating
left hand
system. They are
alignment.
using it just OS
Equal is
module.
just for the padding zeros and
So
things.
these are
This
actually many
caret was
functionality we
used
will
for
use
the
it when we
center
will see it.
alignment.
But I was just actually
So these
talking
are
about
actually
this because they were
many
actually
more
using
detail
it
and
max
many more
int
things when your
information, which we are
requirement
not
comes,
getting
that
it
time
right
you
now
will be
because this
learning
information
more.
was
But this is
changed
what actually
over
I
the
told
time
you
when they
about the
actually
number
implemented the
system.
higher version of
But
Python.
okay, what you
Okay.
did not understand
So
it, you
we
can
was not
ask me
able to
right
tell
now.
it. I will just cover this
After
information
this,
again when we will come to the module topic. Okay.
what is the question
So
over
do
here?
not worry
Why
about it.
actually
What
I was
actually I'm
writing
talking
it
Yeah,
about
this
it. This will be
I was
again
not
covered, right?
fully, yeah, I was
No,
not
it will
fully
be
clear,
again
but
covered.
yeah,
So this is
no
actually the
worries, no
format
worries.
only.
Because I cannot
Specification
directly
to
use it
convert the
sys
number
dot
into the binary
max int. If
format.
you will ask what is
These
this, sir,
for
you are
that
using it.
purpose.
So that for that reason, I just given you this
Okay,
No,
general
I
all
can
right.
information.
One more
understand
thing.
that this is
Just
a
the
import
shifting
and
we talked about.
dot you're calling the
This
methods inside the import.
Methods. Yes, those are
But
the
what I
functions
was,
in the Python.
yeah,
Yeah.
what I was
that
not
we're talking
clear was
about
how
less
have
than
they
zero.
been
Less than zero
designing
because
C
multiply by
methods?
two
Because what I'm looking for
Okay, okay.
right now,
I will just
This is in
tell
the
you
left shift and
very
right shift
easy
you are
part.
talking about.
Okay, which actually as a developer I have to do
Yes,
it.
here.
Sometimes we used to
Here.
write a
Hmm.
code in one language and other
Absolutely confusion about it.
like okay, let me
There,
just
there
see.
is no confusion.
Suppose
Just see
I
this here. This
have
is actually the
written
number.
some
4 digit,
function,
4 digit. I
some
am saving the
functionality,
number in a 8 digit
some
only.
function in
8
C
byte.
language,
Okay.
and
I
I
am
wanted to
saving this
use
number
I
8,
want to
which is actually
use
binary
that
of
function
8 is
in
this one.
Python.
Only this 4
How
one.
can we do that?
100.
So this
yeah,
is called
exactly.
the
This is what I'm
saving it
looking for.
interlanguage
8 bit.
compatibility and the
8 bit
changing is
means these are
required. So there
individual
are
single
some
is
things,
called
some
the bit.
libraries are there
Or
which
when
will
you
allow
so
us to
these are the
use the
8
C
bit.
function over here
What is actually
Python.
for left
Like I
shifting
remember
means
I was
from
using
the
it
right
earlier when
side you are pushing up the zero.
I went
From
for
this
doing my
side,
PhD. That time somebody wrote the C code. I was using it in the MATLAB. So there are
from
interlanguage
here you are
dependency and
inserting 0 in this
compatibility. We actually
particular
have to
case,
find
in
out
this
the
case.
library. How can
So
we use
0
the
when you
other
insert it,
functionality
what exactly
and get the
happens? 0 when
output
you insert
actually
it,
just like in
this
the
one will
Python.
be
So
shifted
this
to
functionality is
this
already
side.
coded in the C.
And this
I'm
the
just
last
using it
0 would
actually
be
as a black
discarded,
box.
means deleted.
Right, right.
This will be deleted.
Someone will ask what is actually black box. Okay.
And this
This is
0
actually
was
the terms which I am
inserted here.
writing it actually. So
So
black
this
box
is
is
actually the
something called a
fundamental here.
system,
So this
or you
what
can
is this
say a
particular value?
system
This value is
where
nothing but
you give
actually the
input
value of decimal value
and
of
get
16.
output.
So the
But you do not
fundamental here,
know,
when you
we
push
do
0
not
into
know
this from the
what is
right
inside the
side.
box.
So
Okay.
this is nothing but
We are just
actually
giving the
conclusion
input
for
from
this. Is
the
actually
like I
whenever
will just say
we do
black
the left
box.
shift
If I will just
operation
talk
on
about
any
it,
digit, it is
someone
nothing but
actually
actually
you asked
multiplying
me
by
to
the
use
2.
that particular keyword.
Because you
Otherwise, I
can
don't
see
use
earlier
it.
the value was
So this is
8.
actually the
Right
black
now the
box.
value is
Someone in
16.
the coding,
So someone
something
was
is actually
asking, sir,
written here.
actually if the
You are
value
just
is here
giving the
actually
input, getting
suppose
the output.
15.
This is what we call
What
it
would be the
black box.
result value?
Because we do
Result
not know
value would
what
be
is inside
30.
this
By
particular box,
default, when
what
you
is
are doing
inside
it
the
single
functionality is
time shift, its
implemented here.
value would be
We will
30.
just get it input and output.
You can
Okay,
just see this
that is
here.
what actually is the black box which
They
he
are
was
just
telling it.
printing
So I
it the
actually have
binary
to use
value,
it over
but
here.
this is actually 30
Actually, as
because
a
you
we
pushed
will
0
use that
from
system
here in
actually as
this
a
side
black
from the
box.
right
I will
side.
just tell you this
So the value
information and
became
these things
this
in the
4
future
1 and
classes.
after
How
that
we
0. This
by
value
how
is
we are
30.
gonna use it these things. Okay, so I will just make it actually as a command. So I will
Any
show you the
confusion?
demonstration about this. So why actually I was telling you this?
That
Because
means
of
result
here
will
when
be
I was saying
multiplied
it,
by
we were
2
declaring
always.
the variable.
Yes.
So
If you are
declaring
doing
of
it
the
one
variable
time,
integer
but
is
if you are
there, they
doing
were
it
giving
2
this
times, then
range,
it
but this
it
range
will
is
be
not
multiplied by
correct.
4. 2
Python range
multiplied
would
by
be
2
different. I will
again.
just show you what would be there for
So
32-bit
you can
machine
just see if I wrote it
and
here too, so it
for
means
the
this value would be
64-bit
by default
machine. It would
multiplied
be
by 4.
some other way. I will
The
find it
value
out
would be
and tell you
60
this
here. If I
information.
will write it here too,
So this is the
because
way
you
we
are
were
doing it
declaring
shift
the integer
operation 2
variable.
times.
Income is a
2
variable name,
times 0 was
and I was
inserted
saving
in
this
that.
some
That
value
is what
like
it
265. You
means.
can save
You
it.
can
That
just
is
see
the
this
integer
here. I
variable.
will tell you the answer.
How we were saving it? This is actually
Value is
integer
60
variable. I am printing
because
it
you
and
did it
showing
2
this is
times.
actually value.
If you write it 4 times,
There is
it means
actually
2 to
called
the power
what you
4.
call it
16 value will be
Boolean variable
multiplied
is
here.
also there in which you can save in the variable name either true or false and just print that
16 times you
information also.
multiplied 15.
That is what
Third
actually
kind of
happened.
variable is it is
It is
also
That is
there.
actually
2, 4, 8,
sometimes you are actually getting
16,
directly
32.
saving the
In this way,
Boolean variable.
the
See
result
But
this.
will be.
sometimes
See
what
this
exactly
actually. The
happened, we
value
wanted
was
to
this earlier
convert
in the
the
starting.
Boolean variable from
Now you
some
are
variable like
pressing
integer
0 first
variable
time.
is there.
Okay. You are
Can I
inserting
convert
0
this
in this.
particular
So
variable
what would
actually
be
as
the
a
next
Boolean
value
variable.
0 0
So there
1,
is a function
and this
call
will
in
be
the
1
Python
1
which
1
is an
0.
inbuilt
This is actually
function
one
bool
time you
function,
did it,
only
which
one
is
time.
there to
Now
define the
again
number
you are
actually
inserting
the
a value
again
actually
0.
as true or
What
false.
exactly happens?
So
0
when
0
you
1
call the
0
bool on
1
the
1,
0 value, you will get it false.
0 0. So this
Otherwise,
is actually two
on
times
whatever
insert,
value you
insertion.
will call
Okay.
bool function,
Again,
you
you
will
did it
always get
one
it
more
true.
time.
Okay.
0 1,
So this was actually I
0,
was defining it
1
about
1,
how
I
can
think
we
so.
convert
Yes.
the integer
And 1
variable
0
into
0.
the
This
bool
is
variable
actually
by calling the bool function.
this is actually the
Okay.
very first one. This is one time insertion.
Another kind
two
of
time
variable is
insertion,
called
three time
decimal.
insertion.
Now you are doing
what
it
you
four
call it
time
decimal.
insertion,
Okay. This is the
numbers,
fourth time when
okay,
you do that 1
which you
0
can
1
call it
1
float
1,
or double,
and
this
this
is
will
actually
become
the
all
language
4 0. So
according
this is
to the
actually the value
high
which you are
level
getting
language.
it.
Okay. You will be
Wait a
asking
minute.
what
This
is
is
actually
1
the float and double.
1 3.
Like I will just tell you here, when we save
the floating point, or what you call it, not floating point,
This is what
decimal
actually
values.
happening.
So this is actually
We
the final
need
value when you
the
insert it
precision
4
bit.
times. Okay, so that
Precision
final
means
value is nothing
the
but actually
accuracy,
value of 240. Accuracy in the decimal point. Okay, the higher the accuracy. Any confusion?
No, sir.
Higher the accuracies requires more memory. Similarly, from the right one was from the left
for
side.
that
You are
reason,
keep on
there are
pushing the
actually
zero.
float
So
is
what exactly
you
happens?
can say
The value is
less
keep on
precision
reducing it.
kind of
By 2
variable
means you are dividing by the
kind
value
of
by
variable.
2. So that is what
And
actually it is.
double
If
is
it is
high
suppose it's
precision.
the 128,
These are the two
and
variables
you are
which is
doing it
actually
2
there,
times
which is
shift
called
means
the
you are
high precision.
dividing by 4.
But in our
When you
language, in
divide by 4,
Python,
what
we
would be
actually
the
have
value?
only
After
one variable
128,
which
if
is
you 4
called
by divide,
actually
value
directly
became
the float
32.
variable. There is no
If you are
double
doing it
because
4
float
times
means
means
you are
actually the
dividing
very
by the
high
16 precision value
16
by
divide
default.
would be
So
7
this is
value
actually
or 8
according to the
value.
high
Yes.
level language.
So
But
this
in
is just
Python,
actually the way
we
of
actually have
understanding
it how the
I
right
will
shift
just
and
check
left
it out,
shift works.
Mohammed and Rumi. You are raising the hand. Just give me 1 minute.
In
I
Python,
think so. For
we
today's
have
class,
only one
class is
variable.
already over. I
We
gave
have
with the assignment
only
also. I will
one
update the
variable
LMS. Please
to
try to
save
finish that
decimal
particular table of 2
point
program
values
till Saturday, which is
Okay.
known
I
as
will
actually
so
write
tell
the
me
date
now, I
actually
will
as
see
a
the
Saturday
question.
only. Please unmute me, Gulam. Okay, I will just check it out and do that. Yes,
Thank you,
Bhushan,
everyone.
Gulam.
I will
Sanjay,
yeah.
I want to ask
I
one thing.
unmute
You
everyone.
told
Yeah, tell me. You actually anyone have a
on
question?
Sunday you will give a repeating class, like revision
Please,
class.
if anyone actually has a question, you
Sunday,
can actually
like
ask in
whatever class,
what is actually the
this
no
floating
Sunday
point
would be
and
the
what is actually
new
double,
class.
I actually told
Repeating
you
class
in
of
a
Sunday would be
text
done
method
on the
Friday.
the way you will actually
Actually, I
understand.
missed the
Hello,
Friday
sir.
class. Actually, I did
Am I
not get
audible?
any mail.
Yes. Okay.
Actually, last class
That's
I
why I
have
missed
missed
that
the
class
1 hour
due to my
session
office.
due
Okay.
to some reason. So, could
So
you
That's
please
why.
give me a
no,
small recap
Friday. If you
of
miss the
that?
Friday class, sir, I am just doing the recap.
It was
Only. There is
actually the
nothing new.
repeated
I am
class
just
of the
doing it.
last
I am
Sunday.
going from the starting only. It's
Okay.
a revision
So
only.
now
Today's
there is
class will
nothing
be
new. We
again
are doing
repeated
it.
on
It's
the Friday.
all old revision, all old written
Whosoever
things.
did not attend
So
today's
these are
class, they
the
can actually attend it
decimal
on
point
Friday
numbers,
class.
which you can call it actually as
And
just
those
actually
who
as a float
attended
in
the class
Python.
also,
Like
they
if you
can
just
join.
try to
They can
print the
join. It's up
type
to
of
you
actually,
guys. No issue about
we
that.
can actually
Like
call the
if you
type
actually have
of
any
the
question, you solved it. If you
price
wanted to really ask it on
variable,
that
it will
class,
tell
you
you
can
what is
just
this
come and
particular
actually
data
ask
type
it.
of this. It's a
Okay,
float.
Sanjay,
Okay.
one more
It's the same
request.
thing
Just
over
to go
here.
to the
When I was
looping part.
typing it, print type
Just
of
1 minute.
integer
It was in the
income.
notes.
You can just see it's an integer type class variable. Okay. I was calling it is integer. And even if you print it type of
Yes.
flag here,
The
flag
for
or
looping,
Give a
condition,
while
short
whatever you
briefing.
can call it. And it is, you can just see
what
it's a
short
boolean
briefing you
kind of
needed over
class,
here.
boolean
This
kind of
looping is
data.
actually
Well,
will be continue
so
until
any
unless
data
this
variable
condition
you are
would
just
be true in
assigning
the
it, you
while
can
looping.
print that particular
Okay,
class
that's
in
the
which
reason I
class
was
that
writing
particular
it.
variable is
Inside the
declared.
nested
So
block,
I was
whatever
just
is
telling
there
you
in the
in
while
the
loop, it
Python
will
there
be
is
keep
no
on
double,
executing
everything is
until
actually
unless the
the float
condition is
only.
true.
So
So
in the
here I
Python by
already
default
made this
they have
condition
given it
running
float
actually
actually
as
as a
true.
very high
So until unless
value of
in the loop
precision. So
here
that's the
itself,
way they
if you
actually have
not
only
set the
floating class.
condition actually as false,
After that,
it
what
will be
exactly
keep on
happen?
executing the
There is
full
another
set
data
of
type called
constructions.
string
Means
in the
it will be
Python.
keep on
A
asking
string
the
can be
integer
declared
value
with the
from the
double
user
quotes or with the
until
single
unless
quotes. You can just see
it
right
will
now I am
actually
just using
user
it double
gets the
quotes
correct
also and
number.
single quotes
When
also.
user gets
This
the
is the
correct
way we
number,
can
you are
declare
setting
the
this
string.
condition
This is
actually
just
as
actually the
false.
variable.
So that
Okay.
once user actually guessed
Question and
it
answer
correctly, you
someone.
will
Sir, what
exit
are the
from the loop.
negative
Okay,
NOS?
to exit from the
Or
loop, that time
negative
that they were
numbers are
saying it
also
while loop
stored
is
actually as an
over.
integer. How they will be actually
Suppose you
stored?
do not
Kalpana,
wanted to
you are actually
actually
asking. What
set this
exactly
condition
happened?
actually
This
as
is
false,
actually
you
you
can
can
call
call
the
the
break
in max
statement,
detail how
which will tell
the
okay,
computer
you
is
already
saving.
guessed the
I will
number,
just
so
tell
I
you
will break
actually as
this
a general
statement, I will terminate the
concept
loop.
here.
So you can either
In Python, in
write
computer,
this, or
okay,
you can actually directly call the
we
break
will
statement here.
save.
That will
We actually
also
have something
terminate
called.
the
I will
loop.
just say. Let
Its
me just
choice is
give you
yours.
some
Whatever is
example.
kind of is
Number
coding you
plus
wanted to do
8
it, you can
and
do it.
minus 8.
Okay.
Okay.
So this was
And
just
I am
about
using
the
it
while looping.
in
So another
computer
one
right
was
now,
called
like
for
in
looping.
from
For
my
looping
system
is most
design.
of
I'm
the
just
time
telling you,
used
I
it
am
for
designing a
generating the
system which is using
sequence or
the
kind of
8-bit
we will
memory
see in the future
to
when we will
save
do the list,
the
we will
number.
do the
Okay.
iteration of the list.
So right now,
Most of the places only
8
that
variable
purpose was actually
in
decimal,
in
Here
8
for looping was
is
used
actually
to generate the
in binary
sequence.
it is actually called
So
1
for
0
that
0.
I actually
Okay?
already told you range
So
parameter
when
is
I
there.
will
So
just say I
range
wanted
actually
to
can be used
represent
with
plus
this
8
3 parameter,
in
with 2
the
parameter,
memory
or
of the
single
8
parameter
bit,
also.
how I will represent
Okay.
it? I will
So
write
that
it
is what
first
actually
4.
it is here.
Okay,
Step value
and
is
then
by
next
default
4.
1.
In the
But
next
if
4
you
would
want
be
to
1 0
set
0.
the value,
So
you
this
can
is
set
actually
it. You're
plus
up
8.
to you, your choice.
How I will be able
Even
to
start value
represent it
default
actually
value is 0.
minus 8.
If you wanted
This
to
is
actually
called
set it, you can set your
this is
start
called
value
actually
also.
we will actually save
The way of actually
this is
using
used
the
to call it actually
range
simple
function.
binary.
This is the one way.
Negative numbers,
This is the second way. And this is the third way.
negative
So this is what they
numbers
were actually
in
doing it to
computer
generate the sequence. I was generating the
are
sequence from
saved
1 to
in
11,
the 2's
1 to 10. So
complement.
this j value will not work. So this looping
So
will
for that
generate
you
the
need to
sequence from
understand it
1
what is 1's
till
complement
11
also.
minus 1 till
So
10
there
it
are
will
two
be
concepts
generating.
here in the binary if you are
So if
asking
you
it
do
what
not
is
actually specify
one's
the value,
complement
it will be
and
generating
2's
it till
complement.
10. Stepping is by default 1. If
What
you
is 1's complement?
specify
What
the
is 2's
stepping
complement?
as true, then it will
Okay.
generate it 1, 3,
So
5,
you are
7,
actually
3.
asking, that's the reason I have
Okay,
to
if
tell
you
you.
do not
If
specify
you
the
actually
one
have
value,
some number here,
okay,
if
and
you
you will just
reverse
specify single
reverse
value,
the
then it
digit,
will generate it
then it
from
is called
0
the
to
ones
10.
complement. Okay,
There are
like
negative stepping
if you
also that I
what
will
you
tell you in
convert
the
this
tomorrow
actually
classes.
as 0. Okay,
Okay.
and 0 would be
Scroll up
converted
one.
actually as 1. Okay, here 1 1. So this
Up
is
more.
actually the ones complement of the 8 value
Wait.
in the integer,
Here,
like this is
to
actually in the
stop the
binary. So this
looping,
is actually the
what to
8
put? You said.
value ones complement.
Either
How you
you
will
will
actually
set the
convert the
condition
2's
actually or
complement?
that, or you
If you
can
actually
use a
add in
break
a ones
statement.
complement
Okay. So after typing break, loop will be over.
plus 1 you will
Loop,
do that,
as
then
soon
you
as
will
break
get it
statement
2's
is
complement.
executed, this will actually
This is actually
terminate
as
this
a
loop.
number system
It will
actually in the
program
computer
code
when
will
we read
directly
it.
come to
So
this
when you
particular
actually
statement.
add it plus 1 over here, so what exactly it will do that? It will by default convert it into the
Okay,
this is actually
thank you.
2's complement of
Okay.
the 8 value.
Sure.
Okay,
Thank you.
but
Meet you on
in
second.
computers like different systems are there, the very
Thank you,
first
everyone.
digit
I
is
will end
actually
the
used
class.
actually as a sign bit. Okay, in many computers first bit of the memory is actually used actually as a sign bit. For the positive numbers, sign bit is actually 0, and for negative numbers sign bit is 1. You are asking the computer science custom, that's the reason I actually have to tell you. So if you just actually talk about this here, it would be 1, otherwise it would be the same value actually in the 2's complement. So this value would be 1, which will actually specify to the computer that your value is negative 8. Okay, so if it actually answered your question, because there are many things you need to learn it if you are actually thinking about it. Number system in digital design. Okay, digital systems, this is actually the books which I used to follow. So like I will just say positive 8, and like I will just say binary one's complement and 2's complement. Okay, these are just actually the things which you wanted to read it. One's complement of binary number and 2's complement, how can you find it, what are the actually differences? This is the way we will save the numbers. Okay, they were actually giving it for plus 8 and plus minus 8. This is actually the value and information which you can read it more later. Okay, I'm just giving you the text. Yeah, no issue. You are actually asking, it's a good curiosity, so it's not the issue. Just go through the concept which is actually there, okay, about how we will save it in the computer. So what we were actually going through it right now, this is actually just a detail. I may actually keep it actually as a what you call it, not the, so it will not actually give me the error. Okay, so what we were declaring it here, how can we save the string with the double quotes also, with the single quotes also? So we were saving this particular string here. You can just see this is actually again the string, and name is actually saved actually as a ABC in this particular string. Okay, this one string also can be accessed with the indices. Okay, like this one, this one, this one, anything, any character in this string, you can access it with the index value. Okay, the index value would be either this or that actually. Okay, so how can you do that? You can actually access it with the indices. Indices are actually stored actually as the length, how many indices are there. So these indices, if you just see, let me just write it here so that you will understand it. If this is my string, this will be, can be accessed actually as
This is a zero value. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the indices actually, the way I can access each character. So you can just see when I'm writing the variable name, I'm just getting full string. When I am saying it name square bracket 0, then I'm accessing this a value. You can just see this here, small a, small s. These are the characters which I am getting it. A, S, T, A, S. Okay. Everything actually according to the, you can say till 5 I am getting it. After that we are getting it 6, 6 also I am getting it. Okay. So these are the indices you can access it. If you are going beyond this index, you will get it error. Like I'm just going to copy this here and doing that 7. Beyond the string length, if you try to access it, you will get the error called string index out of range. So how do I measure it? What is the length of my string? So there is an inbuilt method in the Python. Okay, this function is called what? This is actually the function, inbuilt function called len. Okay, len function. What it does, it will measure